Function seemed to be emitting some sort of slight necrotic essence.
Our conversation.
And Okabar overheard this and immediately went and told Function that
Because Okabar has Asperger's.
Damn, you figured it out.
Basically.
immediately
Zero
shares
filter, my dude. Zero
Function
filter.
that
In and out.
we were concerned about
I love it.
this slight necrotic presence coming from Function. As we're kind of heading, as we're kind of going through this little passageway, it comes to like an opening. We fight some goblins that kind of like appear.
Fish orcs.
It wasn't anything like too it wasn't anything
Doesn't
too
sound
serious.
tasty.
Like we didn't it wasn't a boss battle by any stretch of the imagination.
Careful what you wish.
I believe some of them escaped, but we killed some of them, and Function cut the head off of a goblin, and immediately after that, my notes say that darkness starts coming off him.
That is what happened.
And
shadow flames.
shadow flames. It was real fucking creepy. Zan took off at a full dash towards him, slit his wrist, and stabbed the shit out of Function, casting this. Well, slapped his like bloody palm into Function's head, casting the spell magic, which
Oh. Okay.
cleared.
Went away.
Kind of cleared the darkness that was emitting from him, but also caused Function to react and attack Zan, and
The energy did.
the energy attacked Zan, and
As far as we know, he's
he
dead.
was knocked unconscious. Pregar is it got a little chaotic. Pregar is yelling at Function, "What have you done?" And Function grabs Zan and tries to shake him awake, and Zan is destroyed. He disintegrates into black smoke and vanishes. And the last thing that Function hears as Zan disappears in a very Spider-Man talking to Tony Stark type moment: "Protect your friends."
Such an asshole.
And that's how it is.
I don't feel so good.
I don't feel so good. This
Function not this again.
So, it's a pretty good recap. Pretty good recap.
That's
So
awesome.
anybody have anything to add? Anything specific there?
I'd like to punch Okabar in the nuts.
Am I tied up? You are currently grappled on the ground.
Okay.
And-
I've got
Because he realized
I'm
I'm
trying to
stronger.
tie him, but he tripped me and I'm on the ground.
So you're
I guess.
prone right now?
I
Just laid on the
guess.
ground.
I don't
Oh,
know.
you're prone? Okay.
I
You
don't
tripped
know.
him, right?
Good to
He
know.
tripped you.
I don't know, I guess.
He prone.
Yeah, I know you kept trying to get up, and he had you down because he did you did a shield maneuver because you were able to.
Yeah, I just shoved him on the ground and then I started tying him like hog tying him.
And you're not tied yet, but you are kind of prone. Your friend has just disappeared. There's smoke kind of dissolving in the air, and you hear this voice come through the ether. You are sitting on the other side of the room, just watching this fucking shit happen.
Same.
Yeah, you two guys are over on the east side of the room. Okabar is poking fun at everything. What are we doing?
And I'm the only one that knew about. I'm still on the
Yeah,
ground.
you're the only one. Yeah, you're still on the ground, but you're currently like trying to get up and go ahead and hog tie him up like you had.
Did I notice he tripped me, or am I just like I just
No,
fell?
You were just so caught up with that.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna get up and just kind of continue to tie up Function.
Okay, so
I'm
Function
trying to
comes over to you
Hold
and
him
he
down
starts
for a
to.
second.
Are you resisting?
No.
Okay, so in a despondent note, you're just allowing your hands to be grabbed, moved around behind
Stop
your back.
resisting.
Casey, you pull out some of the rope and wrap it up and tie him up pretty good.
That's the brass for you.
Rhaegar, I heard his voice.
Whose voice?
Zan's.
When you killed him?
I'm not sure if I killed him. It wasn't me.
Where is he then?
I don't know. He vanished into thin air.
Cause you killed him.
I don't know if that works like that. Does it?
I don't know what kind of energy you're emitting, but you basically, he's gone.
I can control it.
Then bring him back.
I can't bring people back from being vanished.
Where is he then? Where did you banish him to?
I do not know.
You say banish or vanish? I can't understand.
Garnish?
B's and V's are close.
I could banish
Great.
him if he would come back.
The Shadow Realm.
Zan, at this moment, while they're
This
having
is for your own
conversation,
good.
what are you doing? You're obviously in the shadows,
I understand.
off to the side.
I
Throw
am
something.
watching closely, but I also have zero intention of anyone knowing that I am there.
Okay, go ahead and make a stealth check for me.
Do I see him?
I mean, what's your passive perception?
Probably wicked low.
Give me about line to look for.
I thought you had perception. No,
You're
no, no.
busy.
The highest one I hear.
Hey, I do have a question because
I don't
just for clarity's sake, how far away do you have to be from the person who casts Pass Without a Trace for it to still be in use? Because
30
it should still be.
As long as you move 30 feet away from the person who cast it, it no longer applies. And if you move back within, it still doesn't apply. You have to recast it on that bubble and stay up in that bubble.
With the size of the room, would I be able to have gone loosely? Like, who cast it?
I believe it was me.
Mm-hmm. It was you.
Okay, so I want to say this. While you're on the ground, you were looking around frantically. You were able to glimpse out of your eye. Make your perception check for me real fast to see if you can find a good bit of shadow that will hide you nearby.
So that's 22.
Okay.
No, that's not how math works. That's 12.
8?
What the fuck?
It's a big difference. So it's a 12?
It's a 12, yeah.
Okay, because of the luminescence and the lighting that's around you, it's really hard to find a good shadowy place that's nearby. You're able to bamf across the room, close to the entrance where you guys were, farther away from the water, where a lot of the luminescence comes from sources. You're farther than 30 feet away. You're probably about 50 feet away.
Cool.
So you don't have that pass without trace anymore, but you are hidden within the shadows. So go ahead and roll a stealth roll.
That's really what I was trying to figure out, was if I could hide within while
Yeah,
still using
no,
that pass without
I mean,
trace.
you're not like underneath function or anything.
Yeah, fair enough. I'll use luck. Fuck it.
Okay.
There we go. It's worth it.
26.
You feel pretty confident that nobody thinks to look backwards where you came from.
I'm not. So I listened to Function just say that he vanished. I'm gonna cast Detect Magic to see if I can detect any
Okay.
like basically any kind of sense of like maybe his essence, where he went, or
I'm gonna pour one out for my
What's the range on
lost friend.
Detect Magic for you?
30 feet.
30 feet? Okay.
Or it's a
That was weird.
30 foot radius?
yeah, it's
It's cool.
hold on.
It was a good thing.
Presence of magic is
Bad end,
30
though.
feet.
Yeah.
Can
Well,
penetrate most barriers, 1 foot of stone, blah blah blah. Yeah.
Okay, so, alright. So as you kind of rub your hands and you start to focus your divine energy in it.
Well, I'm trying to pour one out for a friend, and they're right in front of me though.
Okay.
So is that distracting at all?
A little bit of liquor falls on his foot.
Because he is trying to focus.
He's used to this. He's an army guy, so it's no big deal. So the light kind of goes to his hands, and as he's casting it, you hear a far distant something else that shatters. That's been shattering. It doesn't bug you too much when you cast your detect magic. The water is seeping with necrotic magic. It is nasty. There is some destructive magic, some of the mysticism that's in there. There's just a whole lot of magic, and as you look at the water itself, you can see that there's this goop that's on the top, and it's beginning to flow more openly. What was originally just like maybe a small sliver of in the stream is now starting to coat the entire surface. It's not black like you saw earlier in the town. It's much more foul and acrid smelling. You do see color variations in it. It's a very strange, like kind of metallic sheen that comes on some of it. It seems to be very shiny, like little splotches that are in that as it's being carried down through the water.
So, knowing that we kept hearing this shatter sound during the combat encounter in the last session, and continuing to hear it, I want to look around to make sure that does the cave continue further, or are we like at the end?
No. So the cave, the water where you guys are at, as you look upstream, you see it goes both upstream and downstream. The trolls are trying to run downstream.
The water goes 2 different ways?
Yeah, you're at the edge of a river, and you're sitting right here at the edge of it. as you go upstream, there are banks where you can kind of walk along. Probably.
Okay.
It's not like a clear, super easy path, but there are ways you can go up through without touching water.
DM,
Yep.
having seen Xanthar use his beads 3 times, did I recognize what happened when it happened?
Make an intelligence check for me. This function was also doing a lot of weird shit.
That's
That's Function was doing some weird shit.
When do you not?
I wonder
They're
if
going there and doing that weird shit.
Because you also saw him like get beat the fuck up and
yeah, my intelligence is +0, so that's a 16.
Hey!
Okay, that smoke which he vanished in did not look like what functions like flaming darkness was. It did look very familiar. You can't exactly place what it is, but there's something conspicuous about that.
All right, I'm gonna cast message 120 feet and be like, "How long are you gonna let this go on, Zan?"
Do you have to specify a direction?
Nope.
Okay. All right. So
As long as my intended recipient is within 120
okay, so
feet,
you
he
pull
will
out your
hear it.
string, you start to scroll it, and as you begin to cast your spell, you hear in the distance. Okay, go ahead and cast your message.
That's all I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
How long are you gonna let this
It's
go on,
You
Zan?
in your little hidey hole as you hear your ears.
I'm gonna keep up with you guys. Is there any kind of words I can respond with?
Yeah, 25, I think. Yeah. No, actually, you can't respond. It's not sending. It's just message. So you heard me. but-
Well, I can cast.
Yeah,
Please cast.
Unless you want to do it back.
I can send a message, and I'll respond. I'm gonna stay back for now. Let's see how this affects him.
Alright, so as you. Sorry, was that it?
Yep.
Okay, so as you begin to cast it back, you hear. So you guys are just down here and you hear. You hear all these like shattering noises, this glass noise that's like falling windows. It all seems to be coming from upstream.
Would I? Can I tell? I wouldn't be able to detect message, right? If that's because it's a concentration spell for 10 minutes. So would I be able to detect that you just sent a message?
It is, but I think
You'd probably see the wire in my hands glowing, but other
you
than that,
can. But they're
if you were looking at me,
they're also farther than 30 feet away. They're on the other side of the cavern.
They're
They're outside
yeah,
of the
and
sphere.
I'm obviously.
is there anything between? There's water between us, right?
No, not between you guys. There's just like
We'd
flat-
already been past it.
Yeah, you guys have been kind of hiding out on the east side of the cave. Pretty simple.
And function just on the ground, just saying over and over again, I will protect my friends.
I'll cast from across the cavern. I'll cast another message. I'm standing next to you, right?
Yeah, roughly.
I'll turn to him to go. You see what's happening here, don't you?
Oh, your voice is working.
As he's
Yeah,
as he's
I found a lozenge in my bag.
as he
What's
begins to
wonders?
send that, you hear another.
No, I just say to him,
Oh, you didn't
you
cast
know
it.
what's going.
Okay.
You know what's going on, right? We're standing next to each other.
I just wink.
And then I'll do the wire and I'll cast message to Pragar and I go, it would appear that Xanthar is running some sort of experiment on function.
Okay, so as you do it again, you hear.
Does anybody else hear that?
Yes. DM question.
Do you hear that
Are
weird
these-
cracking sound?
Yes. What is that?
Are the
Every time I do magic, it
shattering
happens
sounds-
again.
Are the shattering sounds getting worse or changing in any way?
I mean, not that you know of. In the last like 6
No
seconds,
louder.
you've heard
Is
like
it the
6.
same? It's the same sound over and over. It's not changing.
I mean, as far as you know, it sounds like
it's
somebody's
not getting closer.
somebody's
or
like got a hammer
All right.
breaking glass up there.
Okay,
That's what it
okay,
sounds
okay.
like.
We already looted the trolls, so I don't have to worry about that. I don't know what's going on with you, Function, Ben Pragar, but we have to continue on. I hope you guys
How are
understand
we
that.
gonna continue on when he doesn't have control of his power right now? He just killed one of my party members.
I have control.
See, look at that. He's got control. We're good to go.
Control it.
He seems fine.
I mean, if you can do that to the enemy, I think we could take a loss like that.
I will protect my friends. I will control it. And he keeps saying that over and over again.
Okay, are you trying to convince Pragar for
I
that?
was like, who are you
No.
convincing?
I'm just saying it out loud too.
What are you, like,
Convincing
traumatized?
myself- I'm
As I
telling
walk up-
myself
Make it persuade. No, I'm just-
I'll,
Yeah, right.
I'll walk up to function and
Make
get
a
him like a
persuasion check.
jukebox
Make a
skipping.
persuasion counter. Do you believe it?
Like the
And I heard
prompts.
his
I need to roll
message.
Hey.
I can't. I have to talk to send it back.
It's not sending. It's just message. You
Oh,
can't
so
reply.
I can just get it back. Okay.
Yeah. You can hear what I said, and that's it.
How do you feel right now, Function?
I feel horrible. I just possibly killed my friend.
Luckily, you got more.
Who's further into the cave?
What was that?
Are we further into the cave, or are they
Second
further?
was they're the
Yeah,
first
they're
in the
further in the
cave.
So we should walk that way
so
to them, right?
If this is the cave area, they're like here. This is where Zan dropped. We're like back here, and Okabar's over
Right.
here. Basically.
I'll close the
Can you
gap
say
to
that
them.
I tied up Function that I can just like kind of, not I guess walk with, like pick him up and then walk him with his arms behind his back or something like.
I mean, you could pick him up. You can also
So restrain him?
tied with like a leash, like a rope.
That'll work. Yeah.
Yeah,
Let's do
yeah,
that.
you can do that as a tether.
Walking Dead.
We'll keep moving forward, but he stays secure.
Look, I understand you don't like that, but I don't like having two men down if something else happens. We're already down Zan. I don't want to be down another man.
I
in terms of
understand, but if
combat.
he turns on us again, what's gonna happen then?
Yes, but don't you think it has something to do with this cave?
We have to
It
find.
could be.
How do we know he's the only one that could be affected by it? It could be one of us to turn on the other pod.
So you think
next.
tying him, letting him roam free?
I don't know if it's an issue
I think
specific to him.
trusting our allies is a better course of action than assuming the worst in them.
I do trust. That's the problem.
Something strange is happening in this cave, obviously. Do you hear that sound?
I keep hearing it, yeah.
Every time I do magic. Watch
Actually,
this.
it's
Watch
not
this.
just magic. I noticed.
I'll cast message without saying it. I'll cast message again to just Okabar standing across the room. I'll just cast message and go, listen for the sounds. Every time I do any sort of magic, the sound happens.
Magic, huh?
Maybe we should.
I'm gonna yell out the word magic. Does that
So
do
basically, don't.
nothing? Magic.
Until we know what that sound is, like, yes, I agree. I think we should
All right.
take it easy on magic use because that could be causing a problem.
Well, him being secure won't be a problem for his magic right now.
Like I said,
He's still functioning.
I'm not.
I am functioning.
I'm
He's
not.
always functioning.
I'm
Every
not-
action he does is functioning.
I say shut up and I smack him in the back.
I'm not convinced that what just happened is exclusive to him.
I
think
agree.
He might just be the victim of whatever's happening in this cave, and it
It
could
might
be anyone.
but it's,
Yeah.
it's taking control of our friend.
Just we need to keep an eye on each other, and if you see changes happening, we need to.
So what, am I supposed to tackle him and tie him up again?
Yeah.
I now look
might have
at
to do it to me.
Playgar
Work the
and
first time.
I say to him directly in his eyes,
Just the hail of thorns will work.
I can control it.
I believe it.
Make a persuasion check.
Make a deception check.
All right, that's 22.
He looks like he's
You
approaching the
lying.
You
house.
can't outroll with insight.
It's a
How
set
does that
DC.
work?
I mean, if you,
Gotcha.
I think we need to keep moving. I think we need to find out what that sound is.
I think we just need to keep moving to the cave, and maybe we will find out what this
Agreed.
is.
Can everybody see right now?
No.
What's the light like?
It's
there is
dark.
bioluminescence
That's
all
all
Oh
over.
the
yeah,
distance on the
because there's
water.
no
Make a
fire.
perception check, you two, right now. Right now.
Perception, that's the 11.
18.
Minus 1.
We ain't
Uh,
found shit.
You see what looks at first to you it looks like it's a cloud of darkness that starts to roll down the water as it goes from your right to your left as you're looking at the water. It looks like you just this darkness that just kind of envelopes the whole thing. You notice that below that there's that putrid stink, that really acidic kind of smells like battery acid coming down the waterway. It has there's a basically a slow motion tidal wave coming. It's just a huge amount of it just kind of rolling like a mudslide. And as it goes by, you can see like there's these like flowering plants along the side. And as it gets close to that, you can see it just kind of weather away and kind of vanish into smoke. It's just eating away all the bioluminescence.
It's going towards,
creature.
away from us or towards
It's
us?
going downstream. It looks like
Okay.
there's a whole bunch of shit that was just dumped into a stream.
So it's a lahar, basically.
Huh?
A lahar.
Yes. It keeps going, and as you go, you can see like there's like chunks of things in here. It looks like a milkshake with chunks of chocolate that are just being rolled over and over.
Alright.
But they're exceptionally shiny bits of chocolate that are just tumbling down this waterway. And the smell Even you guys smell this. The smell is just horrible. It smells like throw up.
There's something
Yeah.
in the water on that.
Under the water or on
Swimming
the water?
over the water.
We're right next to the stream, correct?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
like-
you guys are 20 feet from the stream. You guys,
It's
you're
like
about
a
60
tide.
feet.
Is there
back.
any uphill around us?
Yeah, I mean, if you've kind of gone downhill the whole time you've been going into this cave.
Okay, so
It doesn't look like it's overflowing the banks, actually. It looks like she's kind of been slowly gliding,
Okay.
continuing down the stream. There's a small amount of rise, but not enough to be concerned.
Question: would you have told anyone in the group about what magic you detected, like about the water and stuff?
I would have if I wasn't too distracted by him, but I haven't told him.
Okay.
Well, then I won't do what I was gonna do.
Have we walked? Are we still
Alright.
separated from them?
Yeah, you guys are still at 30
I'll
feet
close
away.
the gap to them.
Yeah,
We're
I would
close
have
now.
wanted to them
Okay,
as well.
the group kind of coalesces there, and this stinking kind of just sludge is just rolling down.
As I walk up to the sludge and smell it, I'll go, "Oh, Okabal, really? Fuck."
I turn to function. I turn him around.
I smell
so his
myself.
eyes are- Oh, you're already looking at
Yeah,
it.
you're looking at you.
I get close to him. I put my hand on his shoulder and I squeeze
Open my jars.
real tight. If I see you get out of line one more time, I may have to hit you. I turn him around and slices mine.
You could use that rope.
Cuts them up.
I will protect my friends.
I got plenty of rope. We're good.
Yeah, it does take 10 feet of rope to tie somebody up.
Fucking rope.
Dan told me.
This is your fucking rope.
What do you need a fucking rope for? You don't know. You don't know why you need it. You just always need it.
What are you guys? Control it.
Okay, so
I ramble.
Oh.
you're sitting at the
Let's go.
riverbank, watching the sludge go by. You now have use of your hands. Okabar, are you still hanging out in the back, or have you joined the rest of the group?
I'm just watching this all go down. Well, I mean,
Okabar's
I'm
pretty
just
good.
slowly trailing behind them because I'm still like, what the fuck
Should
is
we
going on?
follow this and see where it leads?
But we shouldn't stay. We should.
We need to continue. For
Yeah.
Do we have some kind of light? Is there light heading down towards the?
The light starts to
Is it
fade
fading?
significantly, yeah.
Perhaps someone light the area a little further. There you go.
When I flame blade.
Do we hear shattering?
Flame blade, yep. As he pulls it out,
Do we see that anything happen to the stream or is it increasing?
as you're
Is that
closer-
thing passing us? The whatever.
Yeah, it's not the
Is
stream
it
is
a
now.
thing or is it just like?
Does it look like it's a wave?
I wonder if it's a
Water?
creature, if it's like.
It's like an avalanche of stuff.
Yeah.
Have you
that's
guys
what
ever
it
seen
looks
like floodwaters hit a dam, like
Yeah,
whatever?
yeah.
Like it looks like a normal stream, and then the floodwaters come, and you just see just a constant like flow of just shit going down.
Yeah, yeah.
That's basically what.
Okay.
You're
Whatever's happening is happening actively, and we need to go.
Did it happen more abruptly after he cast the magic? After that shattering noise?
From what you guys saw earlier, it was kind of just a small trickle, but now it looks like it's really kind of flowing through.
I think all use of magic is opening up.
Something is
Whatever this is.
I wanna.
provide.
As the ooze, pile, whatever, avalanche, I don't know what you want to call it.
Just call it
It-
sludge stream, you know.
As the sludge stream is coming by, I want to wait for it and then walk towards the banks as we continue up.
Okay, yeah, you're close to the banks, and it's still going. It's still a solid flow of just junk.
So we start moving forward then.
Yeah, that's great.
I assume any. So you said that thing is eating the bioluminescence?
It looks
Up in
like
the
it's
water?
killed all the bioluminescent plants on the edge. Yeah, and there's just a faint glow of a few that might like be on the sides or something, but they're starting to kind of shrivel as well.
If you want to lead the way.
I mean, I can if you want.
You have your
I can
flame
also-
blade.
I only go.
I can
only
also-
see like.
I can
20,
also
50
see.
feet.
I'd like to be in the back just to watch.
I bet you do.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, for the sake of pathfinders, are you guys going upstream or you're not going downstream?
The stuff is going upstream, so we're going upstream.
The stuff is going downstream.
Downstream,
Well, hold on, you said-
downstream we're going
you
towards.
said
That's
that
what
we're
we're
going
going.
towards
it.
it.
Yeah.
That's what I
We're
meant.
going-
It's going.
We should
right
be.
this way.
We
You
should
can
be
go
heading
upstream, or
toward
you
the.
can go downstream.
Upstream
I
towards
wanna
it.
go-
Yeah, it's going down.
We should be heading toward the source,
Opposite of the
Exactly.
sludge.
where it's coming from. Yeah. So
Opposite
upstream.
of where the sludge is going, or
Upstream.
opposite where it's coming from.
We're going
I
upstream.
want to go where it's coming from.
Okay.
Yeah, that's literally upstream.
Yeah.
Upstream, you got it, no problem. Okay, after a
Reverse
brief
thing.
discussion of what upstream is, you start to make your way up there. There are small stepping stones along the side paths. Some of them looks like they've fallen in. Some of them
North,
look like
south.
they've gone up. The very first part is fairly easy. It's more about picking which side you're going to cross on. Because once you cross, you're never gonna.
Oh.
You're not gonna have a good.
Is everyone okay? I know we just fought. And is everyone feeling alright?
I don't know.
Before
Did
we
I take any
continue
damage?
on?
Yeah.
No, you were fine.
I can
Yeah.
actually. If there's anyone you need kind of help.
I definitely am gonna need some help.
Besides Okabar.
I'm at less than half.
Fuck that guy.
Cast something.
What's this, man? I
It
beat
will
you in
shatter.
I beat you in a game of skills, and you just hate me.
So
I
far,
don't know what
nothing's
happened.
happened with the shatter mine.
I don't know if it was you, though. No. Does anybody need healing?
Yeah, he actually doesn't know you,
I
Trey.
do.
Yeah.
You do?
I'm currently
I do.
unscathed.
Yeah, you're good.
Hold on a
You
second.
used this, I think, like a first and second level spell and a couple of inspirations. That's about it.
I think you marked him off.
I have
Yeah,
2 level
'cause
1
there's-
spells that I just used.
I have 2 spell slots and an inspiration.
I'll walk up
right
to
here.
you're still good to go.
Aviary and cast Cure Wounds.
Okay, so you walk up there, and as the divine energy begins to go to your claw hand, you hear,
Ah, fucking damn it.
Yes, we need to not do magic.
Oh, I have to heal somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if I roll or you roll.
No,
I'm gonna go ahead and take a healing
Wait,
potion.
do you have a
You're
potion?
casting it, so you roll.
Okay.
A potion.
6 points.
It's just whatever is on the dice.
Plus
7
That's
plus
plus,
1.
is that a normal healing potion?
I don't know. I had 2 dice.
Oh, sorry. 10
Yes.
points.
Yeah, that plus 2.
Oh.
So you got 10 points of healing.
Thank you.
Yes. I read that wrong.
Here you go. First healing potion I've ever had
Good roll.
in my possession.
9 out of 10 possible 10. Wait.
I think I'm good.
Okay,
I'd also like to down a potion just to
Okay.
make up a little more of a
grab a
resistance.
potion. Good. Who's in the very front? I know you're
Me.
down in the back,
I'm in
right?
the rear.
I'm in the front.
You're in the front.
In the very
I'm hanging out with Okabar.
Wait, who's
Well, I thought it was in the back, so I guess I'm not in the back now.
Alright, so
Are you just,
learning
like, creeping along with
learning the
us?
banks and learning, like trying to see and figure out which side you need to be on. Go ahead and make a nature check for me there, ABA. Please.
I'm good at that. Right.
We still have bioluminescence around us, though, right?
It's
Fading.
fading very quickly. He has his sword out with the flame blade, so there's a bubble.
Whatever the sludge is killing the body.
That is a 13, no 12, sorry.
That's a 12?
Yeah.
Okay. You're pretty sure you don't want to cross the river.
Still has
This
to
level
get
is
the
kind of
resin,
gross, so you're going to stay on the bank.
Yeah,
How
I have
wide
like
is the
10
river?
pounds of it.
It's
On
about
one side,
12,
yeah.
15 feet. It's not like unreachable, but too far down. Unless you wanted to get
I don't know if anybody
Well, I
remembers
was
that. I got it.
gonna use.
We did. Right.
Is there a reason why I would think to cross? Like, is there any, can I see anything on the other side?
No, it looks like both sides are pretty even to go
Then
up.
I
It's
won't-
just a
then I
solid
won't
wall.
bother with
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Continue.
Okay, so I need everybody to make an acrobatics check or athletics check, your choice, as you make your way up the walls or sides. Some spots are easy, some spots are large rocks you can climb up. Some of these require some skipping, some jumping, some climbing.
21.
17. Sorry.
21. Nice.
Beautiful.
17.
17.
5.
Okay.
Your bonus
You
is
said
gonna roll.
acrobatics or
Or athletics,
Athletics.
whichever one you want. You're probably acrobatics. 12. Look, what would you get?
17.
And you're falling farther behind, but you have dark vision, so you're okay. All right. So as the group is going, there are a few handholds that are a little bit slippery, and the smell is making your eyes water. You, you kind of have to cough a little bit because it's burning your lungs.
Put our mask
It's-
up.
It smells like you've been by a tanner's booth. If you've ever been by a tanner, they have like lye and this really caustic shit. It's really fucking gross. The smell is it's burning your eyes, your skin, and it's just overall unpleasant. As you're crawling along the caliber, you go for a handhold, and you're reaching out for the next one, and your foot slips off and it lands into the water. And as it plunges into the water, it starts to sizzle. You're able to pull it right back up, but it does. You're just in there just for a second, and you take 1 point of acid damage.
Oh.
As you pull it back in there, you kind of shake it off a little bit. Your boot has kind of almost dissolved. The buckle itself is basically fallen off. You can still wear it, no disadvantages or anything like that.
Ow. Fuck it, I love these boots.
Yep.
Don't touch the gooey shit.
So since you said that, I'm gonna say, all right, this water stuff doesn't look good according to Tal, and I'm gonna go ahead and take out a rope, and I'd like us to link up, just so no one falls in case
Okay.
something happens.
I'm not strong enough to keep anyone from
Oh, now you
falling in.
wanna
All
tie
I'm
us
gonna
in?
do is
No,
drag
just
me
hold
in
on
with
to
it.
the rope. I mean, if you want to tie it around your waist, go. I'm not doing that.
I will say that-
I'm not doing that either.
That's
Except for you, who's able to just kind of hover over.
If I fall,
no
everybody
problem.
falls.
A lot of you guys, there's like it's like almost rock climbing where you have to like hold on to a rock
Oh.
here and kind of. You could do a rope. You could just loop it around yourself. To where I mean, it may be worth
It's
it.
not gonna be the same.
Okay, it will slow you down a little bit. Though,
Yeah.
Is that first check?
You should just have a rope ready to lasso someone and pull them
Is that
out,
first
fly
check?
them out.
So this
I have
right
it
now.
Yeah. You guys are still going, and y'all are going making.
Okay, so we already made our check, right?
Yeah.
the first one.
That's what I mean, though. Like, what's,
So is it rock climbing or is it like climbing a lot, like on rocks, kind of around?
We're
the wall?
climbing along the wall.
Like a
of
ledge,
the
yeah.
river.
It's
We're
not-
not climbing up. We're like climbing over.
Yes, and as you go in, it slowly transforms from cavern to rock to like stonework, essentially. And so you're able to get a little bit better grip work. There used to probably be like sides on this river, but it's just eroded over time. Where there's pieces of sidewalk that are still jutting out along it, and there's a gap that you have to jump over, and then the one that you have to climb up or climb down on. And it's just an endeavoring venture. It's not impossible by any means. There used to be an intentional path here, but it is a little bit more difficult than it once was.
I'd like to cast. Are we making more checks?
You don't know.
Okay, then I'll wait.
I would like to ask a question.
Okay.
As I'm sneaking along behind them, looking at because we're trying to like not get in the river, basically. Looking at the river, knowing that I have boots of water walking, or I have a ring of water walking. Would I in any way think that it would be unsafe for me to step on the water if I was?
Make an Arcana check for me.
Also, at that point, how much hidden are you?
Oh, he's back there. He's far away.
Oh, well, that's not helpful. Someone.
Ooh.
I mean, if you walk on water, this is water. It's cool, right?
Cool. Oh, well, it's technically a 6, but it's a 1.
Yeah, dude. You're water walking.
Cool.
No problem.
Plan is to not do that, but
Okay.
you know, if I roll low enough, that would probably be like what my fallback would be. I was like, oh, I'll walk on the water real fast. So I just wanted to put that out there before we get any further along.
Okay, no problem. Okay, so as you go along, you eventually make your way out, and there, at what is kind of an apex of an arch, you start to see these metal bars that are coming straight down, and they look like they may be blocking your path. The ones that are over the water have rotted and burned away, but there's a metal grate that kind of shows up in your path of where you were going, separated by about 1 foot apiece, and then like they're basically jail cells that are across the way. It looks like it's to prevent anybody from coming up this way. The party kind of coalesces. It's on some groundwork that's finally kind of holding a large area. It hasn't fallen in and collapsed. It's good solid ground that you're able to kind of sit on.
Do the bars look weak at all, or are they just like, is it still like in good shape? I
Go
guess?
ahead and make an investigation.
I'll
check for me.
assist you.
Okay, yeah, you got two metal.
Try to earn your trust back.
I'm glad you did. All right.
Nice.
That is a 12.
12. I mean,
An alarm.
you know, these they're well made, but they are old. It's hard to really tell. I'm sure
But they're
you-
not like bent out of place or anything.
No, they're
Right,
still pretty
yeah.
solid. Like the walls are starting to get a little bit.
How big are we talking? Are we talking? This is a 20-foot tall ceiling, and there's bars that like I can see from a super long distance away, like going up in the sky, or is it more like a sewage grate?
That's a good question. So you actually don't see them because you're still like 40, 50 feet away. You're just kind of following the flame blade. For them, the ceiling is maybe 10 feet high. It's not. It's as tall as this ceiling, maybe smaller. And these bars are just coming from like the crack where the sloping roof comes up. They're just making a nice little curve as it
It's
goes.
like a half circle.
Have they?
Yeah.
As we've been going, has the tunnel been?
It has stayed relatively the same size, about 10 feet tall. About let's see, the river was 15 feet tall, probably about 30 feet wide.
So it's not getting like it's not compressing down.
No, you don't- there's no change in the size of the tunnel at this point. And y'all have gone maybe 200 feet. It's not really like real far away that y'all have gone.
I can change it by 5 feet.
That's interesting.
What are we doing?
Is there anything noticeable in this? Is it a cage or is it just a window?
It looks like a wall made
It's
of
blocking
bars.
our path though.
Yeah, bar.
Okay.
It's basically a water sluice.
Can I go up and use? Can I go up and just kind of like touch the bars and see if they're like loose at all?
Okay, you touch the bars.
Let me in.
Yeah, I guess I said it. I did.
Okay, so you go up and you grab the bars. Make a strength check real quick.
Strength.
Uh-huh.
Alright. 19.
one of them it's been there for so long, it's so eroded that one of them just and the sound echoes up and down the chamber, but you have a metal old rod in your hand.
Alright, can I try to do it to the other ones?
Yeah, so I would say that.
I'll help.
Yeah, so you guys eventually. There's a lot of grunting, a lot of like.
But
But you're
nothing's
able to
like.
eventually can opener your way out of this thing. Yeah, okay, no problem.
You had an alarm go off, by the way.
You guys cautiously kind of make your way through, and the going's a little bit easier now. It looks like the sidewalks are not as eroded as they are downstream. Zan, as you come up to this, you just see it looks like the Kool-Aid band has just busted out of jail, essentially. And you're able to follow them through. As you guys continue, the rocks that are kind of a little bit more random have gone into fine masonry. These are almost like a dungeon or a tunnel. This is very intentionally paved this way, and instead of it meandering and giving small curves, the waterway is very, very straight. You still see it like tumbling down with just these piles of black, nasty refuge, and the smell is just still awful. But you're able to go, and it lets you find your space. The sidewalks are about 10, 15 feet wide. It begins to open up a little bit.
Can we tell what, like, how do I put this? Races have their own style of masonry and carpentry and stuff. Can we tell what style this was?
That is a great question. Go ahead and make a history check for me.
That one.
You don't know
But-
shit. That one's a that
I
one.
still get 5.
He's like, I
Races
think
definitely
this
build
is stone.
I think this might be stone, guys.
This is natural.
Who's that stone? So you know dwarves have like an automatic pass to this check because it's something that with it being underground and you being a creature of the sky in the area, it's really hard to tell. These are very fine work. These probably aren't orcs or goblins making this stuff. This seems to be crafted from more civilized hands. As far as you can tell, you don't really know. You do see on the walls, I will say.
Tell like how old it is and nothing like that.
It is old.
That
You
was
can
a
tell it
natural
is
one.
old.
Yeah, right.
Is it a mine?
On the walls, you do see these beautiful depictions, and it's like there's a 5-foot middle section of the wall. The rest of it's pretty plain, but there's a 5-foot middle section on the wall that seems to be this ongoing mural, and it's these vines that keep going up and down and up and down. And every single curve, there's a small flower, and the flower has 17 petals that are just exactly concentric around the middle. And the only color on the entire wall are these petals, and they're painted red. The paint looks like it's kind of flaked off over the years, but you can definitely tell somebody intentionally kept those in there.
How long have we been traveling from the original time that I cast Detect Magic? Is it more than 10 minutes? I'm assuming.
I would say you're getting close to the end of 10 minutes.
Do I
Yeah.
recognize
Do I
it?
detect anything else in this room?
Other than just a lot of different types of magic in the water itself.
Just the water.
Yeah, you don't detect anything. What were you saying?
Do I recognize what kind of flower this is?
Make a nature check now. How about that?
27.
Okay, you actually do. You've seen this flower. This is the flower that you guys saw on your way up here. It's called a fire wheel, and you probably have seen this out in native Texas. It's a little flower that's like this and has the concentric bright red petals. And since you rolled so fucking high, you bastard.
Give them some more.
It was actually just a really good roll.
Oh, more than one.
Plus
These-
10.
Yeah.
You also know this is a flower that's called Gamerlin's Grace. Gamerlin's Grace. That's right.
The same guys before.
That's right. It is named after the wizard. How the legends or the
Weezer.
name or whatever it is got there, but you don't know. But you do see these pinwheels all up and down the walls.
He's a fire wizard.
Alright.
Okay.
So I'm gonna tell the group now that I've detected this whole time a magical essence coming from the water, different types of magic.
I will say you see bits and
Like
spots of
necrotic and
necrotic. You see the arcane magic. You also see bits of elemental magic.
Okay.
Which isn't elementals that cast it. It's just existence. Yeah.
We're still walking?
Yes, you guys continue forward, and you finally find this large archway. And the archway again has the pinwheels, the fire wheels all up and down it. It seems like there's certainly a motif they're going for here. And as you step through, you step into this massive chamber. And the chamber itself is just encompassing. It's 100 feet high, probably 80 80, 90 feet wide. It makes kind of a bell shape.
Oh.
It's massive. In the middle, you see where there converges two waterways, and then one from the front, it looks like it just makes a giant cross with the waterways. All the water is flowing towards where you guys are, and you can see that it's all just corrupted as shit. Just the same shit that's coming from your way.
Can I check for traps?
Yes, go ahead and make a trap check for me.
Can I help him?
It's an investigation. Yeah, dude, help me
I
out.
can see in the dark too.
Yes, you
So
can.
roll with advantage, Oscar.
Okay, cool.
I'm gonna help
You
you.
said this area is more lit, or no?
No, just this sword.
This
Okay.
cave is lit.
So it's 13, but what's what?
That's what I should have
I
said.
didn't know what the fire was.
Wait, is it investigation?
Hmm?
Investigation?
Yes, sir.
14.
Okay.
Is that with advantage?
Yeah, because the first one was 5.
So what you initially think could be a trap, it looks like there's a huge brazier above, 50 feet suspended above where the intersection of these waterways goes, and there's just a hollowed metal circle that's just holding it above. You thought maybe it could like swim towards you, but looking at it, it looks like it's very purposefully and very well suspended above.
Like a
this.
chandelier.
Yeah, very much like a chandelier, but flat, just a hollow circle. Basically, it's sad.
Stone.
It is
Steel?
metal. It is,
Steel?
yeah, it's steel. And you also see that there are bridges that allow you to cross any way you want to. So if you wanted to cross over and go forward, you could. If you wanted to go east or west, you could go any way you want.
Hey, Okaba, while you're checking for traps, maybe you can do that thing that you do to see if there's any baddies up ahead.
Yeah, beat me to it.
Okay,
Sound like that's primeval awareness?
everybody make a history check for me.
History.
Go ahead and use primeval awareness.
Big dice, big dice, big dice, big dice.
History?
Yeah.
That's a 12.
Not natural 20.
Natural 1 on history with not a modifier at all.
Okay. Beautiful.
14.
0 modifier. And then for my primeval awareness.
Okay.
Oh, and I don't need a cat roll anything.
He's like, I didn't
That's
exist
just-
until
that's
2 weeks ago.
I just hit shiver.
One other thing you guys see is that there are a lot
That
of
was awesome.
a lot of broken pots. Looks like maybe these troughs. A lot of plinths that kind of sit up, and they have a flat area where there's like dirt. It's the only thing that's messy in this room is in each corner there are 4 corners of dirt. Along the walls, you start to see inside these in like enclosures there are these half bowls that are sticking out all along the walls. Things that are suspended from the ceiling. It looks like a cluster, but there's nothing in any of those things. And you guys don't see anything in any of those walls. You can go north, you can go east, or you can go west.
North-south.
Yeah, you're coming from the south. You're heading north so
I know.
far.
You get any hits on that?
Okay.
Can we throw? I was gonna say, can we throw a torch on the ground?
Well, did you get a hit? You get a hit on anything?
Oh yeah, did I notice anything on the primeval awareness?
You see dragons.
Okay. I think we might be the right players because I sense a dragon. Dragons?
Does it give him a direction?
I mean,
Well,
that's
your
Oh,
primary
dragon. Yeah, I'm
awareness
sorry.
is-
Sorry. Dragons. Not
yeah,
yeah.
58. No.
Well, we don't. Okay.
I wonder, do you know if your spell is specific to a
Just like
like could the fact that this is a dragon's lair give you that sense, or is there
Oh,
definitely
and
a
as
dragon
you're
in
sensing, directly ahead here.
I was gonna say, did we hear any of the
Yeah,
thing?
coming from
I was just
directly
like,
ahead.
just
That is
supposed to be
technically a spell. Yeah.
Shit.
In that
You
case,
saying north is where we hear it?
Yeah, and it echoes throughout the chambers. But yeah.
Like famous people in the world dying right now.
I'm a flinch react and shoot an arrow just because of the sound. I completely forgot the sound. That direction.
Okay, make a attack roll or something. I don't know. Fucking you hit whatever you're shooting
Natural 20.
If
With
we-
the dragon. Fuck.
14.
at. 14. Okay, yeah. So you reflex. You knock an arrow in there before anybody can see. He's like launched an arrow. It's a very impressive sight. But you see the arrow go disappearing into the darkness.
Did we hear it?
No impact sound.
So if there's a dragon, we should proceed quietly, right?
What?
Is there an echo in the game? Okay.
It's
never mind.
it's
You
large
just did
enough
it.
to
Never
where
mind.
and the ceilings are high enough to where they absorb most sound. So you guys feel like your voices aren't carrying.
So do we want to be more?
Which means that those whatever noises you're hearing must be loud.
Yeah.
So saying if we're approaching a dragon in its
Or
lair,
Do we want to risk and cast another spell to try to make us more stealthy, or what?
And as he says that, I cast Pass Without a Trace at will.
Okay.
and then the dam breaks and here comes the
I don't care.
Can't take much more. He can fly. We're all dead.
This time
I'm
you
so
have.
glad you don't care in a group game.
This one
Zach.
comes from the west.
I can turn one of these things.
It's pretty distant west, but it's
The
west.
guy's still the party.
That one came. So wait, he did
You
one,
see me?
and it was north.
Keep from the north, yeah.
And I did one, and it was
It's
west.
the west.
All right, I'm doing it again. I'm casting Cure Wounds on myself to hear specifically to hear which direction the sound comes from.
Okay. As you north and west.
Let's hope it's just misdirection.
1, 2, 3. I should go east.
I'm
Hold on.
reminded of the movie.
Marking that
movie
off.
Conan
1d8 plus 5.
breaking all the mirrors.
Or that one session we had where we had to shoot the mirrors.
Alright.
Can you sense the direction of the dragon?
Just
Just 'cause there is one
there's
there.
one within a mile. Yeah.
Oh, it's within a mile.
Yep.
We should keep moving.
You want to go towards the cracks or away from them?
Here, dragon, dragon, dragon.
We already made it this far. Let's head.
I'm
let's
curious
head
to see
further in.
what we're hearing.
Let's-
So
let-
it seems either of those directions will get us to the source of the sound.
Let's just
They
Trying
speak
to be
Draconic.
more
Wait, what? Do dragons speak any language?
They know common,
No
You've
comment.
spoken to dragon in common before.
Yeah.
ramen and-
I'm just making sure.
and they speak Draconic, obviously.
I just feel like that
I'm
there's,
sure they
no,
speak other ones. They're intelligent creatures.
there's no chance that that sound is good.
There's not, but
I mean, it's just a gut feeling,
It
but
could just be a pinata opening.
it could be. But my gut is telling me that that is bad.
let's try to avoid using any magic unless we absolutely have to going forward. I know we said that probably a minute ago, but it's fine. Let's just keep going.
Look,
After we pass without a trace.
I will do my best, but I'm making 0 promises here.
Oh, I absolutely understand.
All right, as long as we know. Then we continue north.
You doing your
Continue
own
north.
As long as there's some rockets from me behind me.
Do we have any parts of the dragon near us? Like, did we keep anything with
Nope.
the dragon?
No, because we gave the people.
I tried to do something, but I failed.
It was a horn
So
or
we
a
have no
tooth or
teeth,
whatever.
nothing?
I know.
Nope, no dragon parts. So you guys make your way over and across the first bridge, and you continue to go. It looks like there's just a tunnel that leads straight ahead, very similar to the one from before. As you guys exit, Zan, you walk in, and you're half elf, you're half light from the elven eyes. They look around, and you have heard stories of this place as a child, coming from the city of Leaves. This used to be one of the great wonders of the world. It was called Gideon's Grotto, and it was where life was abundantly found. Even in the darkest recesses of the world. You know, it's the temple to Madrastia. It's Madrastia's effort to make the world a more verdant garden. They prided themselves on being able to fix famines. It was basically the hanging gardens of Babylon, but underwater.
Mm.
It was a very famous thing back in the day. You haven't heard anything of it in recent tellings because it seems to be like a myth or a fable. But just from the iconography and things that you've seen in books, you recognize it instantly.
So this is a temple.
It looks like it's more of a gigantic landmark.
Okay.
Essentially. It's a world wonder. It's a temple in the same way that the pyramids were tombs.
But it's to Madastria?
Madastria?
Madastria.
Yeah. It was
Madastria. Yeah, there's Madrastia.
It was a place of life and growth, and now it's very dead.
Yes, it looks like it's a place of decay and death.
Yeah, if only Zan was here. He would know.
Well,
He'd
he's
probably
always
know
alive.
exactly. He'd probably
I
know
hear that
everything
as a
about
friend,
this
and I
place.
chuckle a little bit.
He's laughing at your dead friend. Zan, you see them continue to go north. Are you going to
You whispered to him. The only one doesn't know this guy.
I know. Function's the only one.
Drop my name.
Repeat that again. I'm sorry.
You see your friends going north through the
Yeah.
tunnel. Are you going to continue with them?
Tunnels go 3 directions, right?
Yeah, they go east, west, north, and they go south. That's where you came.
And it's still dark in here, right? No light, nothing.
It's,
No, I
mean, he can see.
Besides
Yeah,
him.
he can see the distance.
You go
but
south.
It's getting as they leave. It's getting dark enough to where you might even be in total darkness, which you have disadvantage.
Do I, as they are leaving, do I see anything? Is there anything interesting? I look down the other 2 passages that I might see.
Make a perception check with disadvantage, since those passages are. Since those passages are complete darkness.
The dark vision doesn't help.
Dark vision allows you to make the check.
Okay, well that's not good. Ooh, that's even worse.
Oh fuck!
Dude, it is.
I got
This is
nothing.
very deep underground.
There's a lot of low
I'm
rolls
gonna follow them because clearly it's so dark that even I am having a hard time seeing. So I'm gonna stay close enough to keep their light and far enough to keep a level of stealth.
Keep your stealth check, is what you're saying?
too.
Yeah, no problem. So, Mangrove, as you enter the next chamber, it is a mirror image of the one to the south of you. It's the same dimensions, it's the same height. It seems, yeah, it's basically precisely the same, except for those urns and those bowls on the walls and those everything on the corners and along the walls. They look like they might have been once flower beds or something. They are now weeping this terrible, rustic nastiness, and it's just slowly seeping down the ground. You can smell the sizzle as it eats into the stone ever so slightly and joins the river. You're able to kind of sidestep it and not take any damage. It's pretty easy, but you do see that what was once this life-like plant, what was once celebrated, is now just a source of filth and decay. It's just pouring and collecting into these troughs and sending it downstream.
Is there any part of the tree that you can touch that doesn't have the clearly acidic looking stuff on it?
There's actually no trees. There's no plant life whatsoever. It's
Oh.
where the plants were. And like you look over into one of the larger bases, and it just looks like black tar sludge, almost like you're looking to the depth of a ball.
They're
You see-
overflowing, I guess.
Yep, and you see, bloop, bloop, and as it does that, it just kind of ripples a little bit and pours over. Nothing steady about this.
What's
Everything's
in there?
sickly. Everything's
How big
nasty.
are these urns?
Some of them are 5 feet wide. Some of them are huge.
Skyrim
urns.
size urns.
Yeah. These are urns fit for an orchard, indoors almost, and you see them just everywhere. And again, you see the same chandelier circle in the top.
As we're moving into the room,
just tar?
Talvin will go, so do you remember how we proved that the stories about the necromancer were really just dragons? What if it's both? We know that
Necromancer dragon?
we met 2 women that turned out to be dragons, didn't we? So what if a dragon was also a
They weren't-
necromancer?
I don't think they were dragons. I think they can just turn into dragons.
Fucking find out.
If this is an old,
Just to clarify that.
this is an old dragon, then it's obviously it's going to be much.
What's the
wiser.
difference? If it's a dragon that can turn itself into a man, or if it's a man that can turn itself into a dragon?
All the dragons are more
Man and
powerful. They can do more.
dragon. The
Well, one's a
that funny big man we met
one's a
said
skill
one-
in magic, and one is a natural ability.
He said they were definitely
ancient
dragons.
creature.
I'm just saying, could a dragon be a necromancer?
Can I
For the
go
type
get
of magic you
some of
use?
that tar and put it in one of my jars
I don't know any reverse falling.
Yeah, how do you get it?
with a knife, with a dagger or something like that? But don't I notice anything familiar or like?
As you take your dagger and you kind of scrape some off the edge, the smell is just acidic. You're very careful not to get any on your gloves or anything. You just have to scrape along the edge of the jar and it drops in there. You look at your knife and you see your knife is slowly starting to rust and corrode before your very eyes. It's a very, very strong acid that even like a really good Damascus steel dagger that you have is just corroded into nothing. I need you to mark off my dagger for me.
Okay, yeah. Is the glass jar's doing fine though,
The
right?
glass jar has not reacted to it yet.
Okay, cool. Gotcha.
And,
That
and
is cool.
yeah,
curious about that
it drops down to the ground, to the bottom of it. And it kind of cools out. It's like sand on the beach, to where it's solid until you drop it to the rest of it, and just kind of eventually turns into a liquid.
I got you.
It's one of those non-Newtonian physics type things.
Yeah.
It's very strange.
You
Lol.
said as we walk in, there was a bunch of urns, or are they like planters?
They're plants. They're plants. Yeah, they're large jars. Essentially. None
I hate
of them
you.
have caps on them, and all of them are full of deadness. Dead vegetation.
Okay,
That was
so
my last
would I
dagger.
recognize, like, I don't know where this. If someone else continue, I'll figure it out.
Alright.
So you can go east, west, north, south.
When we heard the sound, what way was it coming from? The shattering. Do
From
you know?
before?
Yeah, is it just
It
straight
came
ahead?
from multiple.
I don't know. We
The
can
last
check it
chamber
again.
was from the north and the west.
North
So-
and west?
Yeah.
Okay,
One
so-
time it was him, and the other time
Is
it was
the,
there.
okay, so
one
which
time-
way? Okay, so they say this.
I have
which
a way
way
for
are
us
the
to check.
urns? Because they're against the walls, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah, they're like from where you enter. There's just a square like this, and then you have the 2 other ways to go. All along the line, you have them kind of building up in like flower beds, raised flower beds, even higher flower beds, a giant vase in the corner. It's
Do they-
just kind of it's very symmetrical. in
Is
the
there
way
any like
Right.
writing or runes or anything on any of these planters or beds or anything like
Yeah,
that?
on the planters and the urns, they seem to be very, very barren. There's no iconography. There's no decorations for the planters themselves.
Plain stone.
Yeah.
Do they become more like? Is there more of this liquid forming in the urns as we progress? Like if you look further down, like are there urns that are they all the same overflow, or are they getting stronger as we move towards it?
In this room, you feel like there's no direction of decay. It's all pretty much
It's all similar.
gross. Yeah, it's all really
Okay.
nasty.
Is there another really tall chandelier thing like in the last?
In this
chamber?
room, yeah, it's right, and it's suspended right over, and it looks like it encompasses the entire apex of where the water
So
exits.
this is
It's just right
literally like this, almost the same chamber.
It's as geometric as you can get. Yes.
This tar doesn't have anything to do with the dinner resin. That I might
It does not remind you of dinner resin at all.
Okay.
No, it's basically an acid that
just making sure.
solidified form. It's really gross.
Is the sludge eating through the planters and stuff, or is it like just dripping over the side?
It looks like it's the ceramics and stuff. It's dripping on the side. It is eating some of the stone, but most of whatever's the pottery, the ceramic stuff is. It looks like that would hold up longer than just raw.
Is it flowing or is it just pooling?
It's pulling on the ground and then it's eventually making its way down to the middle, and it looks like it's just feeding that same
So
liquid in the water.
we should just keep following
How-
this.
How big is the smallest planter?
Probably outside my mug.
I'd like to take it and empty it.
Put a bomb on it. What?
I want to throw a blasting charge at it.
Some
Look
dis-
what I got!
throw some dinner
Where are you
resin
gonna
in
empty
there.
it into? Just on the ground?
And another one, maybe? I don't know.
Another one? Okay, so you take it.
Fluffer now.
And a bigger one, not the same size one.
Okay.
So, like, take a
It's-
small one, giant 20
Okay,
gallon.
It's
fast.
surprisingly heavy, and as you pick it up, you try really hard not to spill it. And you start to pour it. It's like pouring mud, essentially. It just kind of flops out a whole bunch of it. Splashes on there. It kind of goes over the side. You get a little bit on your feathers, but luckily, no problem. You're good. You're good. You slowly take probably a minute and a
Perfect.
half, 2 minutes almost to pour it all out. And you get it out, and you eventually look in there, and there's still a whole bunch of sludge and shit in there, just like as if you were pulling out dirt. It's really gross. The smell is caustic. It's awful. You see it begin to really slide down the side and start to move towards the water.
Alright.
I'm gonna keep following the flow.
These things don't corrode like the rest. You think it'd be useful?
You gonna make a shield out of it?
Helmet? No, not really.
It's still filled with it.
Awesome.
Yes!
I'm gonna go to Tal and ask him if he has any dinner
What?
resin still
What?
left.
What?
But I'm gonna go secretly, like just go to you, like not trying to come up to. Hey, still got any of that stuff? That fun stuff from the town. Remember the mayor?
The
I'm just being just describing too much at this point.
I'll look around the room and see is anybody else looking at me in here.
I mean, they're all kind of investigating their own stuff. You
Oh,
you're
you know what I
deciding-
wanna
I'm gonna take my backpack off of my bag and I'm gonna open it up and show Okabar the 10 pounds of dinner resin.
My eyes glow.
Oh boy, do I.
It's basically fucking cold.
Hey, let me get a little bit of it. I have.
No, fuck you. It's expensive. Pay me.
Okay, well, what
I'm
about
just kidding. Why?
Okay. Well, one of two things. One, I would like to put it on my arrow. And what if I could throw it in that acid and cause some kind of explosion in case we need it, like some kind of bomb?
You want to see how the resin reacts to the
Acid, possibly. Not a yeah.
Are you trying to kill us all?
I'm not saying I'm doing it immediately,
As
but
functions in the corner, I will protect my friends.
Aviary approves this message.
yeah. So I'm just gonna be like,
We know curiosity kills the bird.
yeah,
Jesus.
because I have two jars, if I'm not mistaken. One of them is the one with the tar. The other one's the one with the eyeballs and other bullshit I've just been throwing in there, like
You gotta-
just organs.
That's
You got
fine.
another-
We're just gonna descend.
Can
You
I
got
just get a little scoot? Like
You got another jar?
yeah, I just
see.
well, it's the one with the eyeballs. Just don't worry about the stuff in there.
Are you keeping the eyeballs in there?
Oh yeah, hell yeah, fuck yeah.
So I take the jar full of eyeballs and I go, man, you're fucking did. And I will
Says the
pull
guy
out.
with 10 pounds of resin.
It's basically gold.
I just need like a couple
Oh.
grams.
Don't worry, I got a bunch of games.
Yeah, you do. I'll just pull a dagger out and just scrape like a chunk off of one of the bricks and slide it in the jar.
Just need like an ounce
We're
worth.
gonna be the
What kind of
ultimate.
fucking drug lords are we?
I know.
I don't know, man.
I love this game.
We covered this day one. We covered this
I don't
day
know if
one.
you guys have noticed, but I think we might be the bad guys.
I did.
Did you notice that our helmets have skulls on them?
So-
necrotic fucking.
Yeah.
Look, I just got a family.
Not to mention this motherfucker, who knows what he is.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna put it in the jar, and then I'm gonna dip one of my arrows into it like real quick. I'm gonna show him and then just put it back in there.
Okay, so mark that you have a dinner-coated arrow.
Hey, be careful with that though.
Oh, yeah.
'Cause if it's potent enough, it can knock him out like the Maya. But if it's not, remember how crazed that little dragon was?
This sounds fun.
It has a different reaction.
It's gonna be a
They
fucking
face.
roid.
Out of game, whenever you shoot that, if you don't say something like,
I'm
"You got
gonna
to take me
say-
out to lunch, but I'm
So
taking
behind
dinner,"
you,
I'm
you
gonna
have-
be pissed.
I want to get it. Yeah,
I was scared.
it's okay.
Above you, Mushy is clutching the antlers and like looking around. Why are we so far underground?
I thought you liked
Why are
underground.
we underground?
I thought.
So look for special dirt.
Dirt?
With
Yeah,
it.
you remember dirt?
Ooh, you're not like dirt. Like looking over at one of the jars. That's not good dirt.
No, this is not good dirt. Good dirt later.
Even Imushi knows.
But she's like, we should not be here. This
Yeah.
is fucked up.
I don't like
When
it.
the fungus doesn't like the cave, something's wrong.
All right, I keep following.
Yeah, 1%.
So you're able to
Yeah.
calm them down without crying or anything like
We're
that.
not gonna stop moving though, right? Like
No.
as
We're
you're doing
continuing. No,
all
no,
this, we're
I
kinda
just did
walking.
that and then we
Is it
continue.
I mean, you guys were searching around, so
We're
you
lightly
haven't like
strolling
Is the floor
through-
getting harder and harder for us to like maintain not stepping on this shit, or is it like?
from every plant kind of seeping and weeping, it's not like it's pouring. It's just like a drip, drip, drip.
Okay, so we can just like easily.
Yeah, it's not terribly difficult. And, I mean, your boots are weather treated, so you can get like a small drop on it. You can't submerge it.
Can I still speak to plants if it's in puddle form?
Ooh,
You wanna
is
give it
it
a shot?
plant, you think it's plant matter?
You-
That's a good question.
These
We're gonna
are-
do some magic?
These are flower beds and stuff, so.
I mean, it would make sense that these are the cave plants.
Is that a magic thing?
Talk to him.
I mean.
Oh, wait,
we-
magic.
Yeah, we kind of should not use magic. So I don't think it's worth it.
I don't either. We have a sample.
Good job not answering.
He took a sample. He did take a sample though, so you could try later.
Okay.
So let's head on.
I also have the pot
Yeah,
still.
let's keep moving.
How heavy is this pot so I can work it off one more? They're a little smaller. And
Are you gonna clean it out, or are you gonna keep what like? Because whatever's in there is still along the side. You've still got like a little bit of liquid in there. Do you want to just keep dumping it out?
I want to get it as empty as possible
Okay.
without touching it myself. Obviously.
Can't you make water?
So it's gonna be like 5 pounds.
Yeah, just grab the hose.
Yeah, just grab the hose. No, it's gonna be about 5 pounds just of an urn. Yeah, but you do have to be careful right now. You're gonna have to be carrying it because there's
Yeah, just
there's
grab it.
like shit in front of it.
I have to carry it.
It's very acidic shit. Yeah.
Apologize.
What? Oh wait, I can't do that. Never mind. I throw it on the ground like Link and say fuck it.
Okay, you hear a shattering noise. It does not sound like glass. Okay.
Asshole.
I was like, oh, damn it.
So yeah, everybody's kind of like stealthily over here trying to do stuff. And all of a sudden you hear like Link in a shop store. You hear the shattering of pottery, and everybody turns to see Aviary just like looking down.
What was that for?
That's a scary, Daddy.
It was too heavy.
Ah.
Shall we continue?
Yeah.
Which way?
Onward.
Which way?
Northeast.
We
west.
have,
That way.
we have 3 choices.
North. I'm gonna choose north.
All right, let's go north.
Is
Oh,
the,
no.
is the sludge moving in all those directions or just?
We didn't test the sound.
It looks like it's still kind of making its way to the center,
Converging.
going back the way you guys are coming. You looks like you were going as straight up.
So it
as
is
you
coming
can.
from.
Well, he's
Yeah.
protecting the dragon, right?
I
Yeah,
did.
we don't know. We don't know direction. It's within a mile.
Yeah, all
Does
3
the
directions
sense
are
get
converging.
stronger?
and going
I think
down.
it's closer.
Ooh,
No.
that's a.
No, it's just I detect in range.
What did you just say, DM?
Okay,
You just know somebody farted. You don't know who did it.
makes sense.
That was Mushi. Sorry, guys.
Okay, so you guys
Oh,
continue to go.
Yeah, fuck.
Zan, you walk into a room that has a shattered pottery on the ground. It looks like there might have been a small fight, a scuffle maybe. Either way, you see the light continue to move. What else? Are you going to do anything in this room, or are you good?
So this was like almost a mirror image of the previous room that we were in, right?
Yep, except for there's just shit all over the house.
It does not have passages leading in other directions.
Yes, this one has one that goes north, one that goes east-west. It's the exact mirror of just a giant cross with 4 squares that you can walk on with bridges across, and each waterway has like a 5-foot walkway on either side that you can go up and down.
Looking around, this is a different room.
Yes. This one has many planters, many urns that are just weeping this black, nasty shit.
Cool.
It's a fitting word, damn it.
I like it.
I like the word. What's wrong with
Love
it?
it.
Nothing.
Like Weezer.
It's nice to see.
Did Chippy let us know any kind of direction in here? Or any kind of hint?
No, he
just told us he'd lead us to the inside.
He said he didn't know the inside, or he only.
Yeah, they don't travel inside.
Well, the terrain is
Not
quite
while I was.
maneuverable here. I don't see any reason why we can't just go and come back if we need to.
Right.
Is,
I'm just if this is some kind of maze.
Is the urn like are the urns freestanding? Like, is there? Like, can I find one? Like, while still kind of following them. Like, I don't want to leave the room too quickly.
Yeah. They're dangerous.
I'll pull out a piece of paper and a pen when he says it could be a maze, and then I'll go in from my memory just because we haven't done much. We went the same way.
We've been
Yeah.
so we've
I'll
gone
just
straight.
I'll
So you're
draw
drawn out.
I'll draw like a little circle and then a line in a little circle and then be like, which way we going?
Keep play or track.
I like to find one of the.
And so
plants
every
with the ooze
turn
dripping out of
we
it.
take, I'll just
But
take down.
hopefully, like, I'd be looking for one that where the ooze doesn't go.
You should also note where the possible.
Like, maybe it hasn't completed its course down to the river
Yeah.
or anything. So
They're all connected. It looks like this has been this for a while.
cool. Is there any sticks or rocks or anything that I could?
No sticks, no rocks. No, we're getting better.
Cool. I'm going to pull out one of the scimitars that I accumulated from our former navigator. Just kind of try and just. I want to create separation between so that like. Here's what I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna use my tinderbox and I'm gonna try and set one of them on fire. But I just want to make sure that if it catches on fire, I don't set the whole fucking river on fire.
Point.
Okay, you can certainly try.
Cool.
Oh shit! Alright, so you.
Try what to not
Well,
over
you're gonna set just the top of this going over, right?
Yeah, I accumulated a couple of scimitars. I want to kind of scrape it away, see if I can, maybe make a short trough in the ground like a fire block, and then just I'll leave it there. It's obviously resting the shit out of itself.
As soon as
now.
it touches the blade, you see the tarnish start to warp and fade. You're able to get like some of this out, just it mulches over to the blade. You try to dig out some of the more solid stuff in there. You put it in what you find as a divot in the stone, just a small like kind of little area. You take your flint and it's you can see like the mass is just slowly starting to turn like more liquid-like and settle flatly in this to make a little like death puddle. And you just keep like kind of doesn't seem like it's gonna catch. It does seem like it's still pretty wet.
Okay.
And it shows no sign of drying anytime soon.
Then I'll just move on. All I wanted to see was if it was flammable.
Okay, yeah, good idea. All right, next group. You start to walk into the next room, and it again
Before
is completely identical to the one
North.
before. You've gone north twice. Yep, and there. Again, same thing. You hear the water running below you. And it's this slow kind of moving. You see the urns that are going up. You do see, however, all of you catch this as soon as you walk in. There's a faint glow.
I'll be right there.
In the part of the room or down the?
It looks like it's down kind of in the distance, like down the hall, to where you can just barely see at the edge of the passage, like the wall has a little bit of a yellow glow.
Is the east
I could,
direction been going this whole time?
No, north.
No, you've been
No,
going
do
north.
not.
You've been going. Yeah.
I could pop down there pretty quietly and see what I see and come back.
Perhaps, yeah. Let's do that. Keep the area lit.
I'm rather sneaky. I can see the around the corner. The lights coming from around the
Yeah,
corner.
so
Is
you
that what you said?
kind of make way down. One thing you do notice is that as you go down, you step over one of the puddles and your boot scuffs something. And you look down, and it looks like a melted chocolate coin. It's a gold coin that has just been kind of like it's in the process of dissolving. And your foot just kind of moved it around. And before you get too much of looking in there, you look up and there's
I'm being very quiet.
Okay,
Quiet.
very quiet. Sure, we're still with that. They're at the base of where these like flower beds and things are. You see that there's a lot of organic matter, and one of them this liquid is spilling over. It's spilling over a lot faster than it was in the previous ones. The previous ones are just kind of dribble. This one looks like it's really spilling over rather quickly, and you see a chest, or at least what was once a chest, as there's acid spilling on top of it and just kind of just falling over. You see that there's like a few gold coins in the bottom there just dissolving. The chest itself starts to collapse. On the left side, you see the same things where this kind of burst of necrotic shit just starts to go down, and there's a rack of weapons, and they've all been just tarnished and tainted as this goes down. You look at the floor, and you realize that this floor is not as scored and scarched as the other ones. This one is for the first time making its way down, and as it goes to that middle pit area where it's just that circle, you see that there are small little shards of what looks to be glass all over the place.
What's the source of the light? The source of the light.
The source of the light, you still have your
No.
yeah, okay.
You said I saw it glowing.
Yes.
I
so
went by myself and I see all this.
Yes, so
Where's the glowing from?
as you walk along that, you're like, okay, that's fucking weird. You look over and you can see the tunnel that goes, because each of these tunnels between rooms is about probably 60 feet. You see a soft glow in the next room. You really can't tell too much because it's still 60 feet away.
I will message Kragon, go, come on down. I'd be quiet. Watch your feet.
Okay. As you begin to cast your spell,
I'm still 120 feet from him, right?
yeah.
Wait, we doing spells
yeah,
again?
he's not that
He's
far.
just in the next room.
Yeah, as
So as
you
they
didn't
start,
go into the next room. You just went like across. You guys.
yeah, I just
entered-
looking in there.
Yeah, you just looked across. And as you begin to cast a spell, you hear the loud, and you look behind you. The light has gone out in the next room.
That light that was shining is gone.
Yes, the light is now dark.
Whoops.
Alright.
He's the only
We
one
said to
talking
move
us
on forward.
I mean, you guys saw him go over and look at it. As soon as he looked at it, the light went out. Essentially.
We said to move forward, but slowly and quietly. So still.
Can I replicate that sound?
I start
You
going.
can try.
Some jars.
How are you gonna do it?
Some broken jars or something. I don't know. No, I'm not gonna.
And you guys start to look around. It looks like there must have been a lot of treasure in this room. You see bits of gold rivers that are running down alongside the acid. They're falling into the water, and they're making these little silvery, golden, shimmery pools. It's what you saw earlier. They must have been dissolved coins from whatever acid it is. The acid on the edges here started really pouring down the sides and just dissolved anything that was kind of stored as a
And it's getting stronger as we're going towards that direction. You said.
It's stronger than the ones in the previous room.
Okay.
It definitely looks like it's
So it's
really
changing by room.
pushing over. Yeah, it looks like it changes by room. And on the ground, as you walk around, you feel the crunch of glass on your feet as you walk,
And he's-
anywhere close to the center.
And that light was coming from the east.
Yes.
Alright, so let's. Is he going? Where are you going? Are you?
He's
He's
still
still in
Yeah.
near the tunnel going east, but not going there.
Okay, so I'm gonna. I guess we're gonna start headed towards where he was. Toward the east. where that
Okay,
light
he's on the east side of the room, essentially.
Okay.
Do I notice anything above us? Because I see the glass on the ground.
You see that same ring.
Just the
There's
one
a tunnel
chandelier
though, right?
Sorry?
The tunnel though, right? I'm standing at the edge of it.
Yeah, you're sitting at the edge of the tunnel. And
As they start to make their way across the room, I will stealth down the tunnel. to
Okay.
see what I see.
Okay.
It's the.
I'll keep the same berth as like as they move, I'll move, so I know that they're like I
So
can see them,
perhaps-
and
Okay.
they could hear me if I shouted to them.
Sure, so you start going down the tunnel. You guys go to the edge of the tunnel. You're going to follow him, or you're going to. What are we doing?
Is this chamber mirrored like the last two?
Chamber is exactly like the.
But he sent me to scout, so I'm scouting.
Yes.
But do what you're
I'm
gonna
gonna
do.
let him go ahead of us, but I'm gonna.
So I want
I'm
to
gonna stealthily follow behind.
I want to stealth down the tunnel until where the next opening is,
Okay.
and just very quietly peek out and see what I see before. I don't want to
Okay.
step into the room or
Alright,
anything, or
so-
whatever it is.
Is there any more doors?
No, you haven't seen the door yet.
And I would like to be cautious of traps going down the tunnel as well.
Okay.
Just in
Okay.
case.
Make an investigation check then for me.
I think I can.
Ow.
Sorry. Plus 14. Oh, plus 2. 16.
There you go. Very nice. Okay, we did 15. All right. So as you go in,
Jack of all trades.
taken care of to fill every wall, fill the surfaces, make sure you're attentive to any vibrations or any changes. You walk in there, and as soon as you kind of edge in, you see along the four corners that are in the closest to the center where the water's coming from, you see what looks like little small fireflies, small bits of sparks maybe that are just slowly dimming out one by one. And you go forward just a little bit, and you look down at one, and you see it's a little glass shard. It's got a little bit of a glow in it, and the glow is this amber, almost green autumnal color. It's got oranges and reds and all these different shades, and as you look at it, it slowly kind of fades out and becomes just an inert piece of glass. As you're looking at that, you start to hear, and to your right, you see this pot that's sitting here, and it's like a boiling pot essentially on the stove, and it starts to bubble and starts to boil, and you see this new black mass just tumble over on top of what looks to be a chest directly below it. It starts to burn away whatever treasure, whatever anything that's below it. It does the same thing in all four sides. There's a full bookcase of priceless volumes.
Huh?
It starts to burn. Yeah,
We're just destroying all the treasure. Yeah. So I'll go back up the tunnel and be like, I think we really shitting the bed on this one.
What do you mean?
Well, you know, it's very hard not to do magic when you do magic all the time. So, especially on accident or on purpose.
I'm assuming you're telling us what you saw.
Yeah, I think what the reaction that's happening is because we're here, because we're doing what we're doing, we're using magic, and it's destroying everything valuable here, which I imagine was collected by the dragons in some fashion.
So was there any other direction that we could head from that room you were just in?
Well, I think we can. Was there another same thing? Right?
northeast, south, and you just
It's the same. It's the same as every room. I've marked it down on the map.
Should we try to head a different direction?
We should keep moving and not use magic until we find a room that has not been destroyed. Because
Can we go back into that room and look down each hall to see if
Yeah,
there's any
it's-
other lights?
sure. they're glowing.
Perhaps the magic is erasing this light and causing us to.
I think it's responding to us being here and it's destroying.
Well, it sounds like
everything
it's
in it.
reacting to our magic, not
Yeah.
just us being here.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean.
All right. Let's try to go back in that room and see if we notice any other
Alright.
lights.
We'll
so we
go
can
back.
Find a heading.
So on chamber number 3 again.
Yeah, you go back one chamber.
Okay.
Okay, and you've gone east. You came from the south. Look to the north and the west. You guys don't see anything in particular that stands out.
No, the room where the light was just last in. There's no other light in that
Oh,
room.
where you went, where he went in.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
the
okay,
east.
I
So
see.
the
We're
room
not going
that he
back.
was
We're
in-
going back. I'm going back. They're
Okay.
going for the first
So you're
time.
basically up,
Okay.
left.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
okay,
yeah,
we're
yeah.
good.
And I'm marking them.
Yes. Okay. Why don't you physically do that for me? Do you have a piece of paper?
There. 3.
Yeah.
So you've never seen a chamber that didn't have 4 directions that you could go into.
Can I have a piece of paper? Are you gonna do it? Okay.
So they all only have 3 directions.
Yeah. And so as you walk in there, your boots, you hear them start to just scrape again. All the treasure that was in the 4 corners just looks like it's been hoarded away in this really famous architectural just wonder. Where better to put your treasure, your dragon hoard, than this place? And it looks like they're
Every
in there.
room we go in, Function is looking for books or anything with writing on it.
Okay. So, for the sake of brevity, let's say that you guys systematically kind of take this whole place apart. It is a grid of 64 rooms. Yeah, I'm not gonna make you guys go through each one. You figured it out pretty quickly. You find 5 rooms. Oh, I'm sorry. You find 4. You find 4 rooms.
Whoops.
That as you walk into one of them, this is in the top right hand corner, you finally walk in and you see nestled in that big ring, there's a huge crystal, similar to what you guys have seen before, but instead of it being a angry red or some type of other color, it's this beautiful kind of amethyst look. I'm sorry, not amethyst, amber looking hue. It's got a very soft, almost rounded edges sometimes, and the crystal is crafted perfectly to sit above that. From there, as you walk in, you see each of the urns. It's sitting there bubbling, but it's not being pushed out. It looks like this crystal is like preventing these urns from spilling over, essentially.
So, crystal keeps the ooze at bay. Magic destroys the crystal, releases the ooze, destroys the treasure.
Or the ooze is just a cleaning system trying to clean up the broken
Well, I
glass.
imagine if you're a dragon, you'd rather have your hole destroyed than
Then
stolen.
someone
give it to
yeah,
someone
exactly.
else.
That's fair.
Clever, really. Does anybody recognize the magic of that amber crystal? Do I?
Make an Arcana check for me.
Sure.
Are we all with you right now?
Counts? Cocked? Can you see it, Zach?
It's flat. Do you want the counter now?
I don't know.
You can't look at it.
Like, I don't know, like, is there...
Is it
yeah.
good enough to count?
That's what I'm
I
saying,
didn't
like,
see
I don't...
it.
It's, yeah, it's it.
It's tough angle. Oh gosh.
11, 13?
You do recognize it as. Let me find where I put that. Damn thing. Was this function? Do you remember which? No. I don't think I can. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm gonna look this up.
You look
make
like
sure
you're
I
Brian
have
Adams.
this right.
3 nuclei.
I have like 16 documents. Here it is.
On the planes of existence.
This short break is sponsored by
This is
D&D
this is
Beyond.
what I was looking for, yeah. There we go. We're looking for.
Oh, that's what it is.
It is fluorescite. It's malachite. It's jade. It's a lot of.
Nice.
The
Maybe we
chandeliers?
should,
Yes, the crystal, and it's just a giant, like Final Fantasy looking crystal that's just sitting up there with a point pointing directly down to the water. And you do see in the water that's below you, it's acidic nastiness that's coming and converging in the center. But in the center, it seems to be swirling, and in the very, very middle, you can see where it looks like it's cleared up a little bit. You can see a little fish swimming. Like there's just a little hit of clarity where there's a small, like a goldfish, like a coin.
This is underneath
Where's
the.
the fish?
Directly underneath this large
Called-
crystal.
Yeah.
Directly underneath. Where all three waterways combine and then start heading south. There is a small clear point directly under the crystal.
Is
Is it alive?
yeah? Is it like a light coming down, or is it?
No,
It just clears it up.
It
Can't
looks like
talk,
there's
dude.
basically been a fishbowl that's been perched in the water, but you can't see the glass. And
Gotcha.
it's this portion of water that's clear, free of any type of disease or filth,
directly under the crystal?
directly underneath the
So
crystal.
the crystal causes
Well, it holds the ooze at bay.
all the fish because the
Ah, so this the crashing sound that we hear then.
Yeah, our magic is destroying the crystals, which is keeping the ooze at bay.
Zan, you've seen them, these idiots, slowly walk in hundreds of circles. Your trained mind has already mapped this place out for you and halfway through, but these guys, it was pretty rough watching them play Minecraft.
I do have a question.
Yeah.
Before you go on, you said is a grid of 64 rows.
Mhm.
How
Maybe he
long
doesn't
did
have
that
that
take?
down.
Oh, I mean, this has taken hours. You've been
8
careful.
by 8 grid.
Just for questionable sake, at any point in time, do they decide we should take a quick little rest in one of these rooms, or do they just continue to walk around for
They
4
were-
or 5 hours?
Bullheading it. They're getting
All right,
Wholeheartedly.
fair enough.
I don't need to
Cool.
rush you.
Well, you were saying, I had the question, but
no.
I've been observing them. Like I figured it out pretty quick, and I'm like, okay, look, I think.
I mean, you have that place mapped out.
If you
basically.
know that your friends are already kind of going, you could have done a short rest. You could have just found a nice little spot that they already mapped out that's an empty room and just stayed.
I think it'd be a. Never mind.
So you find this chamber. There's 3 other chambers that also have treasure in them. Who wants to look through and see what they have?
This
I'll
guy.
check,
You only had Zan.
We'll let 2 people. One person go per room. How about that? Does that sound fair?
Sure.
Okay. First room, the initial room that you walk into. Who wants to do that one?
Sure.
Okay. Roll for investigation, Oscar.
11 plus. No, I have no modifier. 11.
11.
11 plus nothing.
I want to.
Wait, I have inspiration. Does that work? Can I use inspiration for this?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, you
Yeah.
can.
You can. That's actually a really good use of it.
Yeah, I do that. So that gives me what?
64.
Just read.
Yours?
You roll a 1d.
A D8.
It's a D8 now.
D8.
You roll a
Yeah.
1d8.
How many?
See what it adds to it.
Three rooms with treasure.
3 have been triggered.
Three rooms with treasure.
Okay, 1d8. Wait, that's not a d8. Yeah, that's not a d8. Sorry. Right here. That's one. An 8.
Okay, so it's
11 plus 8, 19.
No, all the ones we've seen losing at least.
Okay, nice.
The only thing with valuables.
What about all the crashing from Earth?
Uh-oh.
That we've seen, everything is already probably melted.
That's what I'm saying.
Beyond just closed for me.
Oh shit, that's not.
What? There's no way that's true. Is it?
If
We
we only have
don't even have
5
we don't even have
rooms,
many slots. There's no
and
way
there's
that's true.
60. What was happening that whole time we were fighting those goblins too?
He said.
Okay,
Oh, the trolls. Gotcha.
Trolls, sorry.
No, you're good.
alright, Oscar. You find 1,250 gold.
Jesus.
Whoa! With an 11?
No, plus 8.
Plus
Yeah,
8.
it's with a 19.
Oh, okay.
You rolled an 8 on your inspiration?
I did.
Yeah, I did.
Oh,
Yeah.
good.
That's the best
Always
inspiration
going to
ever.
be together in these rooms?
No, we're each
With-
separated.
Yeah, I'm going to do one each. Nobody gets advantage for this because this is a treasure roll. So
He's gonna give us all a treasure roll, basically.
yeah,
Yeah,
basically.
So
Because
12,
he's a merciful
12,
God.
you said 12, what? 12, 15?
1250. Yeah.
We deserve it.
Uh,
We killed 2 dragons.
I tell everybody, make sure we get dragon scales for our proof.
Yes.
I'm pretty
Money
sure.
in our pocket.
I'm pretty sure that there's a dragon here somewhere. So.
Okay.
regular.
Regular?
We'll find
Some
them.
dragon scales.
He's probably watching us
Thirty-five.
steal his shit right now and
Or
slaughter
destroy
us.
shit.
That's
One or
it?
the other.
You find this. It looks like this is kind of like the art room. So you find artwork, you find paintings, you find sculptures. Judging from your eye, you value these to be worth about 3,000 gold in total, but you'd have to find a buyer for it. So put $3,000 worth of artwork.
Okay, so it might do like a cut it out and roll it up or something
Put it
like
in the bag
that.
of holding.
I mean, yeah, you Nicolas Cage this thing, yeah.
Yeah!
And it's
Thank
more like
you.
sculptures and paintings and things like that.
Put it in the bag.
They
of
are a
holding.
little
The
cumbersome.
best movie ever.
When we regroup again.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We're gonna steal the Declaration of Independence.
And you find a stone slate that
Best
seems
actor
to be
ever.
in some weird language.
You got stone slate with a weird language on it.
Stone slate.
And with a 19, as you're rummaging through this and you're getting a fuck ton of gold, you're really excited about this. There's, what was the second item I told you? The first item I told you?
First was money, then was
There's gold in the artwork.
The artwork.
Yeah.
Okay, alright. You
Gold.
oh,
and a health
okay, okay, cool. So, as you're digging around, you pick this up, and it's like a water skin, like a large water skin. It looks
Okay.
like it's got a leather strap and everything. It looks,
Oh my god.
it looks different than the rest of the things, but it looks like a very fancy water skin.
Can I see? Can I carefully see if it's water in there?
There's no water in it.
In that case, I might just put it on my back. Yeah, and then I'm gonna.
And now you're cursed.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
It's
You
just me.
immediately feel really thirsty.
Really?
I mean, you're always thirsty.
Yeah. Is there any stream or anything in this room?
Any what?
Any stream like this?
Yeah. There's water, and this, since you're in the top part of the room, they're only coming from the east and west. The northern part is a wall, and that's where we found a lot of this treasure, just kind of lined up. And the water is converging and going straight south.
Okay, got you. So on that point, I'm finished in my room, and I'm gonna try to join up the rest of the guys.
Okay, yeah, you go to the east. In the next room, here,
That is a 25.
25. Oh,
14 and 11, baby.
Investigation. Never let a bird. Okay.
Investigate.
Alright. In your room, you see a. There's not a whole lot of gold. There's not a whole lot of other treasure, but it all kind of leads up. There's several carpets that are rolled out that are all arrayed around this one pedestal. And on this pedestal, stuck in it, is a huge sword. This sword has a nice little hilt. The guard of it comes out in a stylized kind of flame, and instead of it being a single long like blade, you see it coming out as small like flame-like arcs. It looks very jagged, but it's almost these like V shapes that are kind of concurrent on one another. And it's got a huge fucking ruby right in the middle.
You said there was rugs surrounding it too?
Yeah, there are rugs, and they make this kind of pattern of all of them pointing at
Directional.
this. Yeah, it's this very elegant display of just random shit. Like there's a couple of candlesticks that are laid on their sides and that are pointing at their brass. Not where it's
Come
going.
on, flying carpet.
Yeah, alright, I'm gonna do the obvious and
Put a blasting charge on it?
I didn't say do the aviary thing.
That looks valuable. I better blow it up.
I would like to turn into
That's
a
a nice
nice.
crystal. We blow it up.
I'm gonna go ahead and try to remove this.
Okay.
So hold on, what is the thing it's in?
It
Before
looks
I do
like
that.
it's just a little stone kind of
Stone.
holding point.
Bro, you got
It's-
an Excalibur
It's
then.
nothing
Yeah.
too good. Yeah, it's basically Excalibur. It's a
Think
display
about
case.
it.
Yeah, alright, fine. I'll just,
Think about
And now you're cursed.
that's fine.
You didn't check for any types of damage.
Nope.
Cursing everybody.
I'm hoping for the big ball of death like Indiana Jones.
You know, everything we get from the Dragon Horde just curses us.
You instantly hear a roar.
As you pull it out, and as you grip it, you pull it out. And
We're with him, right? He's not in the room alone.
we all went to.
Okay,
I mean-
we found the rooms and we.
Yeah, you kind of split out.
And I'm walking into his room after he finishes.
I mean, and it's taking you guys a long time to
Okay.
get all 64 rooms.
Gotcha,
Like,
sorry.
and some of you are still like wondering. This is over the course of finding them. And,
Okay,
you're-
so we eventually figured out what it was and spread out.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it was.
Alright.
So, Avery, as you grip the sword hilts, the stylized flames that are on each one, the edges are they're sharpened like red rubies essentially, like diamonds almost, and you can see that they start to glint and start to have this small faint glow. Not enough to give off light, but it's a really cool fucking effect. And you pull it out and you can feel like this simmer of heat around it. You're like, oh, this is fucking cool. And you're holding it with both hands, and you see the ruby there. and
Is it a two-handed sword or one?
It's a large sword. It's not. I mean, you're holding it with two hands. You
Okay.
can easily use it with one. It's a long sword, and you hold it over and you like see the ruby. Oh, that's cool. And you touch the ruby, and as you touch the ruby, every bead goes like that, and it has a string like that hooks it. And it makes it into a whip.
That's awesome.
Oh,
It's a
man.
big sword.
And then you press it again, like shuffles back up.
Cool.
I have a chain whip.
Cool.
And this thing now?
Cool.
It's a long sword,
Excalibur. That's
Who got the whip in my
It's
hand?
the sword from Bleach. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah.
Casey, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
me.
The portal whip. That's just sweet.
Alright, and then I want to check. I want to look at the fanciest looking rug.
Okay, there's one down there that has like this cave of wonders on it. It's got castles on all
Shut
four
up.
sides. When she goes, oh, them those are nice.
Mm-hmm. How big is it?
It's 5 feet by 7.
I was almost thinking you were about to answer his mission.
It's about the 5 feet.
Yeah.
That's a 2.5 meter.
This is probably worth no.
It is the fancy sword.
Nothing else I can see.
It's the most colorful one. It looks a little threadbare. It hasn't been
Never
taken
had
out
a
and
friend.
bitten in a
Never.
long time.
Yeah, alright.
Yeah. Never had a friend like
How heavy would it be if I tried to like roll it up and take it?
Man, you roll this carpet. It's gonna be long. You know, it's
Yeah.
gonna be at least. It's gonna be pretty sizable.
It's about a roll, I'm not worried.
I would say a rug like that's probably 30 pounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, alright. I'll collect the rug. The
Okay.
fanciest rug.
Okay, fanciest rug. You pull it up, roll it up.
He's gonna come back and be like, I didn't find shit except this dumb rug.
I mean, you already
Hide
hear
the
the
sword.
fucking.
Like, what's that big sword with the ruby? He's like, I've had this.
Oh, that's the
the whole time."
Declaration of
Well,
Independence.
this whole thing.
I've always had this. It's been there. I don't know.
Does
how
that
you've
say
seen it.
that does require concentration, by the way?
My staff of vault.
Yeah,
I
right.
didn't,
My
I didn't put it on
staff.
there, but I'll make the custom item.
I can't wait to roll a
Yeah, it
natural
doesn't
one
say
on
it,
my
but it
treasure
does.
room.
Yeah, same here.
All right,
He's touching bases now.
next room.
I guess me.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Oh man, that's a 9.
9.
And
Oh, sorry, 10 plus 1.
Okay,
So 11.
that's good because it adds 1 more.
You
I didn't. Sure.
mean 9 plus 1. 10.
All right, so you find 620 gold.
Pretty good.
That's pretty good. I'll take
That's pretty good.
Hey, 1250.
With our money combined, we have
Ogremar found like 1,200. He's gonna be like, I found 19 gold. Well,
Yeah.
give one to put in the party funds, because you know, team player.
No, he actually has been pretty good with
Yeah.
giving gold to the group.
Yeah.
Just to build up trust.
Yeah, so you can do other shit.
You can't betray people if they
So
don't trust you.
Build it down.
Yeah.
And you see,
Yeah, if you get some money, then won't question your actions.
Yeah.
you see what looks like where all these crystals that you've seen up in the air have been like very organic and they glow and they have like a lot of different parts. You see what looks like a small piece of, and you recognize this as aethysite almost immediately. But you see an aethysite crystal shard that is very sleek and elegant. It's about that wide, but it's about that long. You've seen one of these similar before, and yeah, you said it was a 9, correct?
10.
Oh, 10 total. Okay, and then you get
Not 10. Is that my thing?
oh, okay.
Because it's plus a 1.
No.
Wind.
Water.
That's what I was hoping was in his giant bag that
Fire.
he grabbed. It's just like Odysseus'
Heart.
bag of wind.
Gotta say that.
I was thinking Avatar, but sure.
Oh, and you find 2 potions of spider climb.
Cool.
Oh, cool.
That's not scary.
Those are awesome.
Dude, a dragonborn spider climbing would be some shit to see. I'm just saying.
That's exactly what I feel like.
Dragon spider.
Walks up the walls.
Okay, last room. Who finds it?
You wanna roll for it? To see who finds it? Me and you?
Why don't we? How about let's say that we went in there together. I'm gonna let you investigate.
We
though.
shall be roll
You
for
gonna
it
help
too,
him?
because I've been wandering around.
I'm looking for books. How about that?
That's fine. Yeah.
I will. Okay, I
You
will.
roll
I'll
for it,
do it,
and
and
I'm searching
I'll let
the
you
room.
know if I find any.
You're
books.
helping each
Since
other
you're
out.
being
How about
distinct, you roll and you roll. Both roll.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
Okay, and I'll just
He's looking for books. I'm looking for everything else.
They both roll
One
once.
roll?
Yeah, it's fine.
Or
just
Investigation.
investigation check.
Once,
oh,
once,
that's
once.
11.
Next one?
So bad.
So close.
I know. That's cocked. I'm pretty sure.
Gotta have that plus 11.
It's not at all.
No.
It's not.
I tried.
I was
7.
thinking, Avery, help me in my room.
That's what I was gonna say. You should have hugged each other.
It's bullshit.
No, he said no hope.
Oh.
I know.
When you enter,
If I was level 8, I could inspire myself.
the first thing you notice is that the waterway comes both ways and comes towards you. There's a wall to the top. You're at the very top of the maze. You understand that, but there is an immaculate door. You reach the exit, and in this room, there's like kind of an office area built out, and there are shelves and shelves of books and books and books. And Function, he's just in awe of the amount of books. And Talbot, you reach over and you grab one from the shelf and you open it up, and it has the number 3 on it. Every single page. You throw it down, just distracted. You pull it out. Here's a scroll. 3 splashes.
Roman numeral.
Throws it over. You start to go through books. Function. You're suffering a loss. There's no way the whole library could have just been the number 3. You look through book after book after book. You're just tearing them up, just going around. And finally you feel a hand on your shoulder and it's Halvern.
So-
Do I take the book out of my bag that
Do I
I've
see
had?
3s too?
Yeah, it's
I take the book out of my bag that I've had and open it
Yeah.
and show it to him.
just 3.
You think this came from here?
What's going on?
How many sons does the dragon have?
3 total. 1's still alive.
I mean, it's the
So
only.
we think.
Can you think of any other association with what we've been doing in number 3?
Didn't you tell me you were?
I took this book out of the satrap's office. Someone from there has been here. Right?
You guys are alone, right?
Yeah.
It's just them.
What do you think it means?
I don't fucking know.
I'm seeing 3s too, right?
They are 3s are written in these books. Some of them have a fascination. Talbot, as you keep walking over, you do see in the office there's like a desk. It's got a small drawer in it. You pull it out and it's got this little. Sorry.
What is happening?
You just rolled every single dice possible on accident.
Okay.
D&D has these health.
It sounds like somebody
Oh,
farted.
those-
That's what I was like.
Health function dice. I just
Sorry,
rolled like
Rob.
I don't know.
Yeah, dude, you figure out where the filth is coming from. You don't have to.
So meanwhile, the dragon.
You pull out this small case. It looks like a glasses case, essentially. And you open it up, and there's two small stones. They're about the size of the big die, essentially. There's two stones, one on each side. They look like black pearls, essentially. You touch one and pick it up.
Cursed.
Just scream.
Yeah, you're super hungry now.
Yeah.
And you've seen these before. You've seen a pair of these before, and you know that in a lot of high stakes heist jobs, these are used. These are sending stones. These are stones that you can give to one person and you keep, and you can send and communicate over any distance.
Cool.
Once a day, but
This would be helpful.
I have my next one.
I'll tell them what they are. Is there on the desk, around the desk? I guess I already rolled investigation,
So all we're
but
seeing
not looking for treasure. Just
three.
wanting. I want to look for any indication of who this office would have belonged to.
sure. And it's not really an office. It's more like
Sure.
almost a check-in desk, essentially. It's been ransacked and it's been there for a very long time. It's just basically a stone table. There's no chairs, nothing like that. You don't find a whole lot with it.
Okay. I guess we should leave. We should go find everybody and come back this way.
At this point, you hear voices as people are finally making their way in the top right-hand corner of it. They've mapped out the whole damn thing. The rest of you guys kind of come in there, slowly entering one by one. Pragar, you kind of walk in first with your just your new toys. Oscar here.
He's gonna come in with the rug. I'm gonna come with the fucking the things,
can't find that.
the Declaration of Independence. Basically.
It's supposed to climbing, probably. Sorry.
And Zan just walks in the room as well.
Me with Independence.
I would have like
Just like
after they've already
Oh, hi,
checked
Zan.
So
everything.
everybody's kind of coalescing, yeah.
I would like to have investigated and see if there's anything they maybe missed. I'm specifically looking for an urn.
Oh yeah.
Good
Good.
job.
Oh, and dragon
Um,
scales.
Evidence.
Make
Yeah.
an investigation check on me.
Okay.
Yeah, did we look for dragon scales? We didn't.
I mean, we investigated. We didn't find it
Oh
out.
yeah, we didn't find shit.
Those were on dragons.
Except for 3. Yeah.
23.
23. Okay. Again, going through here and knowing the history of it, you do know that this is basically the under storage. You do see a bunch of wine. You find a bunch of really expensive bottles of wine that they just happen to miss that weren't destroyed by the acids. You do know that this is not the entirety of the complex. There is an entire cathedral up on top, and that's where the actual religious significantly things happened above it. So you would probably do better look above.
You know, up there where the dragon is.
Right.
He's
Because you said that I would have mapped this, I would have figured this out pretty quick.
Yeah.
I have a vague knowledge of it.
There's one entrance and one exit, basically.
I'd like to try and beat them all to the exit.
Yeah.
Okay, make an intelligence check for me. We'll see if you have
Oh,
the
yeah,
wherewithal to really.
Intelligence. It's a 9.
Okay. You find the last spot, and the first thing you see are books just being flung everywhere. His function is rapidly going through the books. Somehow he was focused
3?
only on books, and
3.
that made him not stop. So unfortunately,
3.
you won't be able. You can try to sneak by. Well, no, because Calvin's also.
3.
You can try to sneak by both of them if you want.
I mean, I'll sneak by. I want to sneak by a function. I'll wave at Tal if he notices me.
Asshole.
Alright, so make a stealth check.
Can I
I'm
make a
just
perception check?
It's gonna be passive perception because you're not actively searching for him. What's your
Still
passive?
3, Tao.
Passive. 9.
You said stealth?
Yes, sir.
What category is
12.
passive perception?
It should be in the top of, yeah, it should be the top of your
very first
base.
abilities and stuff.
Alright.
Scroll down. There you go. Right there. 14.
14.
14?
Mhm.
And you rolled a what?
12.
Yeah, okay. So yours is 9? Okay, yeah, functions of it. Ah, 3! 3! You see Zan just kind of casually stroll in, just looking, trying to dodge a book. keeps walking forward.
Cool. I'll just
Are you going beyond?
yeah, I'm just gonna head towards that exit.
Okay.
I just like to sit. Is a door right?
Yeah. Well, it's stairs. There's stairs that begin to look up, that begin to go up, and Talbot's up there digging and drawing. Just looks up and watches Sam cross by.
I'll throw him one of the sending stones.
Okay, you catch a rock.
Stick it in my pocket.
Okay.
Just whenever I get to the staircase, I just like to sit there, like dead in the middle, but like with all of the creepy, elvish, like assassinness that I can muster.
Okay.
Just
On the other side of the
mask
door?
up, put up,
On the other
just
side of the door?
bent over. Maybe I'll grab one
waiting
of those
for
3
some
books and I'll just have it. And I'll just be sitting there.
Function, maybe
Looking
you
at the
should check
number
the
3.
stairs.
I'm gonna let you make either a performance or an intimidation check.
There's 2 different things.
Performance or intimidation?
Yeah. Are you setting yourself around, or are you trying to be fucking scared?
Yeah.
So you can make either one, whichever one if you have proficiency, if you feel good about a certain
I just
skill that it takes.
I just want to look like
A ghost?
I don't have disguise self right now, but I basically just want to look like there's somebody, but maybe they don't realize it's me.
Okay, let's see if we can do that in the time that it takes.
Another 3.
What were the 2 options?
Function,
again,
you
Ben?
better check all of them. You never know which one's gonna have other ways.
Performance?
Yes, you're right.
Or intimidation.
You're right.
It's really fucking scary to go in front of somebody
There's
sitting
just
there.
books on the floor.
Well, performance is. Well, I'm not trying to scare them too much. It's more.
Sure,
theatrical.
not scared, but look intimidating. There's
It's a 21.
that works. So the rest of the group kind of slowly makes their way, and they find this well-lit cavern that still has the crystal above it. So
Hey, Trigger, can you put this in the bag?
And so yeah, you guys managed to.
Is there a chair at the desk?
No,
Three.
Okay. I'm just gonna be laying on the desk.
Okay,
This
so
light comes in, Function just going nuts with books.
there's a pile of books that are just on each corner. As each of you walk in, Function is just checking every single page.
Every casually every now and then Sal will just point to a book that's like way on the other side of the room and be like, maybe that one. And then he goes and checks it, like 2 minutes later I'm like, how about that one?
Yeah.
Just fucking watching him go crazy.
And and Function's about to cry. Function, yeah, he's really.
You're breaking his
really
soul.
upset. Yeah, this is the worst thing he's ever seen. The rest of you guys walk in.
It's like if he
his
found a
own
board of
personal
gold and it
hell.
was all chocolate.
Yeah, so you stuff the
That's exactly what
bag
it's like.
full of carpet.
Yeah.
Just as you reach your hand in there, you realize there's a lot of stuff in that bag of holding. It's got a lot of space, but it is filling it rather quickly.
Might have to get another one of those.
How much does that carpet take up?
I mean, it's gonna
It's 7 feet long.
Yeah, it's 7 feet
About
long,
roughly a
probably
foot
3 feet
around.
wide.
Do we specifically need a carpet? Is
What
it
do we-
valuable?
Yeah, what do we need it for?
As a person who steals and deals in antiquities, what do I
Well,
can I
I'm
tell
dealing.
anything about this rug?
I'm gonna say 7-foot long carpet.
I'm gonna go, make an investigation check. Why not? Fuck it.
I'm just trying to make our ship look nice.
God damn it. 10.
That's a cool die though.
Alligator wearing.
I'm all about interior.
Man, you really never dealt too much with
Limousine
like,
driving.
antiquities. It was more of a front, so you
Yeah.
didn't really. Yeah, it's hard to tell.
I stole stuff. I didn't actually sell it.
Yeah, if you weren't a fan, so it makes sense.
Give it to the fair.
Alright, so the group has kind of come together. Function goes to the very last book. It's a scroll. He pulls it up. It's got a big trace on it.
In Spanish.
Did you guys find anything good?
New language Spanish language now.
A little bit
Canon.
of gold.
Gold.
Couple potions.
A fuck ton of gold.
You
I got
found
a
a
rug.
fuck ton of gold?
70
This crystal.
Nice.
Oh, it's a 6. No, just kidding.
times
An
30.
E? Oh, 3.
Is he still right?
No, I mean, all the books are off the shelves. There's
Does anyone
and the
else
shelves
find
are
it?
stone. Yeah.
I
they're-
found
All I
it.
found was 3s.
I found these stones.
Did you
You
add
have-
them
you have
together?
I know. I found a stone.
Did you add them together, Function?
Should I?
Go back and add them.
If you were to accumulate all of the threes, what number would we have? That's a good question.
6.
Okay.
9.
Over there in the corner.
Slowest calculator ever.
He opens the book again.
Picking up each book though. 12.
So we're at the exit of this.
You picked up that book already. Start over.
Are we at the exit?
3.
So I saw him go up to
Shit,
the
I'm
stairs.
sorry.
first.
Also, you guys, you find a small pouch of gems. I forgot to add that in. But you find a pouch of different sapphires, rubies, things like that. You found this in the desk.
Cool.
Worth 700 gold.
Nice.
Did anybody find any dragon scales?
Well, I don't think we're done yet, though.
To
As
the
I'm looking
artwork?
around the room, what do I see?
You see piles and piles of books. You see.
Can I ask
You
just
see
for
a dark
other
staircase.
rooms
at
or
the
Yeah.
top.
So we see the staircase go up. I saw Zan go up the staircase.
You did, yeah.
But do
I
I
don't
s-
think.
Do I see a dark, I guess, person?
How far up the stairs are you?
I would be.
How far are the stairs?
Is it a?
When you
are
look at the stairs,
staircase?
Yeah, it is enclosed. They extend going up very, very far.
I'd be like 7 steps up, sitting there.
Okay, so yeah, as the group kind of
Sounds like
coalesces and
JoJo
you're like talking
Homework.
about rugs and stuff, function just starts going.
1, 2. Hey, who's the other guy?
I immediately hear that.
I mean, am I in sight? I'm over here. I'm just trying to look at the. Oh, that one thing I wanted to look at is does the artwork or the rugs, do they have any kind of like detail of where we're at, or is it just artwork?
You see one rug, and that's the one that he brought back.
Okay.
Um,
Well, out of the artwork that I had,
Oh, the artwork that you have is it's all over.
it's just valuable artwork.
You
Has,
got you got
Yes,
porcelanism, you got
I'm just
modernism,
flying
you
up
got,
the lane.
it's a collector.
I didn't know if it was like a tapestry where it's telling me, or like that is a tapestry.
less
that's telling
cultural,
me.
more monetary.
Before
Okay,
we go upstairs, we should talk about the fact that there's a dragon here somewhere, right? It's not down here.
Still sensing you.
I imagine he's up these stairs somewhere.
Perhaps.
Who's the new guy?
Do we need to?
Are you a dragon?
As you turn, you all
Who
see
are you?
this terrifying visage of darkness itself, of the night and the night, of everything that is your nightmares, just sitting casually on the stairs.
I saw him go up the stairs.
He's scared, bro.
Did you say nightmare?
Nightmare.
State your name, stranger.
But you recognize who he is. It's
Oh,
yeah, he doesn't have a disguise kit.
if that's the case, I'm running and hugging him.
Well, do you think he's alive?
Oh,
No, I'm
Zan!
sorry, no. There's no way that would happen.
What?
What?
Here we go.
Wouldn't. Never mind.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna.
If you run towards him,
Yeah,
like,
like,
not
yeah,
again!
Okay,
That's
all
fucking
right. I was
great.
like, where are you going with
That's
this?
great.
He lassos you. You're still on a leash, right?
No, they took it
No,
off.
it's okay.
Yeah,
I
okay.
can hold him.
I'm gonna go and hug him.
So yeah.
Rhaegar, he's alive! Zan! You're alive!
Function, I think he's a ghost.
Alright, so he runs up, you stop.
Do you know what a ghost is?
Well, Ghost Zan,
Aberration.
I promise to protect my friends at always.
Even I'm death.
Function.
He feels alive.
I think we should have a talk.
Maybe after we go get out of the dragon land.
Perhaps should we
Maybe
rest before we go up these stairs? Do we want to take a quick rest?
Before we go up the stairs and potentially fight a
Is it a
dragon.
good idea to
Perhaps,
rest
yes.
in front of a giant case of stairs?
Is there anything after your time?
We could take an hour and talk.
Here, throw out the rug. Let's sit on it. You know.
That's a good idea.
Like a circle.
After spending like 10 minutes hanging it, you finally
Let's
get it
say
out.
you pull it up.
Alright, as you begin to set up, just go ahead and take a bathroom break real quick.
Thank you.
That'll be our short rest.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'll take it. I need a short rest.
Yeah, because that helps.
Bio break, BRB.
When do I get 3 spells? Just 2
I'm gonna
thing.
Level
shave
20.
facial hair off.
Right?
Oh my god.
I think it's actually 11.
Then he.
Yeah, Warlock's a slow spell.
Oh my
gosh.
Yeah,
Alright,
right. Yeah.
Roll here.
Any length here.
Oh yeah, we get a hit die back, right?
Yep.
1d10.
Cool. I'll fold you back up.
Ooga aga, ooga aga.
Oh, plus
You have an
con.
8?
Do I even have any con?
Ah!
Exactly
What
right.
I'm feeling. I am leaving.
Roll the dragon horn. Now we just gotta kill the dragon.
Hi, I'm
We know that works.
In love with me.
Plus 2 is 8.
Sorry.
It's this thing is.
I got a cow favorite of too.
That's a lucky bastard.
And off in the distance, you hear the dragon urinating.
Lol.
Sargarth peeing in the background.
I forgot it was tracking his face, so it went that way.
Oh, isn't it?
Took over Casey's face.
I've had to
oh
poop
yeah,
for 17 hours.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't fish with my arm on.
yeah.
Oh,
I have to get off my armor.
I have to halfway undone. Just the bottom portion.
Ah! Just so you guys know, just because I give you an item or you find an item doesn't mean it's like intended or it's
Yeah, we
yours.
We get it.
Feel free to share.
What do you mean, like my letter?
Oh, while we're resting, did anybody find anything they want me to identify? We can use magic now, right? Okay,
Yeah.
Let this place destroy itself.
I mean,
okay.
I just found this crystal aethysite, it seems.
Yeah, we aren't.
Doesn't seem like
Let's
anything.
let him get out of that.
That crystal, shit. I could save her
I
life.
was just stating if anybody wanted me to, I would take time.
Would I know this
during
is
the
worth
rest to
money?
do that.
Or
If you want me to.
do I know anything else about aethysite? Would I know anything else about this crystal I found? Aethysite?
We able to use magic.
Yeah. So there's a. It looks like it's like a almost a charge cartridge that you like would you would use to power something.
Like
You
malfunction.
can use as many hit dice as you have, right?
Yes.
How
That's
many
right.
hit dice do you have?
No, that's not correct.
You don't know where the batteries
You only
go?
use one hit dice per short rest?
No, it's
Yeah.
more than one.
Where's the battery?
I think
It's
it's
for
half
my,
your
it's for
level.
my staff.
Okay.
I believe it's half your level. hit
Can
dice.
anyone use this? Or
What's this?
it's,
What is this?
the aethysite
This is
crystal.
piss. Piss with ink.
Resting 186.
You want swing, Todd?
Who is this? It says my elixir is piss.
That looks
This
like
is what powers
Up
me.
to the character's maximum number of hit dice, which is equal to the
What'd you say?
character's level.
Mr. Pirelli's
Until
miracle
you do a long rest
elixir
again, right?
really do the trick, sir. Yes, indeed.
Goddamn.
Yeah, we've seen it.
That's a great.
It's great.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Who is this? Sasha Baron Cohen? Who says my elixir is piss?
Then I'm gonna use 2 more. Just gonna
Oh, man. Watching that guy get murdered was great.
Fucking
use
awesome.
As many as you need to.
He's the first one,
You only
right?
get one back per rest, right?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Hey, man.
Yeah, it's different per class, I believe.
It's, yeah.
The character also regains hit dice up to a number of dice equal to half the character's total number of shadows he uses.
I'm back up full. My man.
Yeah, it's up to half.
That you gain back, but you can expend as many as you want during short rest. I rolled like 3 2s, so I used like 5 of them.
I rolled a 2, and that's my 2.
I got like 7 of them though.
Yeah, I got 7.
Okay. In what was once one of the great wonders of the world, we find our party basing at the stairs, just taking a quick breather after looking and looting. What are we doing?
What did you want to talk about, Sam? Function.
Oh, here we go.
You killed that goblin orc creature
Troll.
and
He got the wrong twice.
yeah. Darkness came out of you.
Yes. I can control it now.
Can you control it now?
Before I was able to explain, you swung at me.
He's not lying. You did
Last
attack him.
time, this is not the first time. Last time you could not control it.
I'm learning.
You let the darkness possess you last time.
At what
Do
cost?
you remember?
Was it just them two?
Yes,
No, we're all there.
There's a group.
I now
You're all chilling on the road.
am able to control it.
What is it?
I can't speak for everyone, but
I still trust you, buddy.
Thank you.
I would like more of a
Sorry, go ahead.
Did you see that?
Yeah, he knows.
Oscar goes.
if you can control it, can you tell us about it? Like what is it that you are controlling?
Why is it just now manifesting itself more? What has changed?
It would seem the more time I am surrounded by you and I experience the world, it would seem I get stronger. I'm understanding it more. And yet, I still know nothing. I do not know why. I am different from all the other Warforged. What is so special about me?
Well, for one, I've never seen a Warforged with any kind of necrotic
Exactly.
nature that you have.
They're all more basic.
Very
Simple.
few creatures have that power that I've seen.
All I know is this. I am sorry. I did not want to harm you, or anyone. But the truth is, something is wrong. Now, I must search for this eventually, and I would hope to have all of you along my side. I promise to protect my friends. I promise not to purposely put any of you in danger. You have my word.
And if you do, what happens the next time that
You
you
must
can't control it?
Destroy me.
Perhaps
I have an idea
you
how.
have some kind of balance.
I just have to talk to him about it first.
Meanwhile, I'm rubbing my
I
glasses
might do
together.
that.
Sound.
Why do you need to talk to me?
Yeah, you look over and Talbot's like playing his fiddle real hard, so I'm like, oh, sorry.
Okay, real quick, have you noticed the D4 on this is fucked?
You must
Yeah,
understand where
no,
they
no.
come from, folks.
It's weird.
No, so that
I
means
do.
that it's a 3 on the opposite side. I see that something.
But do you?
I think so.
Do you consider
Sound clear.
we're still friends?
I would hope. It did hurt my feelings when I found out what I did. You were all disappointed in me. Except Talf, he just kept looking funny. He had this weird smirk on his face like he knew something that I didn't. Anyways,
You would have had to seen the smirk on Aviary too, but beaks don't really smirk.
yeah, it's true.
Kind of fixtures.
He just has that
Yeah, that's why I try
flat.
to wink.
Regardless,
Apparently, you never watched Looney Tunes.
regardless of the child,
I'll say.
What's the Looney doing?
What's the Loonies?
Look at this.
I'll say, what's so wrong? So, regardless
Dibs
of
on
the
top
childish
of my
prank,
voice for my next character.
that's what I could pull.
Came back from the dead, did you?
Yes.
Were you actually dead?
Yes.
Do I believe him?
Make a deception check.
I'm definitely believe you.
I believe.
He's not going to roll against you. Ooh.
23?
He's back from the dead. It's Xandar the White.
This is Abdol. This is Abdol from Judge.
He was very.
Or regardless of whatever happens, go back.
Amazing skill.
The function.
I can. Like, I am not dead today. But. I worry that in the heat of battle, when we need you the most, and we are the least able to help you,
Control.
and you may be the most.
You're going to be our BB.
You may be the most heated and not in the right frame
I stopped it.
of mind to control this. That you will kill one of us. And function. I'll be honest, that scares the fucking shit out of me.
I understand.
If you are out of balance, then I will balance the scales, if you understand.
As you should.
Alright.
I promise I will work towards.
What does that mean?
Stupid quick trip using the loudest
No.
plastic, and we all got one, and it was all like.
You hear water?
Shut up, Mooshie, God.
Mushy?
Mushy just got like a little piece of paper. He crumbled
He's just
it.
crumbling leaves and sticks.
I promise to do everything in my power to learn what is going on with me. Tempe told me the way. All I have to do is follow my dreams. Listen to your heart.
That's a
I
lovely,
just-
lovely voice.
So now we're all in agreement. If any of us becomes a baddie, we'll kill that one of us.
Yes.
Whoa,
Cool.
whoa, whoa.
I just
No.
He's like, no.
I'm putting that out there. I am not a part of that.
I'm putting it out there that we all might already be baddies. I haven't figured it out yet.
I don't know what we
As long as nobody uses poison or poisons people.
Shifts the 10 pounds of
Yeah.
mess on his shoulder.
Yeah.
As long as we're not poisoning people, we're good.
Yeah, he would poison someone.
Fucking
Yes,
asshole.
Fucking
that's
sick
those deserve to be in the lowest level of heaven.
Yeah, poisonous.
If
Was kind of.
any of you
Family Guy.
see anything strange or weird, just inform your buddy. You should have like a buddy system where like you talk to your friend when something is off.
I am Chuck.
Should keep an eye on each other. So.
So you're my buddy function.
Can I see that crystal thing that you have?
Yeah.
How big is it?
Yeah.
You've seen it before.
Yeah, it's just like the one she gave me.
It's like the ones.
I'll put my staff off of my
This
back
is what
and
I am made from.
Yes.
Use my container.
It is, but it's different.
It's
Okay.
different.
Yeah, you have it
It
running
looks-
through your veins, but to be like in this little small, like compact, very finely crafted, it looks like it's crafted to a very specific purpose.
Okay.
I can't remember her name off the top of my head. The one who is that who made it for me?
Oh, no.
The Travels with Barnaby. The I can't remember her name.
I know you're
sorry.
talking about.
Egren.
Yeah, Egren gave this to me. She said it works with my father's staff, and I'm honestly too afraid to use it. I don't know.
Perhaps try it.
Well, if I use it, she said it creates a powerful charge.
Not now, but
I just,
later.
I don't know.
You don't know
What if it something goes wrong and it destroys it?
Well, that seems to be our group right now, doesn't it?
Yeah, I don't have good. I don't know if you've noticed, but
Yeah.
things tend to go fucking tits up around me all the time.
I'm sorry.
I don't know. I'm afraid something would happen and it would destroy it, and this is the last thing of my father I have left.
I understand. And I give it to him. Hold on to it. Maybe it'll come in handy for you.
I mean, if it came down to one of us dying, needing to use it, I think I would, but
He didn't use it when he died.
I'm a bit scared of it, to be honest. Losing it,
How
really.
far up these steps are we?
So that's the crystal from the.
Or how far away? How high are these?
Put the
Like,
dollar to it.
How
the
many
next room, how far
They
away?
extend up into the
put the
unseeable
dollar to it,
dark.
turn it
Okay.
They're pretty
Tau.
Oh, hey,
Infinite Mario stuff?
That's what I was gonna say.
he's gonna take his jar that we put the
I can
ichor in
Mhm.
and get it close to the crystal.
Does it turn to water?
Does it
into-
affect it? Separate the
Andesite
water?
crystal?
Yeah.
Yeah, you put it right next to it. And
Like
it's,
above it too? Just,
yeah, above
okay.
it. Yeah, you mess with it. It doesn't seem like the andesite has any type of.
Those rocks you found, Tau.
Oh, yeah. Zan.
May
Also, what you have is kind of hardened a little bit. It's more like straight up mud now.
I'll hold up the
Okay,
sending
so
stone
yeah. Okay.
towards Xanthar.
May I use them?
Okay. I hold up the sending stone, the one I threw you one.
It's not a stone for drinking.
I'd be like, do you know what these are?
I do.
If I've seen him in my line of work, I imagine he has too, right?
Yeah.
Only once a day, but you can message, can't you?
Yeah.
So can I. Who magically cannot send messages?
Me.
I'll throw mine to function if you want to give yours to him.
That's how
We
it's
can
done
do it.
by-
We can do it without him.
Like earpods, they just.
They only work with each other though.
Right.
So Ogabar and Function can now fucking talk to each other with fucking radio.
Well, if we have to split up, it makes it easier now if we splits up. One
Hello?
person that can mess
So
with
we
the
can
message,
share the
one
stones
person
with
goes
each
down.
other, right?
Potato.
Alright, so let's hold on to those.
It just means the
I
two
won't
of
be
them
like,
would
one
be in
use
it.
the day.
Yeah,
The
I
two
won't
of them
be
would not be in a
stupid.
politically
Yeah.
correct.
Can you hear me?
Testing, test. Oh.
That was more level 1 function.
How many threes
level
were
8.
there? Did you count them all?
Alright.
I will double check.
The
think
total
I'm-
number
Can we start?
was
Yeah, up the stairs there.
Does anyone have anything else?
Did you find anything?
That rug.
That's the rug.
Why does this not have a calculator on
Where are you putting the 6
Swipe up.
Oh, the 6 foot. Oh, then I wouldn't lie about that.
It's a fire
literally
rug.
got a sword on his back
So
right
yeah,
now.
I got that cool rug, right? It's pretty awesome. I figured it would be a nice little addition to
Did you
accent
pull
our
the sword
flying
out of the
ship.
rug?
And then I got this.
Holy hell.
Fucking
You see
cool.
it simmering the
Hold
light
on.
of it.
Clink.
Oh, I have a magic sword too.
Do you need both?
It's like those little giraffe toys.
Well,
where
what?
you
The
press
rug
button
and the
it's
sword? Yeah,
Do I
need the
believe
sword.
you?
You need both swords?
Hey, so is
It's
your
one sword.
flame blade's not a
I
real
got you.
sword,
You
right?
have
What's
a-
your
No, my flame blade is
Oh,
a
it's
staff.
not?
So
That's
you
fine,
could
that's
this
the
sword
I
with
believe
flame blade?
Uh-huh. Assuming it's one handed, yes.
That's cool.
He said you could use it.
I know.
Total number of
Not a
threes
lot of
equals to
weapons.
360.
It's
And
not
it
a
requires
lot.
attunement.
What did you say?
Okabar asked me
So
to count
I
all the
will.
threes.
I'll kind of do a nod at Xanthar and start heading up the stairs, checking for traps along the way, being quiet.
Make your investigation.
I'll take that again.
Can we get the shushy move quiet spell?
Yes. Wait.
Taps us down.
No. I don't want to do that.
Well, fuck this place. We're leaving.
But we don't know that there's no more ahead.
Not true, Don.
I'm not doing
Alright.
it.
We'll quietly move. What'd you say? Investigation?
Yeah, you
We'll
make
just-
investigation.
Is he helping me or are we doing them separate?
We'll just ask if this.
We'll say he's helping you.
In the
Yeah,
stairs, right?
I'm going right along with him. I'm up in the front.
Okay,
Okay.
spell check everybody. And investigation for you with advantage.
Are we still in this room?
At the moment, you're making it out. Yep.
Nice.
I'd like to do some.
I want to tell you
Where's the-
guys.
I roll a 19 investigation on checking for traps and roll a 2 for treasure.
Natural one on
Fuck me,
stealth.
dude.
I know, I wanted some treasure.
Well, granted, I mean, with that, I mean, it's
He
an
just
8,
he just farts real loud.
but still.
Still natural one.
15.
What did you want to do when you were leaving?
As soon as we get out of the room,
13, sorry.
The last one up.
I will show you something else I've learned. I will prove I can help.
No magic.
We're out of the room.
Yeah, but we don't.
We don't.
like you said, we don't know
can't
what's going on
assume that it's not
upstairs.
gonna continue.
Never mind.
That's why I didn't pass.
I
my
mean-
face.
Yeah, they all look at you and then they make the argument and you're like,
Is everyone fine with this? We don't know what's going on upstairs.
Yeah, let's go sneaky.
Fucking asshole.
that one?
That one.
One for
I'll
Hold
wait.
that. Hold that thought.
That's two.
I'll
That's two
wait.
guys right
Okay.
My stealth was
10 plus.
which is 21.
Are we all still?
Damn.
21 stealth, and then
You
I
don't get a
roll.
plus 10?
No, he rolled a 10 is what I was saying.
Okay, I got you. Good.
And then, well, then I don't know. Yeah, it's a jack of all trades supposed to do. My stealth is insane.
Okay, 22 got you.
Investigation was
19
24.
Okay, what'd you get?
15 stealth.
Okay,
13, sorry.
Okay, 13.
I didn't even roll it.
15.
I didn't even roll it at advantage. Let me roll it at advantage just to see if I roll a 20 instead of a 19.
Then do I need
No,
to
okay.
even ask?
He is the knight.
You get a 9.
I'm just as stealthy as he is.
Yeah, you're
We have the same modifier,
Are we on the plus 10? Or
unless this went up.
No, I didn't do
This
it.
one.
Unless he
No,
wants to
no,
try.
no.
I'm at 9.
Unless you trade it. I'm at 10.
Minus 1.
Okay, so it's not the
I
stealthy
took,
you guys have
I took a
ever
point of
moved
it the
before,
last time we doubled up too.
But
I took a point of warlock.
you're moving up a
At
pretty dark
6?
staircase. So as you go, you're up front. You're tapping each foot before you put it up there. A couple of the stone steps are slippery and loose, and so you notify the rest of the party and be careful of this one. But overall, there aren't any real hard places to go up. And you eventually find yourself into this kind of base foyer where it's just an open room, and alongside some pillars, you see what is beyond the night sky at this point. Just beyond that, you see what seems to be the ruins of what was once a city. You see a couple of like homes, maybe buildings, just the first level or so. But inside those homes, there's just pools of the same nasty filth that's floating on.
Does the city look like the same type of architecture as the masonry stuff in the tunnels?
Yes, it does.
Catacombs.
Yes, it does. Certainly does.
Thank you.
It takes a little while to find a way, but as you step out of what is a pretty clean basin, you step out and you see that you're on top of the plateau. At the very end of the plateau, opposite of where you guys, there's a whole, this whole nasty ruin of the city. At the end, you do see this large cathedral that goes up 6-7 stories. Bits of it are missing. There are chunks. The entire roof has been basically smashed off. But you see the cathedral itself, and it's large. It's very Gothic. And on the sides of one of the windows where it's broken, you see just the pouring out of ooze that's going down. It looks like it's falling down beyond the plateau that you guys are on and down into the swamps below. You see the same sources in several areas. There's a well that the city used to use, and it's just overflowing with filth, and that filth is making its way to the edge of the plateau, and eventually water falling off.
So the only like main thing in front of us is the cathedral.
Everything else
Still standing.
Everything else has been destroyed, and it looks like not everything has been melted by acid. There's like bits that have been smashed. It's a disaster essentially. There's no other way to put it. And
I
from
guess
where
we
you are,
should go inside.
from where you are, it's a pretty straight shot. It's about probably 300 yards ahead
We
of you.
haven't found this vase that we're supposed to find. We haven't found any actual proof of a dragon other than treasure.
I'm sure the
Is it
vase
still
will be
intact?
in that cathedral. It was.
Yeah,
It's the
probably.
most intact thing you've seen. Yeah,
Probably the dragon's got it.
How tall is the cathedral?
it's 7 stories tall. It's huge, rising to the air. It's a and as you get closer, because it's basically the main road is from the cathedral to the gardens that you are in.
At what point should we begin to prepare ourselves? We know there's a dragon here. We know we fought two. What probably are sons of these dragons? There could be 2 of them here.
Probably prepare before we go into this.
Here, dragon.
I think the cathedral where we need to go.
Natural limit.
Prepare.
Come here.
Walk in.
Yeah.
Have the dinner resin jar open. Here,
So-
dragon.
Yeah, being out in the open.
Assuming this destruction was caused by a dragon, the fact that it didn't mess up the cathedral is strange.
Maybe that's.
It chose the building not to destroy.
Maybe that's where it lives.
Transforms.
I understand that, but at the same time, it seems to not really care about anything but its treasure.
In this cathedral.
And yeah,
Why?
and I guess this cathedral makes me think this dragon's not. I don't know. A normal dragon? Definitely.
So it has some kind of attachment.
You know,
to the
it's not-
cathedral.
Necromancer dragon.
Thought processing wise.
A necroagon. A necro.
Be careful with those words.
I mean, does it?
Yeah.
yeah.
You're on
I
video.
don't know.
Perhaps
Remember
it's
that.
more. Perhaps it has more control in this cathedral. Or it's more
Dragon
this
Nancy.
Well,
cathedral
I
on
don't
the
see anywhere
inside.
else to go except inside.
Or considers the cathedral treasure itself. Alright. So you want to investigate and make sure this.
I think we're gonna have to go inside.
I mean, yeah, better than staying out in the open.
Should we knock on the front door?
Would you like me to?
No, please don't. We will.
Currently, you guys are standing underneath the pillars. It's pretty safe, pretty covered. But once you get onto the road, it's raised up a little bit, and it's pretty much a straight shot to the cathedral. There's not a whole lot of cover.
Let's. I think it'd be prudent if we were to operate under the assumption that the dragon knows we're here and is likely watching us now.
Oh, the dragon definitely knows we're here. Do you think it didn't hear the
So,
shattering
fuck
sounds
stealth?
throughout the catacomb?
We don't know
I'm
what
thinking.
else is here, though.
Honestly, you're thinking get to the cathedral. I get that, but what I'm thinking is there's a lot of open air between here and there.
Have we used any
I
magic
agree.
since we left?
No, not yet. Not to my knowledge, did we? No, we didn't.
About to.
I would say everybody be prepared to fight at any moment.
Alright. I think I want to scout this one out. I want to go ahead and fly out towards the cathedral
Okay.
as fast as I can.
Okay. Then since you're separated from the group, I'm gonna make you make a different stealth check with disadvantage.
Over your extra movement too.
Okay.
That tart. Good question. That tart.
No,
does
that
it
don't-
harden because it's cold down?
Can you use use your staff.
He also
now.
said it's not a light weapon. I
You
could
can
do that.
You could cantrip past on crazy now. It's a
Well,
cantrip
no,
with a
because I
staff?
already kind of said I was doing my
It's not a
thing.
staff,
Yeah, it's a staff. What am I? Oh, that's balls. Disadvantage. A 20 and a 1.
20 and a 1. I've never seen that happen in my life.
Wow.
It's the circle.
It's beautiful.
Balance, bitches!
Because there's nowhere to like really.
So
cover up.
technically it's a 10?
Opportunities for great dialogue.
Yeah. So since there's just no way to cover up, you charge up and you just spread your wings. And it's for the rest of the party watching. It's a very stark contrast. It's the only color. His bright white feathers and his like colorful antlers and everything that he has is just a stark contrast to the grays and blacks of the landscape. Avery flies straight over. As you get closer, you see some of the architecture from the monastery. Instead of a flying buttress, it's a giant spreading lily, and it's very plant themed and everything. Instead of it being brownstones, they look like they're tree roots. The entire thing has been carved to look like a living creature. However, it is very much stone. Even the entrance has like brambles of ivy around the edges, just to make it give the appearance of something that's living. You fly a little bit closer, and the plateau that you're on comes to a point eventually, and on that point is where the cathedral has just risen up. You get a little bit closer, and you see that the top left half has just been sheared off, just smashed completely. You see
I would
small
want to
rivulets.
fly up to that and look through the smashed hole.
Okay, so you fly up, and you see inside the hole there is I can't put it any other way, but it looks like a rat nest. Like how a rat nest just looks like a hand just kind of went in there and just made a space. Inside the space, there used to be pews, there used to be chairs. They're all just shoved to the side.
Okay.
Underneath that, you see hundreds of small, looks like bumpy clutches. Look like small dragon eggs. Just hundreds of them just sitting here. They're sitting in pools of acid in each of them. They're just bloop, bloop. Same stuff you've seen out there. That's what's running off the sides.
We're so
Yeah, the second if I knew that those were dragon eggs, I would have turned around immediately.
Okay. Another thing you see is on the pedestal, like where the left turn would be,
Fuck off.
there is most
That's what
certainly sitting right there, right in the middle of a shaft of light, this centerpiece
How
of this
big is this
entire
arm?
collection. It's probably this big. It's a base. So you're flying.
I
back.
retreat.
You
I
saw-
retreat
you saw
back to the
dragons. Okay.
group.
Yep.
Yeah, so definitely dragons that way. Didn't see one. Saw a whole swarm of eggs.
Were they hatched or
I didn't notice any hatched ones. I was kind of
just seeing the eggs?
jaw agape
Where were they?
in the cathedral. It's definitely not.
Isn't it kind of some kind of nest or?
Your favorite enemy is dragons, correct?
Mhm.
Okay, make an intelligence check for me real quick.
And
I wonder
I
if
think I saw the urn, but that could have just been another one.
I
of
wonder
the
if
thousands of
his
urns.
sense of dragons could be the eggs, though.
I mean,
They said they haven't seen
definitely.
the adults in a while, like they haven't been here.
14. Do I get any advantage or anything like that?
No.
No, I'm just wondering. Okay.
I mean, you have
You're not in the right
proficiency.
Proficiency in that. I'm just curious. I just wanted to know.
It's wisdom checks, I believe, not intelligence.
But no sign of the dragon.
The giant hole causing the nest is the closest sign to a dragon that I saw. Everything else
So perhaps
looks like
Tal's,
dragon eggs.
perhaps Tal's correct. Maybe Okabog just sensed the dragon eggs.
I really doubt that.
No.
Yeah, I wouldn't. leave
Dragons
it.
don't stray far from their
And
eggs.
they wouldn't even smash.
Yes,
them,
but didn't
so-
They're
what's
overprotected.
his name say
Oh,
that they haven't
sorry.
seen it?
Hmm? How many people do you think have been in this abandoned ruined city recently?
I don't know. He made it seem like they were aware of the dragons and they saw them often, and they hadn't been.
Who did?
The big buff guy.
Okay. Okay.
I'm Talbot. I don't remember anybody's fucking.
All right.
No, I was trying to recall.
Bravo for
Okay.
remembering not being here.
Let's.
He said that they were here. They knew they were here, and then that they've been
Yeah, eventually.
here recently.
What you
He
got?
also said the urn was in that cave, and that wasn't true.
Let's prepare to be in. Go
Well,
inside.
Zan had a
If
question
you've
for
seen
me.
that end, then that must be the one.
Okabar, those two dragons we killed, were they both male?
Were they? If I'm not mistaken, my word. Yeah.
They were
They're both male.
I can't say that my knowledge of dragon anatomy is super good, but
don't you typically have to have a male and a female?
Yeah.
So
Some
there's a
versions
bunch
do,
of fucking eggs. Do you think that perhaps there's 2 dragons minimum?
Yes.
Or the ancient
Yeah.
one,
Yeah.
that assumes the father is actually a
Yeah.
mother.
Yeah, we killed the father. That's the
Motherfucker.
The little, the
That was the
young,
one we killed.
the
Probably.
younger dragon called out to his father, and then a bigger dragon arrived. I assumed it was
Yes, that's what I was saying too.
If I know anything about
3 sons.
lizards, is it the female are larger? At least dragons.
The
Well-
female will be older.
I know one way to piss off the dragon.
They'll also be more aggressive about the eggs.
I feel like we've already substantially pissed it off if it knows who we are.
Well, I have a way of getting rid of the eggs, but you know,
I mean, I've
we'll-
got a few
we'll
as well.
talk
I
about
just-
that conversation when we get there.
All right, fuckers, let's go make some omelets.
Onward.
Do we need anything to prepare before we go in?
Well,
Um,
where are the eggs sitting
Does
at?
In-
anyone?
The cathedral from the
Mhm.
outside looks normal-ish, except for parts of the top.
Are
The
there windows?
inside,
We can assume that
big
this,
old tunnel hole thing.
Are they sitting in a pool or something, or are they?
They were sitting something. It looked. I'm gonna assume necrotic or acid something, just like we've been seeing constantly.
Gotcha.
do we have any kind of protection with acid or anything that can help?
The most I can do is absorb elements, but you know that just
It didn't look
lowers
like
the
they were
damage to
using
me.
protection at all.
I've got 1 potion of acid.
Use it against somebody.
That's
Yeah.
all I have.
Next action.
I mean, there's a bunch of eggs in there. They were fucking like rabbits.
If this is anything like the dragon we fought before, we just need to be more prepared.
Can anyone spawn animals or summon animals?
Yeah.
I'm saying if shit ever goes down,
Yes.
we need to get the fuck out of Dodge. Put some eggs on top of some animals, make them run different ways. Gives an opportunity to dip the fuck out of here. But
I don't think I can
I
necessarily
don't think that'll
control
work,
my
mainly because of
animals.
the acid stuff the eggs are on it. But
good to know.
So, what
So
are we?
it's an acid. Okay.
What are we expecting when we go in here? That we walk in and the mother dragon just comes out of nowhere because we're in this nest, or are we planning on destroying some eggs and drawing it here?
I'm all for it. Let's get this fucking van.
I mean, are we gonna fight it? All we have to do is bring back proof that we found dragons.
Egg scales.
Are there dragon scales on the outside of eggs?
Did he ask us to destroy the dragon?
Do they shed or
You
anything?
could just bring them back an egg.
They said that
That would be proof that there are more dragons and would hinder our job.
I just asked about my memory.
Like, do dragons molt?
Yeah.
our
They don't have any shell. They don't. Yeah.
our mission was to rid of the dragon in their home in the home city in this cathedral.
We got sales.
No, our
supposed
job
to-
was just to bring
Our
back
job was to
scales.
bring proof that there
That we-
shouldn't be dragons.
That we've investigated the lair,
Not to rid of it.
so we could always go back and be like, "Yep, there's dragons there. Fuck ton of eggs. You guys are fucked. Thanks for the gold. See
I
you
need to
later."
get the urn for Tipe though.
We do have to get and it's in the middle of
Honestly, we can tell him where the urn is, and he can find a way to get it.
I think he knows what
He
it
is
is.
not
I
going
think he
anywhere.
If he
Yeah.
knew where it is, then I don't
We
want to
are-
fuck with this guy even more.
I don't
We
think
are
If
the
that's
way
the case, why do
he
we even
found
play
it.
this game?
Just walk around finding treasure.
We're gonna walk around, find it, and walk away.
Makes sense to me.
Look,
I forgot.
Look, I can't pick it up.
I'd like to keep playing this game as my current
I think-
character. If
I
it's
do
all
think
fine
that
with
we
you.
should find out what is here, and if it is a dragon, maybe we should get rid of it. Create balance for this.
In the force.
Why don't we just burn the fucking house down?
What is the force? Shut the
Yeah, dragon plus
Well,
fire.
I do have an arrow with dinner resin on the end of
We
it.
fought these dragons.
And we
They-
do know, and you have a shit ton of the dinner resin, right?
There we go. Yeah.
I
We
can
do
also
know that it does cause reaction to the dragon.
and
yeah,
I
I
can
could also make it go mad. And
I can
be
cast
voted.
hail of thorns on the eggs if we really want to fuck that
We've
shit up.
seen.
Do you have any
Clearly,
more?
I just want these eggs gone.
Do you have any
if
more
you can't tell.
explosion devices, Aviary?
I've got a couple.
How
That would
much
destroy the urn.
A handful.
Would it?
would it take out most of the eggs without destroying the urn?
That's the other thing is I don't know.
You don't know how far that
I don't know
goes.
the strength of this urn.
Uh,
It's old. It might be weak.
What does the urn do? It's just
So, to
significant
my
that-
understanding, the urn is
It's
in
a
the middle
holy
of the
symbol.
dragon eggs, or is it
Roughly.
dragon eggs and then there's like a perch, and there's like, or not
Yeah.
perch, like a throne or something that the urn's sitting on.
Yes. So the lectern where somebody would preach or give sermons.
Yeah.
On top of that is where the urn is set.
Okay, so it's not surrounded by the.
I mean, but there are eggs all along the edges. Like there's a walkway, but along the corners and the anywhere that you can stick an egg with it not being in the way, it's stuff.
Doesn't it appear that the urn
Like
is
Alien
the
vs.
dragon's
Predator.
prized
So-
possession if it's the one thing that's in its actual lair and not in the catacomb?
So we need to lure this dragon back home, basically.
Are you
We
telling
need-
me or are you just cursing?
Thinking out loud. Sorry.
Did he tell us anything about the
Can you
urn
perhaps?
that we would know would
You
make
have
it significant for
explosion,
the dragon?
I have
Can you rig those to explode, or do they have to explode on impact? What
What
is
is the time fuse?
So,
What
best
if
case
we
scenario.
lure the dragon back to its lair, light the fuse, and try to cause some damage to this dragon before we start
Before
fighting it?
I doubt that vase is gonna survive.
I wanted
The
to
dragon
try-
flailing
I honestly
around.
want to. If
You said this base is massive.
I want to
right?
focus on one. I want to
Alright.
focus on the urn or the dragon.
How about
Vase, urn, whatever.
How about we get two options? We vote.
I don't. This is
How
all
about-
under the assumption that we're not going to walk in there and immediately be
Can
attacked.
one
We
thing
can
be
do
we
both.
poison something?
I'll put this out
Or did
there.
they not just
I
have
am
a
willing
whole
to
hatch?
try and sneak in
I was
there
about to say we can
and
send
steal
someone.
the fucking urn.
Send someone to
No,
get
I will
it's-
let you
no,
know
no.
Can you do the size?
It's,
by running out screaming if there's a fucking dragon.
it's
Well, the thing is,
too
like,
big.
The urn is too big.
It's huge.
Two-man job.
if me and
One,
if
two.
me and Xanthar can go in there sight unseen, which, I mean,
I'm pretty sneaky. Yells that.
We
yeah,
split
that's
this.
true.
We split this job into teams.
Certainly, most of us are sneaky.
We split it into teams.
Otherwise,
We have one team go for the urn, one team causes the rig for the
You
explosion.
two are captains then. So you can talk to me.
So,
So Tal and Zan want to go for the urn, and the rest of us,
to what end? To get the urn out?
I guess, to get it.
Because if we
safer.
get the urn out, then we can try to destroy the building.
Yeah, I feel like if we get the urn that we're supposed to get, then who gives a fuck about the rest of the building?
Yes,
And then
we can rig it to
Aviator can do his
explode
thing.
and fall on this. guy.
Strictobird.
You think we can?
Do you have enough explosion?
Demolition druid.
How much explosion do you have? Do you think you have enough to destroy the building?
I doubt it. I could probably take out a wall or two with a knife glass, the whole thing.
You also know it's very sturdily built stone.
Yeah,
like,
it's
yeah,
big.
it's a mess.
I would have to put 2 or 3 next to each
it would
other.
survive World War II essentially. Yeah.
Oh,
What
fuck.
about?
How heavy is the urn?
Wait, you said
Do
there's
know?
acid
It's big.
in the,
Fucking
around the eggs.
They're like sitting in a small puddle of.
It would
whatever.
take 2 people to carry
Could
it.
we not just light it on fire and the acid do the work for us?
I don't think the acid's like.
Yeah.
Terrorism.
No, would the explosion cause the acid to
Yelling drug names.
create a more bigger explosion?
Hey,
The
this,
acid-
wait, what's the other
That's a
one?
good. That's a good question, DM.
If it is the same as the
I still
putrid
think it's
mess
enough.
that was
I don't
dripping
think-
from those braziers.
Wait, one person at a time.
Yeah.
If it's the same as that putrid mess that was dripping in the catacombs below, it is not.
That's not flammable at all.
If it's the same thing,
Is that the?
It's fucking everywhere. It has to be the same thing, right?
you'd assume.
Doesn't look like the most structurally stable building of all time.
It's definitely not.
It's not that we have to blow up the building in its entirety. We just have to blow up a part of it to cause it to collapse on itself.
What part of
The
it
best
Cooper's
support.
survived World War II brought you
Yeah.
to that conclusion?
Yeah, thank you. Can we get away from the explosion
Yeah.
option, please?
Do you have your sword out still? Your plan?
No, I put it back after I showed everyone.
Well, what are we doing? Let's get in there.
White bird with a flame sword
Well,
here.
We need a plan
Awesome
first.
staff. Awesome
So
sword.
are we going with the plan? Take the urn, the rest of us rig the eggs to explode, wait for the dragon? What are we doing?
Overthinking it.
Yeah, let's get in there and see what's going on.
Good plan. All right.
We're planning with
We're
little to no
fucking
information at
Open
all.
sesame over again.
We're planning with no data. That's no
So
good.
I can go and charge him?
No.
No,
That's
let's
definitely not a
let's
plan.
see if we can make it across this
It's the
thing
opposite
without
of
being
plan.
killed by a dragon first, and we'll
No,
stop.
Leroy?
So we're going for the urn first.
Yes.
Alright.
I say let's
we,
I say let's get across this death field to the
Teams
door.
of 2?
Should we spread out?
I think it should just be 2 teams of 3.
Yes.
Okay.
I honestly think these guys can send magic, so I don't think the communication is necessary right now.
Okay.
I think you 3 and us 3.
Just to not all come in the same direction.
Function Okabar Paragar and
Did you see another door?
just the big entrance and the big hole.
We can come at it from different angles.
Yeah. Well, flanked. You decide, find a way in, meet in the middle.
What?
Try not to die.
Alright, so you're going for the urn,
Sure.
and we are doing.
Yeah, they're sneaking.
We're
And
planting explosives.
We're lookout.
No, I'm going. I'm with them.
Alright, so we're just
2
looking out
teams of
then.
3. Yeah.
Alright.
Back
That sound
up.
good?
Yeah. Let's
Well, I
Guardian
mean, you
backup.
you stand out. You stand out. You stand
I
out.
stand
The
out. 3
of us can basically go invisible whenever we want to. What if the 3 of you went through the front door and the 3 of us found quieter ways in?
them.
All right, I like it.
I was gonna
Let's
try
do
to
that.
trace with you.
So,
That's right. We all have like +10 stealth.
Yeah.
so you guys are
Alright.
sneaking. You guys are sprinting.
Flashy boys through the front door. Sneaky boys
I
through
don't
the
know about
back.
sprinting, but we'll definitely like.
Sure, we'll stealth too. Run up,
We'll
why
try.
not?
Let's all get to the door, and then
Yeah.
you 3 will
We'll
go
try to
in the
be
door
stealthy.
after we try to sneak around and find other ways in. Give us
Okay,
a minute. We'll
cool.
go
I'm
in.
not gonna go pounding on the door and breaking it down.
No.
Like,
Hello.
Hello.
Daddy's
hello.
home. Like, I don't know.
That's a good one.
Daddy
Just
sounds
say that.
All right.
All right.
So yeah, we're gonna.
So let's quickly and quietly make the clearing first. Let's
Yeah.
Dude, we're planning this whole thing. We might be halfway through the clearing, and here's the dragon stops. Now we're fighting him. So like,
Yeah. Before we.
let's go.
That's how it works.
Let's do it.
Alright.
Okay, so how are you? So you guys
Pass
are
it on a trace on everybody.
2 teams.
Well, it only is
We're gonna
30
cross together
Yeah.
till we get to the
Chaos
front of the
here.
team, and then
Everyone have your D20 in hand.
quiet crew's gonna sneak around the side, and they're gonna go through the front.
Okay, so how are you crossing over? Are you sneaking, going at a normal pace, or are you running? Is this fast? Is this
I'd like to
sneak?
sneak, but if he knows we're here, we're fucked.
Well, y'all sneak.
Hey,
haven't
he
seen
flew.
him
He
yet.
flew out, and
I
We'll
flew
try
out
to
to
sneak
nothing. I
as
think
well.
we're fine.
Or
Alright.
her. We haven't seen her yet. So we don't
let's
know.
move.
I was way obvious scouting it out.
I tell you what, I'm gonna move quietly. If I see
There you go.
if I see anything coming after me,
We
I'm
can
gonna
all
run.
move quietly. It's fine.
Yeah,
Oh, it's
Let's
fine.
do
You
it.
guys go that way. We'll go this
There,
way.
exactly.
We'll
Yeah.
answer it.
let's
Yes.
do it.
Okay.
Meet at the urn. Go.
I'm gonna go to the hole on top again. While they're
Okay.
Okay.
So just so we're clear, you guys are sitting at kind of the bottom of this mesa that slowly slopes up to a point. The road is in the very center and it goes straight up there. On either side of the road, there's just devastation. It's also lower, probably from 4 to 15 feet. The road itself is straight. It turns into bridges, it turns into straightaways, but it's very, very straight. On either side, you also see a lot of the sludge runoff. There's probably no straight way you can go around. It is basically a straight shot from
Well, I was
where
gonna
you
say,
are.
once we get up to the house, we
Okay.
can kind of separate from
To
there
the
around the
cathedral?
house.
Yeah.
Yeah, to the cathedral.
The cathedral is basically built onto the edge of.
So it's
Wow.
cliff face all
Yes,
around
it
it.
goes up to it, and as soon as the wall starts, you're meeting solid cliff. You might be able to find some purchase and sneak around.
You want to run for it?
Yeah, I say you and I say the 3 of us run forward, see if we can't scurry around the
Yeah,
edges,
if
maybe
you-
pop in a window or anything like that.
If you do want to sneak, you can sneak through the ruins. You just probably can't sneak along the main road.
All right, well let's get up this fucking road then. There's only one way there.
Let's go.
We get there.
We're all in this
Onward.
together.
All right.
Damn it.
So
Let's
Take
boogie,
dash.
baby.
as each of you starts to go,
As we try
what's
to
our
sneaky
what's our
dash.
running order here? Who's first? You're
I'm
first. You're
flying.
flying. You got it. Who's going first?
I'm gonna go first too.
I'll run right next to him.
Zan's first. You're next. You going after
I'm
that?
Me and Zan are gonna run.
I'll take.
Naruto?
Naruto's
I'll
style.
take lead of the non-stealth.
Zan's
I'm
not-
like this
Zan's
running.
not like this.
I'm 10 feet away from him.
Okay, I need everybody to make athletics checks.
Yeah.
I'm trying to hold your hands.
I did like that one.
Oh my god!
Okay.
Natural 20.
16. Nice.
Hold on.
19.
19. Nice.
24.
I rolled a 1.
24. Nice.
Natural 1.
I got a
Six.
nat 20.
6. Okay.
You said athletics, right?
I'm gonna say because you're flying.
I do have a +3, but it's a natural 1.
Wait, total is
Plus 7.
Oh,
6.
17.
2.
Hot damn.
I rolled
Okay.
5 and a 2 with advantage.
Hey, DM, I would also have taken the dash action, so I have 60 feet of movement.
Okay. So Zan, Forrest comes. No. So the first group starts to go, and you start to run.
That means he's keeping up with me then.
Okay, that's fine. You're both running up there, and you're both starting to really take off. The stone pavers of this road are very even; they're very well kept. But as you're going, there's a small slip, and you look to your right, and you see Talbot. You land on the ground. No big deal. So you kind of scramble.
Ow.
and keep going. But you realize that this road looks like
It's because my fucking acid boot, man.
That's That's what it is. Yeah. And so as you keep going, you begin to cross over one of the bridges. The bridge itself looks like it's been worn. It's been derelict a little bit. As you step on there, Talvin, and you start to run, you're on the far right side. The bridge starts to give way underneath you. You're okay. You sling down real quick and you grab him by the hand. You're so far ahead that you don't even know about it. You fall, you twist your ankle real quick. You only take 1 point of damage, but you get back up and you're able to scramble up. You're lucky you did lower than what you did. Aviary, as you're going along too, you're flying. You're trying to keep a good hold of him, trying to keep him up. And as you do, I don't know, he kicks you or something, and you lose a point too because you fell.
Sorry.
Just a point, no problem. But you three managed to make it up there. Stealth team goes over. Strength team. They're all three running, just these Goliaths in massive armor and his war force is like, you leap over the bridge, no problem. Just running. From the top of the cathedral, if there was something watching up there, you just see these three groups. One of the groups has one guy going way up ahead, two of them are falling, and the next group is just hustling.
If someone were to be watching from up above.
Tactical as fuck.
That's what you could imagine. You run up, you finally get to the front, and again, this is a 7-foot tall cathedral. It is massive and immaculate. And you all put your backs to the wall. You're right next to the door, either side of the door. The stealth team's on the right, strong team's on the left. Sitting there waiting, you see the door. The door is still intact. It is still wooden. It is still solid. The entire front
Oh, there's an
facade.
actual door?
There's an actual door. in the
Oh, I
front.
was thinking it was like.
Weren't you just saying I'm not gonna knock on the fucking door?
You did.
Because I thought it was open. Though.
Does that mean you will?
If I go to the edge of the side and look, are there windows along the side? I know it's cliff
There are
face.
balconies. Yeah, you see small balconies. Like every room looks like it has a balcony that overlooks the entire inn.
Pizza.
And as you're looking at the edge, you look down, and it's a 400
Extra
foot drop down
sausage.
to the base of the cliff. You get a bit of vertigo for a second.
How far from the ledge to the first balcony is it?
I'd say it's not too far because it's that opening room. You're looking at about 8-foot jump.
An 8-foot jump.
Yeah.
He's still with me, right?
Yeah, right there.
Don't let me die.
Don't fall too
Athletics check.
fast. Am I ahead of them? Because I was running with them.
I can't
Yeah.
roll natural.
Okay.
You're with them right now. Oh, no,
You had to ask.
Oh, I thought it was with these three.
Oh, hey, what team is he on?
He's on
It's
strength.
this three. Wait, I thought no, it's this three that does that.
No,
he-
stealthy.
Wait, since when did we
They
when
are
did
all
we
the
switch?
stealthy ones.
You were
We're the
stronger than me. I
stronger
assumed you
ones.
were part of the strength team.
Just as I mean,
I would-
he's the most stealthy. Then me basically. Then.
Which team do you want to be on?
Well, I thought we were stealth.
I did the
I'm on
passive
stealth. That's how I planned it out. That's
Okay.
how because I rolled athletics with
That's
stealth.
just me.
Or
stealth.
Yeah, because I even stood up over here.
Cool, whatever. Fine.
Whatever.
My bad.
So
All right, so stealthy. Talbert, you're doing athletics. You're trying to get yourself over and onto this balcony.
Yeah, a 7.
A 7. Okay.
Kind of
Trying to get you over. You toss a little too far, and luckily, Avian, and
He's
making
still
a strength
dragging
check.
me.
Make a strength check because he's throwing his weight out there.
Strength check.
Did I need to
Is it
roll
just straight
anything?
strength?
Yeah, it's straight. What?
Did I need to roll anything? Because I did do that
Do you
27.
want to go up to the outside too?
Yeah.
Okay,
I mean,
then
that's what the
make
whole
an
team.
athletics check,
For
please.
the whole team. Yeah.
Athletics check, please.
10.
Yeah, okay, it's enough. It's enough. Yeah, you're. It's very
23.
uncoordinated, and you have to get under there. And he's got his foot in your face, he's twitching. Avery's got your
Oh,
hands
22.
on his butt. And he's like, he's but eventually,
I mean, I'm 6 feet tall.
What'd
It's
you get?
literally a
22.
2-foot jump for me. You know what I mean? Like,
and as you fall in there, you see Okabar is kind of looking down at you guys. Fucking he.
The whole time, yeah.
Like,
Just watching us
just-
fall. Then.
He parkours his way up. Just keeps going.
Climbing spikes?
must be nice.
Yeah, so there's several, and you guys continue along your way with this, no problem. There are several like balconies and things that you go along the side. You're all on the right side, so there's not as much decay or damage on the side, and you're able to go through. As you go by, you see shattered glass windows, and the rooms inside, they're still very luxurious. You see rugs and carpets and drapes. It's like a designer went crazy, didn't know what to do, but had like a surplus of shit and just put it on these rooms. And they're just overly lavish, but the candlesticks are like sideways. They didn't know what to do with all the pieces inside. You guys continue going down there. Straight team, what are we doing?
Are you coming in the
We're at the
or
door.
are you gonna go-
Yeah, you're at the door. You see them go around the side.
I'm fucking,
Shall we?
I'm knocking down the
I think we're
door.
all doing it.
Knocking
down. Make a straight check.
What can we?
That one. It falls on you.
Strength?
Yeah.
That's a 22.
Chaos.
the door just goes flying in there. You notice it didn't even have a lock on it. No problem.
Do
You
it.
step
Say
in,
daddy's
Random
home.
open door.
Say daddy's home.
There are so when you step in the door, the first thing you see is there are rafters that are like down against the wall along the edge. There's just a lot of destruction. You can't even see really what's in front of you. You do see a lot of the sludge shit down the bottom, a lot of refuse, a lot of just shit that's been piled up over time. And as you kind of look, it's revealed in front of you the entire like open hall like there, the monastery itself, and you see eggs. That whatever was ramped up, the fallen timbers that had fallen down, they're just holding clutches and clutches of eggs that go up into the rafters.
And they're all
What-
solid eggs.
Where the choirs used to stand, you see hundreds and hundreds of eggs, and they're all just sitting there. They're all
Some
pristine.
aliens type of shit.
Yes, very much aliens. They're
So
dark
we're in the
black.
same. We're in the same room, like the balcony. The window
Yes,
came
you
in.
guys are still on the outside. No, not in the same room.
No, we're just.
So we're in outer rooms. They're in the main.
Yeah,
cathedral.
so you finally find your way into what is the end of a hallway, and you're much farther in than they are. You can keep going around the side, or you can.
Did you come with me, or did you go somewhere else?
I'll follow.
Yeah, the three of you are together.
We're still together.
Okay.
Yeah, and you're.
We're going through the priest
The three
entrance.
of us are together.
Kind of
Yeah,
looking at
the
it.
priest entrance, through the back, underneath.
What are you doing?
Me and
We get to a door at the end of the hallway. You said.
Yeah, there's a balcony and the door, and the door itself has been thrown in. You see there's a hallway going in. You also see several more balconies that go out to the edge of it, and then maybe around the
Can we
corner.
check for traps as we enter?
You can make an investigation check, please.
I'm helping him.
Okay, assuming he makes it
With
to the
advantage.
first balcony, I want to make sure he doesn't fall again.
Okay.
But I want to make my way to
14.
the furthest balcony.
Sorry, having a bit of a clumsy day.
So you
14.
eventually
Oh,
fly
I
to
thought
the
you
very
said
end, and
function.
at the very end you
No,
see
mother.
what used to be these large glass windows as the wall, essentially. There several of them have been shattered, but it looks like there's a large balcony, one single balcony that's 30, 40 feet wide. It's got lots of niceties, lots of statues and stuff on it, and you can see inside there's a larger room in there. That has, again, just tons and shit of shitty paintings, tapestries all over the place.
Okay.
But yeah, that's what you see as you go there.
It was a 14.
14.
For traps.
You don't really find anything.
So we move down the hallway then. The three of us.
As fast but sneakily as possible. Just the sneaky pace.
You guys went through the first door. I went around the back.
So you and me are together.
Yeah.
We're gonna move down the hallway, me and him.
Okay, so as you go into the hallway, it starts to get really dark. You're dealing without night vision, right? Without dark vision.
No, I'm a half elf.
Yeah, yeah. That's
No,
right.
he said
I-
without.
We have our turn.
Oh, without.
without,
Yes.
he's-
Yeah.
He's,
Sorry.
so you start to go, you start to go in this hallway, and you realize that this hallway is going to go down here. It's going to lead to the other side of the sanctuary, where the strength team is.
Okay.
Or where they supposedly were. You do hear you hear some crashing, some violence noises, I guess we call it.
Okay, the second I hear
It sounded like Kragar.
if I would assume, since I don't know what happened, I would kind of start to be more cautious of my surroundings.
Okay.
Hearing that large bang of the door.
Uh-huh.
And I want to. You said everything was decked, and I want to search the area for a second. While,
Okay. Go ahead and make an investigation check with disadvantage because it's very, very dark in here. There's no light source.
A 20 and a 2 this time.
Okay.
So crazy.
Disadvantage. I rolled 2 20s.
You
It
roll
just
two
looks-
20s
yeah.
on disadvantage.
It's just everything's in disarray, man. You can't really tell.
general disarray.
So
I got a question.
go ahead.
General disarray.
I'm imagining that this is like a ruin of some sort with
Mhm.
no roof on it.
There's part of a roof.
Part of
Most of it's open. But
Okay.
part of it,
Actually,
The dragon made a hole for himself to climb
Yeah,
through.
All right. I just wanted to make sure I was picturing it correctly.
And you team, street team, as you go in there, you see all the pews and all the benches are kind of arranged in a circular pattern. Like this is a good spot to pop down on. There are hundreds of tiny little throw pillows all over the place. It looks like Claire was here. There are just pillows fucking everywhere, just all over the place. Most of them are destroyed. There's like little small feathers and things everywhere. They're pretty old and pretty squished, but you do see this. It does look like it's a nesting area. And it's huge. It's at least 50 feet wide.
Do we see a dragon?
Apparently no. Actually, make a perception check.
Well, where is he? Is he at the front door with him?
Yeah, you guys are at the very front now, slowly.
You're not
advancing
fucking throwing
through the
method.
wreckage towards the urn.
Well, we're in the hallways.
Yeah, you guys are in the hallways. Okay, Adrian, you can't see anything, so you're slowly.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. You guys.
Wait. I can't
Get
see
it
anything.
going.
Like it's dark.
Yeah, it's dark.
Oh, then I would naturally pull out flame blade.
Alright, so something very strange. This flame blade is not red, it is a vibrant green flame.
That's new.
You can see now. You see a door that would be the side entrance to what seems to be the large monastery inside.
I'll check it for traps.
Okay, we're going off your same investigation.
Well, what he did?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, you check.
I'm checking this new door.
Yes,
Will you help me?
investigation.
Yeah.
You'll help me?
We're still over together.
That was crazy.
Yeah, that was weird. My investigation.
It's a 14 plus, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not trapped. It's not locked. It's just the door to the inner sanctuary.
All right, I will open it up. Look in. I can see the boys.
Okay. Yeah.
Right.
Y'all are about like the same level. You guys, you'll see
I'll give
you
a
see a
little-
door open to the side.
Can I be like, can I hold him back?
Tell her. Huh?
Spiritual weapon.
I'm a
Turns out that little whistle is what summons the dragon.
So I'm gonna go ahead and get that dinner resin
God.
arrow
Okay. Yeah. You got your dinner resin arrow.
ready, and I'm just gonna prepare just in case something comes at any of the guys real quick. If anything charges goes towards them, I'm gonna shoot.
Let's. He's not here. Let's get this urn and.
We're heading towards the urn.
Oh please.
So they're on mission.
Please
I'm
load this place.
covered.
Before we do that, I'm gonna take my potion of acid resistance,
Okay. You do that. No problem. You
and
throw
I'm
it.
gonna start moving towards
Okay.
it.
The spider
As you
thing?
get closer, there's larger and larger clutches of eggs. These eggs are at least this big. I mean, they're huge. They're 5 feet tall.
Oh, so it's like Godzilla.
Is
These-
there?
yes. At the
Godzilla
bottoms, you can see there's like almost a retaining wall of just filth, and underneath the eggs, there you see the acid.
DM, is there any load bearing structure in the sanctuary room that we can see? If I was looking for the intent of something to destroy, to collapse the building in on the eggs,
Okay.
either that or we go around and smash them one at a time, which would take forever.
Hold on. At this point, I'm just gonna pull over. Can I pull you over? And I'm just like,
Hold on.
I'm very weak. I couldn't stop you.
So
I
I'm
need
gonna
a
just pull you.
registration, sir.
I'll pull you real quick. I'm like,
Chill, buddy. Goddamn.
hey, I don't know if I would ever use this anytime soon, so I'm gonna hand it to you, and it's my potion of gaseous form or gaseous form.
Gaseous form.
Yeah, so I'm gonna just hand it to you on that
I
one.
can turn into a fart.
You can turn, yeah. You can turn into a gaseous form for 1 hour, no concentration required,
Talvin writes on the
or
bottle.
until the
he gets
effect
a-
as a
He
bonus
writes on
action.
the bottle. He goes.
Is that the spell that
Until you
Fart
end the effect
potion.
as a bonus action.
That's the same spell that Keelan turned them all into, right? And there were
Yeah.
clouds.
Yes.
Fart potion.
And it almost kills them against the
Yeah.
giant.
It seems like a fog, pours like water.
It's okay. We got.
Thank you. I mean, this is not my forte, but anybody see a thing in here that would bring this building down?
Make an intelligence check real quick. Make an architecture check. And by the way, you're doing this and you're right next to like a clutch of eggs that start right at the entrance of this door. And you see them, there's a whole bunch of them, they're just stacked up in nice neat rows.
God damn it, I can't roll good today.
With like a kiddie pool of
Oh,
acid.
I don't know if my intelligence is 0.
Okay, what
5.
is it? 5.
I think we blow her down.
So this is the old structure and the
Stone.
flying buttress stones. You're not sure where the pressure points are. It would be very hard to do that without bringing the entire roof down. And even then, it would be suggested because half the roof is missing.
We can't leave these eggs here, right? We just get there and fuck off.
So during all this, we're still gonna go just grab the arrow.
Y'all are
I don't know.
slowly
I'm in the
advancing towards
gestation
the
period of
end, right?
dragons,
Yes.
so I can't help.
That's what, is
I'm
there
gonna
like
take
a
an egg.
walk path? Like,
Yeah,
I'm gonna walk
it's
around.
winding, but
Wait
you
till
can
we start
eventually
with
make
the
We're
it
gonna
to
go
the
directly
next
to
one.
it. So
Alright, yeah.
however you want to do that.
Okay,
We're gonna try to
okay.
get there.
Sneak one in there.
You guys are converging. Y'all kind of meeting in the middle here.
Okay.
As you get closer to the front, the flame in your blade is going to more deep and dark green, to where some of the flames, instead of being like that white on the outside, they're turning black. It's a very creepy, mysterious
Necrotic.
color. You've seen it before. It's kind of similar. It's a very strange color. And you make your way slowly.
Aviary's evil too? What the
God,
fuck?
look at this. After walking up, I whisper, I go, I don't think he was completely honest with us about what this urn is.
Probably
And keep walking towards it.
30 feet.
I gotta know.
30 feet from here at this point.
I'll stop and let them keep going.
Yep.
Calvin wouldn't go up
We're
there.
not.
No.
We're not stopping.
Okay.
You cast the
I
magic.
would have-
I gotta be honest with my character.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stay 30 feet back.
Since both of those guys were headed towards the urn, I would have stayed back.
Okay. You have people peeling off left and right. Yeah.
Well, I'm not. I'm gonna wait. I'm just gonna stop.
I'm gonna
not
watch
leaving.
from 30 feet what happens with that.
I'm checking my 6.
How far away is
let's
this urn?
think Dragonborn in the
20 seconds.
How
Then I
yeah.
cast
They're
divine
trying-
sense.
I'm a pussy, bro.
Yes.
Yeah, what are we gonna do? It would take all
detect
three of
good
us
and
to
evil
do
until the end of my turn. I can
No
sense
prism,
anything
no
affected
fight.
by the hollow spell or known location of celestial fiend undead within 60 feet that is not behind cover.
You can finish them. Come
Within 60 feet?
Yeah.
You detect evil.
Evil?
Is it the urn?
Is it coming from the urn?
It sure is.
What if that
Are y'all
buff guy
hearing
we
me?
met is the dragon?
No, it's just you two up there.
Oh,
What are you
stop.
sensing?
There's something wrong. That
Yes,
urn,
we know. From
that's
with
giving
me.
off. Not you.
I think
Yeah,
think-
you're definitely wrong. But hold on. There's something coming from that urn.
he's starting to.
Can you send a message to me like the Talon?
Yeah.
I mean,
No, he doesn't. Kyle doesn't have it.
we're 30 feet away
It's
from
to
you.
you and I.
We're in the same room as you.
Yeah.
I thought
Turn
you're
around.
further away. That's why I asked.
We're further. We're just not.
I'm standing back.
Okay, so I'm gonna say, don't halt.
Yes, we already.
There's something wrong with that urn.
Anyways.
I'm beginning
fuck.
to think that we were set up.
I think so as well.
You think Tempe was the dragon?
Either that or he works for him. Either way, we should get the fuck out of here.
We need to get out of here now.
We need to go.
Let's
Hold
go.
on. You said it was an urn for.
The wizard, right?
The necromancing wizard that turned himself into a dragon?
I would like to cast detect magic.
I would like
Urn
to.
of
I would
Yammer.
like to cast.
Founder of the fire.
It's a religious
Fuck
symbol, so
off.
assuming it's a symbol of a god, it could just be an evil deity.
Necromancy.
I don't want to touch that shit.
Necromancy. Oh, fuck.
Oh, so much.
So what, you guys are doing
Uh,
nothing to it? Is that what's going on?
Did you not hear him?
What?
So much necromancy.
Necromancy.
Okay.
Necromancy dragon wizard.
This,
Oh,
is, this is the urn, the remains of that necromancer.
Probably.
All three in one.
If we want to destroy it, then.
I mean, I want to get paid.
Say the word.
By
He's-
bringing the dragon back its urn.
Throw a blasting charge in that urn and let's fuck
If
off.
he was the dragon and he wanted the urn and there's dragons here, he probably is fine with
Look,
getting it.
how much were we gonna get for this?
Nothing.
30. Oh, you're right, the urn was not.
How much were we gonna get for
Wait,
this?
what?
This
Yeah, we're gonna get more for the dragon.
this
If we took
mission.
one of these eggs
I didn't
and
write down how much it
destroyed
was.
the rest, there's our proof.
How much money are we getting
You said the only proof was the scales.
for this
of-
pro-
of
for
the
this
two.
mission?
For the urn, nothing.
We only
For
concerned
this
about-
mission, how much are we getting? For
3,500.
3,500. Awesome.
Look,
I
we-
have some great. I got some paintings that are probably worth that. I got 1,200 gold. I think we came out on top. And if you really wanna, if you really feel bad about it, we can come out on top on this financially.
I say grab a little.
But if y'all want to go balls to the wall, my guy, that's
My
who
God.
I am inside.
My God.
Why don't we find out a little bit more about this?
Hmm?
Can I approach it slowly?
All I know is that there's some
Yes,
kind
you
of
can.
coming from it.
So, as you're having this conversation, you see Function start to walk up. He's 15 feet away.
All right.
Oh, this can only be.
Guess
good.
that's decided.
As he gets closer and closer, you see the color of his tattoos start to move down his hand, becoming vibrant in his fingertips, but becoming black and
Fucking
white.
traitor.
Is it the same call? Or is it the same color that he was earlier?
When?
The darkness.
When he was
when
attacked, when Zay
killed
attacked
Zan.
him.
No.
Okay.
It's a different
Okay.
thing.
So,
Very, very different thing. It's an issue of hue.
is
More
it the same? Okay,
Okay.
so am I sensing the same thing?
So
from the urn
Hugh, yeah,
that I
Hugh.
sensed earlier from him.
Not from him.
Okay.
Not from him, but you've sensed it before.
I have sensed it before.
Yeah. And as you get closer and closer to the urn, something
I'm
is
right behind him.
pulling you towards this urn.
I'm right behind him. I'm grabbing him.
Becoming in control. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
I'm fucking grabbing him.
Okay,
Even
so
now?
you're going up there too.
Yeah. Well, I'm holding him because I see him going towards the
But you're
urn.
also going up to it too.
Well, I had to be detected.
There we go.
He's also pretty strength
So
fighter.
that's and 14.
Okay.
He's
calling you.
He starts going past. I'm grabbing him.
He's
I'm
trying to
fucking
go
grabbing
and
him.
make a strength check. You have to touch this urn. You have to go to it. You have to get to it.
What I've noticed is glowing going off on him from 30 feet.
Strength. That's 16.
16.
Yeah.
18.
Oh, is that you got it? Oh, he pushes you
Like a
off.
straight check, right?
It's a strength check. Both against
Yeah.
the
Check.
18.
Yep. Not a saving throw, just a check.
27.
Oh, shit.
Hold on.
Push it off. You're 10 feet. You're slowly climbing the steps up to this. Prego, you're still trying to scramble. He pushed you back pretty far, but you're still trying to scramble.
27 is my perception to see his
fucking-
tattoos stuff.
Yeah, you see his tattoos losing all of their hue, all of their
Yeah.
color here. And
I wanna
I would have
Hold on,
tried
one
to
thing.
start flying.
Okay, so-
like an
Yep, you're in the back, so you're flying your way towards it. What are you doing?
I'm gonna sprint right at him.
Okay, so you're sprinting right at him. What are you doing?
Oh, me, I'm just fucking watching that shit. I'm just watching this shit going. I still got my arrow and fucking
I'm
ready.
not attacking or anything. I want to be between. I'm trying to get between him and the.
Okay, what are you doing?
I'm still hitting.
I am also hanging back.
Okay, you two are hanging back. Strength check. See if you can make it. See if you
Nope,
can
I get to him and I cast Dimension Door.
Okay, let's see if you can get to him and cast it.
What do you want me to roll to see if I
Did
get
I
to
do
him?
anything else, or am I?
We'll say one more strength
Is
check.
it
as
strength?
he's
It's
with
not. It's not strength though for Dimension Door. I forget what it is. Is it
It's
for you to will?
Just roll
You're not
d20s.
willing, right?
Oh,
I gotta get this right.
that's up to you.
It's a what now?
You wanna
What's
die?
the check for to
There's
see
no
if
check. It's a willing
No, no,
creature, but I'm not willing.
Yeah, you're not
so
willing. Then
You have to pull
yes.
me, so whatever that check
You have
is.
to
That's what I'm
grab
saying.
him as one. It's gonna be a strength.
It's
check.
still strength.
So we're gonna go off the same strength there. This is one round. Okay.
Okay.
We know that. I'll get you next round.
Also, I
Sorry.
wouldn't want to try anything strength. I'm gonna try and cast sleep on function.
Oh fuck.
Okay.
Well, let's take a swap this.
Cast sleep. Then you go up there and you cast it. Make your strength check real quick.
natural one.
All right, perfect. You go up there and
Dragging you.
you just like just go like that.
I'm very weak. Franco, I tried.
Oh.
Hold on, I gotta roll.
Function is scary.
What are we doing?
We just talked about this.
Franco, what are you doing next?
I'm gonna cast whole person.
Okay, so
Wait, let's see if sleep
Yeah,
works.
so I'm gonna,
After-
this is still,
I'm
this
gonna
is the
wait
previous
Wait,
round.
don't
This
you
is
have
the
to?
previous round.
He's got his full health, man. It's never gonna work.
it only affects up to that much. You don't have to roll the full health.
You have to beat his full health.
You have
for
to
him
beat his
fall
full
asleep.
health for him to
Oh,
fall
I
asleep.
thought it was the.
Yeah.
Three damage.
If
I thought
he's-
that's
if
how
he's got
many
one
can
hit
affect
point-
is
Okay,
based
whole
off the
person it
HP
is.
pool.
No,
so-
I
No,
don't
it's
know
not.
if his
Can we
HP
get a
is
retcon
not-
on a mystery?
Oh, yeah, I didn't
Roll
realize that. I
terrible.
wouldn't. Since we're a full, I wouldn't
You
have
gotta
done
read
it.
your spells, but okay, that's fine. That's fine.
I didn't know that's how that works.
Okay, you go up there, you begin to start kind of thinking about casting sleep,
Your
but you
roll
don't.
has
I'm gonna,
not to do
that's
with
gonna
the
cost you a
how
turn.
bad
Okay,
in order
you
for
cast the
yourself.
whole person. You're 5 feet.
It
You
really-
can't help
it works-
yourself. You're
it
about to
works
be
if
dead.
have will.
As you're getting closer, you see the urn start to shake, and you see some of this bile start to come off the lid, and you see it just drip down, and it is like as soon as it hits the stone,
Unless
it just burns through the stone. It's very powerful stuff. You're getting closer and closer to it. Cast your whole person. Okay, what does he have to roll?
Wisdom 14.
Watch Darren
I'm
finally
gonna
go high for
assume
the first time in his
because-
life.
I don't get the +3, or do I? This is a saving throw, right? Fuck.
What does it say?
Yeah, he gets the +3.
Yeah, you would because yeah.
Yeah.
No, hold on.
Because you're still a friendly person.
Yeah?
He's
Yeah,
technically
he's
not.
still
asleep.
But then if
Am I still friendly?
Yeah.
How come
Hold
when,
on.
longest 3 minutes.
how come when Darren's being controlled, he rolls well? It's the only time.
Hold on, it's only
when we're
if your
fighting, when he's
character,
fighting us.
Only what?
only
It
if
took
your
me to level
character or
7 to be
monster
able
Hold
to
on,
is at risk
guys.
of harm. Hold on, to make a saving throw. Yeah, just
What does it
it
say?
says if the characters and arm are at risk, they have to make a saving throw. So would you say he's?
I'm gonna say he has it. Yeah, because he's
Okay.
Yeah, we all say.
because you're scared for him. You're like he's going
It
crazy.
says
He's
it's modified by situational bonus with his name. Yeah.
yeah. He's,
What
he's,
is it?
He's still your friend. He's not an enemy.
15. God damn it.
Okay. Pull closer. Pull closer. You're within touching distance. Is there anything anybody else wants to? You
Fuck
have,
no.
You have your arrowhead. out.
I have my arrowhead out, yes, and I'm ready to shoot
Casting sleep. Can I
What are
try
you
my
shooting
new
at?
Weapon?
anything that causes damage to my the strength team.
Oh no, that's
Hold on. Hold
That
on.
was my original plan because when I planned that, you guys were still with me.
That's
Yeah,
fine.
this is previous turn.
I'm still
You're
gonna do
shooting
what
what
I do.
now?
You would
The
attack
dinner
us?
resin arrow, yeah,
Okay, yeah, you're shooting at
used
what?
at whatever would attack the strength team.
Declare. What is it?
Actually, I have to declare it on that one.
Yeah, tell me what you're shooting at.
Anything.
Don't
Does
say
that
anything.
just-
Give me. Is you shooting at him? Or are you shooting at the urn? Or are you shooting at Fragor? What are you shooting?
Oh no,
He's- no,
anything
he's
that's
saying if
not
a-
my friends.
He's saying if an
anything-
enemy
holding
appears,
an
if an enemy appears
he's gonna lose.
Yeah.
towards them,
I know. What do you see as an enemy? I don't see an enemy. There's no enemy.
I'm
You don't-
expecting dragon because of
Okay.
everything else.
Sure, I'm giving you a chance to shoot your bow since you have it ready. So
Yeah.
what are you shooting at? You have one shot.
I'm shooting
not
at.
shooting,
I'm not
he's
shooting
holding
it.
it.
I'm holding it.
Okay,
It's
so
a
that's
hold.
your turn.
I've been holding it. Yeah.
Okay.
He wants to hold it until he sees an enemy, right?
How far away is he
So
from me?
something attacks my strength.
You're right behind him. This is gonna be the last chance to save him. What are you doing?
Oh God.
I cast minor illusion
Okay.
to the right. Oh, really? I guess I can move it, really, but I cast literally a floating pile of 3 of the most beautiful arcane books you've ever fucking seen. Leather bound,
Okay.
gold line, gold foliage.
Minor illusion.
Is my illusion? I
With a
can-
pretty little bow on it.
It is.
nothing.
Yeah, it's like
It's
like
5 feet. It's a 5 foot cube.
Gotcha.
So it's just it's a beautiful collection of books that kind of just
Okay.
hits him right in his eyesight and just floats
Okay.
to the
Make
side.
a persuasion check. Just see how well you make it. See if you know function enough. What are you doing?
Instead of doing my sleep, I want to use my new thing.
Flame Burst?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and try to attempt to latch or pull an object or. Can this work with creatures?
You should put the potion
It
in
says
this
object or location. Can I not pull people with it too?
thing. Still can.
At the very bottom one.
How many of those coronas you
Yeah,
got?
that's gonna be considered an object.
Okay,
got a
cool.
case.
So then, yeah, I'm gonna try to do that. What's the DC for it? Since it's
Just no pineapple.
It says the DC
I got
separately.
mango.
That's fine.
So you know-
Pineapple.
Yeah.
the only
Okay.
one I
So
don't
you're
like.
trying to grab him.
Yeah.
Are
I'm
you
trying to
proficient with
Thank
long
you.
blades?
You want
with
challenge?
like a long sword.
Yeah.
I think. Right.
Yeah, I don't want to drink this.
I mean, they're okay.
No, but I'm proficient with whips. Will that count?
It is what it
It-
is.
I am using it like a whip.
It's Technically, yes, but it does not handle like a whip.
No.
It has weights and it has counters and things like that.
Well, then it's alright. Then can I just use my regular chain whip then instead?
Sure, yeah,
That'll
you
be
can.
easier.
Did you have it out?
Oh shit! Hold on. I have.
Nope.
Damn it! I hate that.
I rolled 4 ones today, guys.
I just want to see something go
And
down.
2 2s.
I know. I'm ready for it.
That's why I freaking walked up to the urn.
Never
Maybe
mind.
I shouldn't have.
So is this the day you
No.
want to fight a dragon?
No.
Okay. All right.
It's a day you want to
Tavern, do you have anything else? Pray our last chance. You're reaching up. You're
Straight
grabbing.
check. I'm gonna fucking
Okay,
grab
just
him.
grab him.
Both
Okay,
arms.
grapple. Strength off.
I'm gonna
roll,
move-
roll
I'm
for
gonna-
strength off.
Come on, baby.
Darren,
Actually, one
In the
thing-
defeat of how easily
Oh,
you put
that
me
is
out,
good.
I will back up.
25.
Okay.
I will use a full movement to get
25.
away from
I
them.
got 14.
Yeah, 14. Okay. You're reaching for it.
like this.
You hit the flint, and the urn itself goes. Starts, and it's a big urn, and it's starting to kind of.
Uh-oh.
Oh god.
You're touching the urn or no?
I almost did. I almost got to it.
Yeah.
What did you
I'm
get?
not kidding you.
Oh god.
Starts to turn.
Can I try to whip it?
And it falls. Falls on the ground. On the side, not it doesn't hit anybody. Huh? The urn itself.
Using the calculator app.
Looking up, he's looking up stats
Oh,
for an urn.
shit!
You just released the dragon. You just released the dragon.
The urn fucking
Something.
shatters into a billion pieces.
There was a dragon in there. The urn holds
Guys,
the.
guys.
You're in a field. Each of you. You're standing there.
Got him.
No.
Oh,
You look down. You're wearing these leather armors. You have human hands. What the fuck? You're next to him. You're a horse. You're over here. You're a soldier. You're just a random person. You see yourself as a general. You're very important for some reason. And you look around and you see this endless wheat field.
It's about fucking time, dude.
You see yourself as a servant girl who's just come in to wash the ladies' linens. You, Karis,
Oh shit! You got a name.
you hold your belly, excited for what's about to come.
Oh, fuck.
And you know that he'll come back. You just know it. There's no doubt. There's no way that he won't come back. He has to. He has to. He's fought his brother 100 times, and he may not always win, but this time he's serious about it. He's always held back. You know, you knew he had the power to beat him. He just always held back. And as you look around and you see the people that you've given your life with, and your favorite horse, and you know the general that was assigned to you, and you know that it's a very good
Pretty.
thing. Despite all the things you've gone through, despite the loss of people like Glockta, despite the loss of people like General Grandhound, despite the loss of your friends, your family, your entire family estate, It's all gone. You guys, y'all are somewhere completely new. You know you're not from here. You don't think you should remember what you do remember, but you certainly do. You know you're losing. You know this war is just fucking going crazy. You know that you're losing everything to the and the parts of you that want to go help the fight, want to go help your comrades. It's difficult because you're stuck here. And as you're sitting around your fire and you're waiting, you see Paris and you see the belly that she has, you know she's, well, you hope it's the right Gavin brother, the right Val brother. And you hope that it works out. The world that you're bringing this baby into, what do you know? What do you know? How do you know that it's even worth bringing a child into? It's so difficult to understand. And each of you have your own contemplations. You have a brother back home. You have a sister back home.
A horse sister?
Yeah, a horse sister, yeah. You have families that are back home, and you certainly wonder about them. Yours are back in Bungar. Yours are over in Urasa. You come from these places all across the world, trying to bring the world into a sense of honor and leadership. As you're sitting there in your camp, just out in the middle of an open field where they had previously set up, you look over and you see a horse coming down, coming with a pennant of the Gael pennant. It's a neutral pennant. He comes down and he looks up at you. You see him have a very sad look on his face. Everybody's heart drops at that point. He hands you a letter. You take the letter with shaking hands. You already know what it says. Messenger. Nods his head. Gets on Slowly takes off. Not a word is said on the campsite. You each have your own thoughts. As the daylight goes, the sun goes down, and the newly widowed woman starts to weep. The urn fucking breaks up into 1,000 pieces, and you guys look up and you see yourself back in your places, back where you are now, surrounded by dragon eggs and acid.
What the fuck was that?
You saw it. You saw it this time.
Like that.
What happened?
Nay?
You all saw it.
You saw what? What did you see?
Did you guys hear that?
You heard him.
Yes. Yes.
You
This
see the
is
acid pools start to move as if it's on their own. Start to move towards the side, away from you guys.
Outside, down the hole.
Moving to the right to where that balcony was. Essentially, you guys came in on. It's a very strange, kind of weird locomotion, and it slowly reaches out like a small tendril or something. It's struggling. It's trying to make its way.
We need to stop whatever's happening
It
right
slows down. It's no longer as liquid as it was. It starts to solidify.
Xantha,
You said that
the thing you did to function,
Do it.
do it now to that.
And it's sitting there.
I can't.
What is it? Sitting there?
It's just
Like an
this
arm?
black ichor that fell from the urn is now just stopped.
It's just sitting there.
Just dried. Like it's
Can I
It
dried.
looks like
go?
it's starting to dry up, like what happened in your jar.
Is my divine sense still going?
Yeah, it's evil.
What happened in the jar?
It dried out. It's
You
dried
do
out.
see
Particular shape?
it's starting to recede though.
Or seed?
It's drying out. Like,
Recede, yeah. It's not in any particular shape. It's a splatter.
Okay.
And it looks like it's drying out.
like mud drying out.
Yeah. You can tell that this creature was whatever it was, whatever essence, whatever arcane energy was keeping it alive was probably in the urn at the time. And it is trying to escape, but it's just drying out like a fish out of water.
I don't know why they're not to stop it.
I'd like to cast Firebolt.
Okay. Ah! That's it. I'm not gonna make you roll for it. Blast it out, gets a little hole crater in the stone there, and it doesn't even move. You're basically shooting a skid mark at this point.
We should destroy these eggs. We should go.
Can we take one?
Yes.
What are we supposed to do?
We
with
should
it?
take
one just for the
a
rest.
small one.
They're
I got-
not small. They're
There's-
5 feet tall.
Some of them are?
There are some that are small.
Okay.
There's some that are small.
They're all
Most of them are.
different.
Any of them fit in the jar that I have? The the dried tarin.
Make an investigation check. With the tar?
Yeah, the one with the tar.
Can I take out my long
9.
sword of sharpness and just start slashing eggs?
Found one.
I'm gonna try to fit it in there carefully and then close it up,
Start scrambling.
wrap it around.
Okay.
There's like 1,000 of them, right?
I mean, there's hundreds probably.
And
That's still
then,
too many. It's gonna take a while.
yeah, from there I'm just like, well, we got our evidence, we got what we need. Do y'all want to get the fuck out of here?
We grab a shard of that urn.
This
Yeah.
needs to be destroyed.
Are you seeing magic on it? Are you still
Is
seeing
the
magic?
Skidmark doing anything
There's
still?
magic. Skidmark does. It looks
On
like
the-
it's just
on the
a-
urn? The piece of the urn.
Yeah, there's residual magic all over the urn. It looks like it's dissipating slowly because it's been shattered, but yes.
Okay.
It's
Still
still-
grab like the biggest chunk I see.
Okay,
Still
the big
magic.
one that you see has a fire wheel.
The See, even though dragons are my favorite enemy, I'm not out to kill them all.
They're out to kill you.
Well,
Only if
that
you
makes
enter them.
that keeps me in business.
Nothing about
Oh,
this.
so you're a dragon hunter all of a sudden.
We're not
Seems
talking,
good.
you know.
I like to take
Don't
my
worry about
scimitar
that.
and just start stabbing them one at a time.
Okay.
That's what I'm doing too.
I'm taking my hammer.
I've got my long sword of sharpness. and just-
Spiritual weapon, axe going.
All right. So
I'm
moving
holding
apart
my egg
through-
like
Yeah.
fuck these guys.
We go.
Blast.
Hey,
I mean, but
these are
no,
evil
sorry.
necromancer dragons. They're not
Oh,
regular
yeah, you're
dragons.
charging them up.
Not a regular
So
dragon at all.
Oh shit.
just kidding. No, so the first couple that you slice through, you're like, oh yeah, I'm a badass. And you slice open and you look at the bottom of the egg shell itself just crumbles down, and you look down and there's some like small, really tiny lizard-looking bones at the bottom of the egg. You smash through a couple more. You see that there's again small corpses of creatures.
Do they all look the same?
Kinda-
Corpses?
They're
Yeah,
dead.
they're all in various stages. Some of them still have a little bit of like meat on them. Some of them have it's a very terrible rotten egg smell as you smash through these eggs.
I'm
But
holding
you
on
keep
to
going
it.
through a gusto and you
Like my
realize
pants to feed us.
these eggs, almost all of them are empty. With they have corpses in them. They haven't been sat upon or whatever dragons do. They haven't been cared for.
They're not incubated.
No.
We're in incubated at all.
So they're basically
They're
dead.
useless.
They're useless eggs. Yeah.
But you're
So we're
and
just,
what you're gathering.
I said gather some bones. And it doesn't hurt to be as
Fine.
more
Is
evidence.
there anyone that's like formed that has skills
That we need.
or
Yes.
like near
So
skills?
you do go
Part
over
of
to
the
where the
eggshell.
pillows are, and you do see there are a couple. You find make an investigation.
I'll be helping.
The
Like a piece of the eggshell.
the hole, the
With
big, the
advantage?
big hole or whatever. How far down? Does it go below ground?
That's a
No, it ends right at where the base of pillows are.
Okay.
And it's basically just a
So we
smash.
detected a cathedral.
Just the eight.
A
It's
cathedral
eight.
in a cave.
Uh,
We went through there.
You find 4 intact black dragon scales. 3 of them are about that big. You know, they're not huge. One of them you find is about the size of a dinner plate. One of them is very large.
Okay. That'll work.
Dinner plate for our dinner resin.
That would be an expensive dinner plate, but yes, it does. All right, and as you go through, you begin to finish off the last of them. Just almost pushing them out the broken window.
Alright, I got a piece of the urn that we can prove, and then those scales.
So
We'll get out of here.
we noticed the dragon. So
Yes.
do I not? We crushed them all, right?
As he said, do you want to get out
I
of here?
don't
Calvin's
notice
like
dragons
walking out the door.
It takes about an hour, but yeah, you eventually.
Oh, okay, never mind.
All the ones that you can
We need
see.
to get
I
out
don't
of
think
here.
that's my time
You
limit.
keep one of your
There-
jars.
Well, I mean,
I don't
towards the end.
I don't notice dragon anymore.
Okay, I want to say that when you slash through one of them, that kind of bursts and still has some embryonic fluid in there. The sense of the dragons dissipates.
Okay,
With that light. That
so-
was the last of them.
So this was like. So I can confirm that this seems like this was the dragon that I detected. I don't think
This
I
is
feel
what
like
you
an
was
example.
saying.
Granted, besides them not being taken care of, that kind of
Well, I
explains
sense
it at that. But what I do want to point out, this whole time we did notice necromancy or whatever. Yeah.
I
this whole
expected
time.
nothing but evil from that urn and from the thing that came out of it.
So we gotta make sure we notate these these reasons, because
I think once we get far enough away from here that
we can start putting
we're not under duress, we need to discuss it.
Let's talk about this later. Let's get out of here now.
just pointing it out as we walk away.
Yeah.
During
Do I
the
sense
walking
any other
around,
people
just
in-
like slashing and breaking eggs and stuff like that, and looking to see if there's any other rooms and things like that.
Just
Would,
skipping around.
We have found anything interesting?
Make an investigation check.
The one time I was balconies.
I definitely
that John Mayer song? Dun, 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 dun.
10.
Destroy the eggs.
10?
Yeah.
Apparently this dragon had a thing for tapestries. There are rooms that have like chairs in them, and each
Called
chair
it.
has like 6 tapestries just draped on them. Carpets, rugs, curtains. It was a thing for cloth and fiber. Anywhere you see furniture, it was laid over with tapestry of some type. Essentially everything of value had been swept up and
Sartorial
hoarded. So no, nothing really of value that you find.
The dragon was an interior designer.
Sounds like unicorn.
So, are we?
Let's go.
I'm leaving.
Yeah,
One
I'm out the
thing-
door. I'm out the door already.
One thing to think
Bye,
about.
dragon.
As we're walking,
Do you think? Yeah, as well. Do you think Tempe sent us here to destroy us, or do you think?
Well, what killed us? What was gonna kill us?
Why would he send us for this urn?
I don't know.
I think whatever was in the urn stole it from Timbe's people and put
Did you
their
hear
essence
what
in it.
the voice? You all heard the voice.
It's a necromancer, right? I mean, we've proven
I
that.
didn't get all of it, but yeah.
So
We are
whatever
there's something we are destroying.
I think the urn was a magical item that was being used by the necromancer. It was stolen from Tempe's people, and he used it. The evil that we sensed was not the urn itself; it was the thing inside of it that was watched die.
Oh no, I still sense it.
It's residual. Very
Residual?
Yeah.
Okay, so
I think the urn
was
belonged to
containing it. maybe.
Tempe's people, and he stole it to put himself in
Perhaps, yeah.
with necromantic magic.
But
And-
why would he want it back? If it was
Well, I don't know if Tempe knew what it was being used
It's a
for. He just
sacred
knew it was
object.
stolen. He didn't know that whoever stole it had used it for necromancy. I mean, I don't think.
So this.
He didn't give off any of those vibes to me.
Why?
Because I was definitely there the whole time.
Tavern, you also remember Tempe asking if you could be signaled whenever it was cleared. It's
Oh
very
yeah, he did say
distinctly.
that, didn't he?
Oh yeah.
What were you gonna do?
Well, we're gonna have to tell him that his
I'm gonna take
Eldritch Bow.
and then shoot it up in the
Nice.
air like we told him.
We're gonna have to tell him his sacred item has been destroyed, but it is no longer gonna be used for evil
Why not?
magic.
Fucking-
Yeah.
What time of day is it?
Huh?
What time of day is it?
It's hard to tell. It's very, very dark here.
It was nighttime. You left the cave.
It was. It was.
Okay, so it's still night. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. Getting earlier in the morning. Yeah.
We can try to send him a message and I pull out the rock.
And I pull out mine. Yeah, let's do that.
The rocks only send messages to the other rock.
No, don't worry.
Oh.
Send me that
Go
phone.
ahead, buddy.
Yeah, I want to hear his Swedish accent. Go ahead. His.
Oh,
Trying to be chimpy. Yeah, I want to hear it.
Tempe, this is function.
Joe?
We need to talk. It's serious? You can reply to this message.
Morga Schmorga?
Borgen Schmorgen.
Swedish
Swedish
chef over
chef,
here.
yeah.
Yes.
Chip chop. Chip chop.
Eat gold.
You know, it's one more word.
I don't know if I speak his language. Did you hear this?
Try saying Herkenbergen.
I think it's only
You see
one.
the shimmer on it has faded to a very dull matte.
A meatball.
Okay, you guys begin to exit, and as you open the door, well, I guess the door is not open. The door is behind you on the
That's
ground.
the door on the ground.
It's got a big dragon imprint from the shield bash. Yeah, it's beautifully done. You begin to make your way down the path, and as you do, the first thing you notice as you go by the houses and things where earlier the cesspools are boiling and bubbling, you look over and you see they are still. They're all completely not moving now. Looks like some of them have receded ever so slightly. There's no longer any runoff. It's a very quiet place compared to what it was when you guys made your frantic dash earlier. You continue. Do you guys want to go back to Gideon's Grotto, or do you want to try to find the way down from the plateau? Or
So, where on the map would that be?
right now, you guys are actually it may be better.
We'll go back through the catacombs and we can just walk down the hill, right?
Yeah. So right now, you guys are here, way up here on top of the Zibbleback, so like half a day's march.
Okay.
There's lots and lots of mountain north. Y'all discussed maybe going north of the mountain or coming back and going around. Because right now you guys are Let's see. Is the Valley of Verdance? Yeah. No, it looks like a little too high up. So let me get the original map.
Well, let me ask this:
Okay.
Is the 3,400 gold that we were promised for bringing these guys back is it worth the trip back?
Back to where?
Well,
Back
we
to whoever the commander is.
we have a couple of these scales to return for some
Yeah, we have
reward.
skills that we
Something
can take.
3,400 gold, right? He didn't put a timeline on it. We could go further up into the mountains and see what we find.
I mean-
Turn back.
Our group doesn't care about timelines, really. Apparently.
Well, my point is, we could go back, but the odds of us coming back up this way is super unlikely.
You guys
So,
are, like, right
do we
here.
want to? Yeah. So look, the other of us coming back because we headed this way, right? We'd have to head that way back.
Yeah. So you guys. So the city you ran into is down here. You guys have gone north.
Okay.
You're somewhere in these mountains. It's kind of uncharted territory.
So in order
So-
to get paid, we have to go back.
Right. We, like Okaba said, we found some pretty valuable stuff here.
So
We could just move on towards Xanthos' home.
Our mission's accomplished, and so to speak. We didn't get paid, but
Yeah,
you know we
no,
we don't have to worry about
We
dying.
could send Tempe.
we already did the work. We might as well get paid for
We
it.
could
Well,
send Tempe back with the proof, and he could
Are-
collect a
are-
reward as penance for us
You guys are-
destroying his artifact.
Making your way, y'all are amongst the columns right now. Do you want to go back down, or what do we want to do here?
I think I'll be more forgiving since we rid that temple of the necrotic.
So you
I
guys just
defer-
went
I defer
from
to the
not
group.
trusting Tempe about this urn to
know
trusting
if
him
we
to
are, too.
finish our stuff
Well,
for
we're
us.
certainly going to gauge his response.
No, I did not.
Only 'cause we didn't die.
Sal did.
I was throwing it out there that this artifact could have, like he said, was stolen from them, and that it's very possible he did not know what it was being used for. Because the urn itself doesn't seem to be evil, and neither did Tempe. Just saying.
And again, why would
Do I see?
what would be the
evil
purpose
too?
of sending us there?
He wanted it back.
Well, right. Well, let's think about this. If he wasn't trying to trick us,
He was very forward.
if he
with it.
was trying to trick us,
He was
then
very
what was-
forward. We said we were looking for the dragon there. He said the dragon stole this from us. If you could get it back from us, that'd be great. I'll help you to the catacombs if you do. We said
Right.
yes.
He said the only thing he cared about was that urn, and now that it's destroyed, I really don't want to go back to Tempe.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't. I couldn't understand him on the message.
I thought he seemed more concerned about having the temple back to normal than having no dragons there. Than
Well, would you rather
He
have-
said that at the end that, hey,
Yeah.
by the way, there's an urn there. Can you grab it for me?
Your people, would you rather have an artifact belonging to your people that was stolen and used for evil destroyed, or continued to use for evil?
People and their
Sounds like American
religious
Indian
symbols don't give a crap about the consequences.
Well, I mean, I don't think he's gonna fuck with us.
I completely disagree.
Apparently, you're standing at the pillars at the entrance of getting across.
Which way's the mountains?
We're in the
Around us.
mountains.
No, well, it's going for north, right?
Every
That's
way.
away. It's away from the
I
direction.
look around to the mountains that are completely
Well, 'cause
surrounding
the
us and be
downhill-
like, what?
Didn't you already send a signal?
Yeah, so were we supposed to wait for him with the signal?
Yeah, I never really saw.
I don't know.
Make a little pile,
I
you know,
defer
with
to
the
you guys.
scales and whatnot.
If you walk, I'll follow you.
Let's just start making our way down.
I guess we'll go back to the tunnel then.
Do we want to go back to, or just head down?
Looking around, does there look like there's any other way we could get back without going through Gideon's grotto?
Make an investigation check.
Let's look off the mountain.
Ah!
Counts.
That's
Parked. It's a 14. Oh, cool. It's an investigation.
Oh, that's not crazy.
He's an investigator.
All right. You and your wisdom decide there have to be better ways for people to get supplies and things up here. So you go and you find on either side there are these massive like staircases that just wind zigzag their way down. You do see that there was probably once a lift. Like there's an arm that's reaching out and a bunch of rope, but nothing connected to it. You probably make your way down there, down one of those.
how big is? You said there's a lift.
You guys want to go down that
It
way?
was at one time. It looks like it's long gone.
All right, we'll
Are
go
we
down.
not waiting for Tempe?
Tempe is not.
He's not gonna come up here.
I don't know.
He's not going to go anywhere near this. We need to get. away
Let's
from
go
this.
down. As Pragar always says, if he's nice, we'll explain ourselves. If he fucks around, we'll kill him.
Let's go. It's fine. I'm just kidding. Just
Okay,
get
so
down.
because of that, Talvin will
Still got dinner ready.
run to the cliff edge and then turn around backwards and just do a back dive off of the cliff.
Okay.
We're basically gods.
Please, please say this. Please say this line, right?
Please do
It's fine. We're basically gods.
it.
And I will poly myself into a goldfish. I'm just kidding.
Oh my god.
Into a giant eagle.
Okay. As you go to cast, you realize that you have no magic.
Huh?
It's totally fucking
Like what? No! Because you fucked me then? Yeah.
You're still normal.
The
Hugo.
dragon kind of.
All your spell slots are gone. Why? Because I'm God.
Yep.
He goes, there's only one God on this party.
Yep.
Yeah, turn into an eagle. Silver hair.
Yep. Beautiful. Just like a Pidgeotto. Just flying over. Alright, what are you doing?
I'm just gonna kind of hover as they climb down the stairs. I'm just gonna kind of circle around. Keep
Okay,
it-
make a perception check
Keep an
real
eye
quick.
out. Look at the woods. See if I
Perception
see
check,
anything.
make it. Yes, he will be.
Dude, the two different ways that he saw lead completely
What
different
the
directions.
fuck, dude? I haven't rolled over a 5 today.
What is that?
Definitely good.
My perception is
Harder roll.
it's a +4, so
Yeah.
9.
Okay, he's a stealth.
Oh, and I'm an eagle, so I actually get advantage.
Oh, your perception is different then.
I get advantage. I have
On site based perception, you do.
yeah, I get advantage, and then I get it. Oh my god, I get an additional modifier too. This is what I get for not bringing my tray because I'm can't roll.
You're doing great, buddy. You're doing great.
All right. Here, I have the sheet right here.
How's our mushroom friend holding up?
I want some eggs. I want the egg.
He's like staring at the one that Pokemon's holding.
Yeah, you took a small egg, right?
Mm-hmm.
Perception is plus.
He's trying to make a
I don't know how they eat.
Have a pet dragon.
Neither does he.
Yeah, so
This
I
is
get
saffron.
advantage. I get +4, so it's 13.
The two ways that he saw, they lead in completely different directions.
You see one on the north side, one on the south side. It's hard to tell what the original paths were because it's all been overcome with swamp.
Yeah.
But
Are you flying with me?
one may be south, one may be north. You don't know.
Are you out there
Okay.
with me?
Making you draft.
What I wanted to do was go to the lift and tie a rope so people slide down, but if people are gonna take the stairs, that's cool too.
Oh, I mean, I'll fly around whatever they want to do. I'm not.
Yeah,
do with
So
them.
you go
That's a
to where
good
the
idea.
lift was. It's a large.
400
crater
feet down,
that
he
sits
said.
out. Yeah.
It's 400 feet?
Yes, it's about 400.
Never mind, I only have 100 feet over.
So you begin.
I'm gonna fly real close to Xanthar just to see if he's got the balls to jump out and land on my back.
Done. Okay, make it we'll have an acrobatics check.
Don't worry, I'll catch you maybe.
Is that a one?
No.
It's a 12.
Don't worry, he's undead anyway.
Okay.
It's a spirit. That's it.
I'm gonna. So Zan, you and as you jump off the edge, the railing that you jumped off crumbles. So you kind of half-asses your jump. You jump out and you're expecting him to land gracefully on your back, but all of a sudden you feel a yike on your leg, and he's holding on to your leg for like dear life as you're trying to slide around. Eventually, you know,
I'll try to like clutch him.
yeah, you clutch onto him and you're being carried like this. Not as cool as you would hope, but still you can see a lot. Make a perception check for me, then.
I want to eagle lap.
Nice.
Ow.
Perception.
How about 20? Okay, as you're flying
Underneath
out,
my
Zan
feet.
Talvin is you know, he's focused on being an eagle, but you see a small figure slowly making his way up the stairs, trying hard to be stealthy, but it's hard to be stealthy when you're being seen from
Up the stairs from Gideon's Grotto.
yeah, Gideon's Grotto is in the back. This is from the ground.
Give me a tap. Tell me
These
this.
are, these are just switchbacks. They go
I'll
back
drop
and
you
forth
off.
like this.
Does it look like anybody that I would recognize?
You can't really tell with that roll. You're not sure. You just know that there's one creature that is swimming its way.
You make me aware of it.
Tao, do you see that person down there?
Now you see it.
I just dive at it, and then right before I get to him, just up above the ground, I'll drop Zan and then flip around and land on the other side of him. So Xanthar lands on one side of him, and I land on the other side of him
Okay.
as a giant eagle.
See that thing you like prop your wings on, just like
Yeah.
pull back?
Yeah.
If you can slow down fast enough.
Okay. So all of a sudden you pop pop lefty back, and you see Tippy between the two of you. And he kind of looks at the eagle. Are you from the group?
Does the claw thing with
He
the
doesn't
thing?
see you.
Is the claw?
He didn't know.
I know.
What is this?
So he's facing the eagle. I'm behind him.
Yeah. Just knife to the throat.
And slice Tippy's throat.
I would like to. I would just like to grab him from behind and put my knife to his throat.
Okay. So it's gonna be. I'm gonna say it's a grapple with advantage on your side.
Ow.
As he doesn't start
That'll
cutting
be
my
a
feathers.
strength.
Just
doing bird stuff.
I think just also because I feel like it would be fun.
You just had a stroke.
I can once per short rest as an action, I can cause each creature in a 10-foot cube from me to make a wisdom saving throw or become charmed or frightened.
Okay.
Until the end of my next turn. It is a DC 13.
What spell is
What's the name of the spell?
It is Fey Presence. It is part of my pack magic.
Yep. Gotcha.
Part of your what?
His subclass stuff.
And it's a what? DC what?
DC
Fey
13.
I rolled like shit.
Hey, shit.
So he is now.
So he passed.
Why are you coming this way when you sent us the other direction?
Hello. Is it safe to be out now?
Has it been safe this whole time?
But no.
Why
I don't know. That's why we sent you.
Why would you come this way?
No.
If you said that it was safe, then I could go up the stairs. So much easier than going down through the.
Why did you
Clean
send
my
us
brother.
this
Hey,
way?
Steppy. It's the iron.
Why did you know? Why did you send us this way?
What? Why did I send you this way?
Why would you send us this way?
Hola, Brita.
Why wouldn't you send us this way? That seems much easier.
Out in the open.
You man.
We tried to send many people back in the day, and it did not work out very well.
So you just came up through the out in the open way with no idea whether it was safe or not.
I thought you said it was safe. I saw the big poof. It said the signal. That's what I asked for.
Did we send a signal?
Yeah, he did the bow.
He Eldritch blowed.
I even made it smart.
Totally missed
That's
that
it.
part.
I'm changing the name.
Sorry, misunderstood. Come along then.
You got our money?
Very well. What did you find? Did you find the dragon?
We found a few things.
Oh, really? Like what? Did you find the urn?
We did find the urn.
Wonderful. I'm so excited. I knew you were my wizard. Okay, so the two of you, or I guess the three of you, with a big walking eagle.
Fuck that, I'm jumping off the fly into the circle.
Go ahead and fly.
I only get this for an hour. Shit's fun as hell.
Yep. Okay, so you're doing tricks and shit. The group eventually meets up on one of like the turnarounds. Oh, good. It looks like we're just missing the quiet fellow. Is that the one who's flying around?
Yes.
Meanwhile,
That looks really fun. I'm not gonna lie.
Did you want to try?
No. So how did it do? Did you clear it?
Is he back with the group or?
Yeah. Everybody has kind of converged on one of the.
now he's walking down with you, I guess.
And there are like little rest stops and switchbacks. Old people trying to make this path, so like every two.
It's a pilgrimage.
There's a little like Texas picnic rest stop over by the side. So you guys have
Campsite, something else.
sat down and we're taking a short rest.
Okay, got you.
Hey,
Well, I'm gonna run out of polymorph then, so I'll come in around and drop.
Yep, just easy.
Man, that smells good.
I'd like you to tell us about your urn more.
That's my urn.
Yes.
It is sacred to the people that
Why
I.
is it sacred? Why is anything sacred?
No.
That was.
Yeah,
Well, it's not
I
tough.
love
That's up the top.
I love it.
The urn was. Let me get that my notes one more time.
I forgot
I
that.
changed my thing.
You got a charger?
Let me check my agent scroll.
Yeah.
So, and he's sitting, and and again, he's still not making eye contact with anybody. You see, he's still fidgety and stuff. He's taking the what few flowers are kind of growing here and slowly like sitting cross-legged as you all sit around him, and he's kind of just fidgeting with his hands the whole time. And as he speaks, you see that he's tying these into like a daisy chain, like almost a little wreath of flowers, essentially. It just seems to be one of the ways he kind of keeps himself occupied while he's out there, and he's just referring to that. So the urn is very sacred to my people. They have sought to look at it once again for hundreds of years, or decades at least.
What is its magical properties?
It's just an urn. It's the dead corpse of Gamelin, who has founded this cathedral.
Founded the cathedral.
That is correct. He was Madastrius chosen. He served as the head of court wizard for Gideon. What's funny? He served as the head court wizard for Gideon.
How'd he die?
What's that?
How'd he die?
It is a story we tell quite often. He was an immolator. He caused fires all over the world when Gideon was conquering, and finally one day he burnt his daughter until her died and said, "I will never make fire ever again." He prayed and prayed, and Medestria heard him, and Medestria cured his daughter, and he said that I will always be a follower of you, and he made flowers now instead of fire magic, and he tried to bring the world's greatest garden here into the grotto. I'm sure it's beautiful. You have been the first people to see it in so many years. Is it just everything that?
It's okay.
It's very ancient.
It's
looking,
okay.
That's for sure.
Oh, wonderful.
That seemed better.
That's wonderful. Anyway, I get carried away. But yes, he founded this place in honor of Adastria, and rebirth, second chances, it's the themes of our religion. That's why the fire wheel is his symbol, both the fire and the flower. It's kind of a really cool symbolism. Next little crown, hands it to you.
Thank you.
Starts picking some more. So his last act was to burn himself and say that he would never burn again. It's it's Father, Son, Holy Ghost stuff, and it's confusing, but that's the way it works.
Did they put his ashes in the urn?
Yes, they kept it and revered his ashes.
Who is?
Well, the people who lived up here, we are descendants of the people who used to keep these grounds and defend Medastria. We failed, and we've been trying to get that second chance this whole time.
Well, I have some bad news, friend. The urn and his ashes
Perfect time of music.
were
Corrupted.
they were a bit evil. If we
Evil?
evil,
Yes.
yes.
Some kind of necrotic force found its way into the
Necrotic? What do you mean? He was not a necromancer.
I
Are
do
you
not know what
We don't think he was.
I don't
We
think he was.
the necromancer used the urn.
Yes.
That's why I asked what the urn did.
I see. To us, it was a holy symbol, the most of holy symbols, but it did not do anything.
That's it. No magical anything.
Insight check.
Not I know, but
Natural 20.
Yeah, there we go.
I rolled over a 5 today.
Yeah.
God, and look at Steer's face. Fuck.
Whisper!
D&D Beyond. Talk
I
amongst
could've
yourselves.
moved.
Alright.
Yeah.
It's funnier.
Ula Brita Smita.
This whispers by. Wait, what?
Ula Brita.
My kiddo?
This battle brought to you by
Svea.
We're gonna name him Brody.
Discount
Brody.
TVs for discount prices.
Brody Wayne Hudson.
Can I name if we turn to a horse again? Can I name you Jurgen?
My middle
My
name
dad's.
is Duane.
That's my
Is
dad.
that?
Really?
I'm gonna name him Jurgen.
Wayne?
If he turns into a
Oh,
horse
Wayne
again.
Nurse.
Jurgen.
Wayne it.
No.
Jurgen.
No more.
Well, that's the voice you gotta do when you try to take.
yes, it's it.
I like that.
I have to do stuff. I have to think cute.
All right, fuck it.
Alright. I'm back.
So,
Don't think so.
it's sad to see that relic is now lost to us. It's
Happens.
not good. I must repay you, though. You have done us a great service. It is clear, yes, there's no dragons up there.
There are currently
That's
no.
when I pull out the.
There are
jar.
currently no living dragons up there.
No dragon.
No leaving
Living.
dragons?
No,
No
leave.
dragon.
There's
Yeah,
lots
just
of
dead
dead
ones.
ones.
Just this one. I saw
How
it.
many did you kill?
There were
Thousands.
about 100, somewhere around there.
My goodness, you must be all very
50,000.
strong.
So yeah, I have the one in the jar. I'm just showing him this.
He's an incredibly powerful wizard.
This is
Oh, good. He's a wizard? Good.
Mhm.
this is the last of them.
He is a wizard.
Hmm.
I'm just bluffing that it's even like still alive.
Yeah, it's cracked.
Damn.
Yeah. Very good.
This was the last of them.
Well,
We did try to save your urn, but unfortunately,
It was really big.
this is
it was corrupted.
terrible news, but
There is good news.
Hey, all you need to do is get some glue, you know.
I love this.
Yes, I did save a piece.
The
Oh.
crown.
thank you. Yes,
We
yes.
also got this black
He
jelly.
hands one to you. Actually, hands it to Mushy.
Okay.
It's like two. It's like a huge Mushy face playing with
A
it.
hula hoop.
I'll pull out the piece of urn I took.
Easy.
The piece of urn I took.
He takes
and I
it.
deactivated.
Yes.
This is all I could find of the remains.
The shell. You got
That was the
the
biggest piece left.
Yeah.
It does have Gamblin's fire wheel. on
the
it.
scale. Or what about the? Is it dragon scale? You did that?
That was for the.
I had the drink.
That's
so
for the other
for
guy.
the other guy.
The head of my order will very much wish to hear this from your own words. If you do have the time, we would very much like to thank you for opening our sanctity. It's not that far from here where we live.
Yes.
Was it towards the
Yes.
City of Leaves?
Doesn't matter where
It
it's
is
at.
north of here, yes.
Alright.
We're not going north though. If we're going back for our reward.
We must
I could use a long rest, my
stop.
friend.
Wait. How far is it?
It is maybe a few hours walk from here.
The city.
No,
No.
the village he lives
His where his leader is.
I mean, Francois, though.
No.
in. That's a day or two,
That's
isn't
more
it?
than a day.
How many feet?
What the?
That? I only have my 2 feet.
DM question.
Yes.
How far is it
2 days
more
travel.
than 500 feet away from where we are?
Yes, 2 days travel is more than
500 feet is 9 hours.
Yes.
I love you.
I'm trying to do something here.
I
I'm
understand.
saying y'all could go while me and somebody else could go get the money and meet you back.
Yeah, it's 2 days.
Alright, well,
Yes, it's 2
Like a
days
couple-
from here.
damn. Can I ask some questions? Shit.
Oh, you know
Hey,
what?
it's 2
You know
days.
what I'd like to do?
It's 2 days though.
You
What
said
would you like to do?
You said
I'll
it's
remember
two,
this the
it's
next
within
time
2
y'all ask
days.
dumb
The city with
fucking
Francois.
I don't think there's no
Great.
such thing.
I'm not the one that said it's dumb.
There's no such thing as
So
dumb
the
questions.
city's called
I
the-
just wanna know if we're gonna go. Are we gonna go back and get our reward
Yeah,
and then come all the way
I
back
don't
here?
No, so what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go ahead and cast.
Roll it up right now.
It's Delver.
You are the BBG.
Delverton, that's what
You
the
are.
person uses. Delverton.
Oh, I got rid of it. Never mind. I'm on
Have you
what
been?
I wanna do.
So can I please bring you back and
Yes.
show you the hospitality of a Dimray?
Absolutely.
Yes.
It's not hard, I promise. So, you will be arriving at the first light, but surely will be good. Let's do a new song. This one's a little bit old. Let's do. One moment, please. One moment. What is it?
I was kidding.
Not
I
combat.
said it was old.
Oh,
Here we are.
you always know every song he plays.
Yeah,
That's why
right.
I figured.
Like half of them.
Most of
Okay.
them.
That's pretty good though.
So the group gathers up, make your way down the rest of the stairs, and you begin to go out. And as the morning light starts to kind of peek up, you see the clouds that have never broken since you've been here. You see they start to kind of open up, and small shafts of light come through. And you see Tempe kind of looking around and says, "That's weird. They've never seen sunlight in the glade before." And they keep walking, and he picks a path that seems to be kind of, even to your eyes, your experienced eyes, it seems to be rather out of the way, but eventually you see what he's been doing. He's been kind of dodging potential pitfalls and harder ways to go, and he's very experienced about this. Eventually you exit the swamp and you see kind of these low, steep lands that have a lot of winds. It's the very early dawn morning. It's a little bit crispy, and you see pillars of smoke, and as he kind of points his way to a Dimray, it seems that these buildings aren't even buildings themselves. It looks like people have almost dug into the steep cliff here, and there are several roads, and the small village or town itself is built into the cliff face here. There is one larger building that seems to be made of stone that's a little bit larger, and it's a pavilion-like, but everything else is in there. And as you walk along, you begin to see that these are cleverly hidden underneath an overhang, or maybe this is in like the ripple or something. It's a lot larger than what you guys had originally seen, but these are people of the land, essentially. What were you gonna ask?
I was in like
within, it looks like they built their houses within the
Yes.
like it's almost in there.
Yes, it looks
Yeah,
like
okay.
if unless their house is extremely small, their house extends underground from what you could possibly tell.
Yeah, yeah.
Mostly, all you see are little smokestacks from the stoves, things
Yeah.
like that. And you walk in,
Yeah.
and eventually the town itself is very sparse. There are
Okay.
there are a couple people that were wearing the same reds that he's wearing with the leather bands. There are others that are like the blacksmith that's waking up, ching ching, whenever they're getting ready. And Timothy kind of leads you up to the larger, kind of circular structure, and he says, "All right, let me tell you, our leader is Cheyenne. She is the head of our order, and she will very much like to hear what you have to say."
Do you want to drug another town leader? Tell. Whisper in his ear.
What's the name of your order?
Oh,
I prefer it not.
yes, you are the patient with
Just checking.
I'd like to have a place to sleep
And her
tonight.
name is
Okay.
Cheyenne.
Cheyenne, yes. Shay. And
Could we have some food before we talk to the
well,
Shane?
considering you did not sleep
shit.
last night, I would imagine that quick introduction, and then we could probably rest and do whatever leveling you guys need to do after that. So please let me, and please, will you all please stay here for a moment so I can make proper introductions. So make sure she's clothed and then things.
All right, see you in a minute.
Stay.
Should I set self-destruct now or later?
He's kidding. He's kidding.
Ha!
Ha ha ha
Sorry,
He's also got a horrible laugh.
just joking.
ha! Terrified.
I'm gonna lick my hand and start messing with my hair.
Okay, all right.
When he walks away, I'll turn to the room and go, I don't think he's lying about much of what he told us, but he certainly was not surprised to hear us bring up necromancy. I'll tell you that for certain.
Not the son of one.
He knew.
Alright, so as you're sitting there,
He certainly has heard that was happening here before.
Well, yeah, the whole necromancy thing
Is
has
this
been
Westwood?
a tale around these parts for. a
Well, he
while
said
now.
his exact words were that he told us he was surprised, but he certainly wasn't actually surprised. So I don't know if they are ashamed of it or if he wants to hide it. I don't know.
Perhaps they're the reason that it's here.
Maybe it's something we could ask Cheyenne.
We talked to the leader.
I would say
I'd love to not.
don't let your guards down quite yet.
Yeah,
Just in case.
I'd love to not.
So what do we now want to
their
talk
leader by taunting them with the destruction of their religious symbol.
Taunting.
people are waking up. So
I mean, we just have to be honest.
bakery ready.
There was an evil presence inside of it. It tried to summon one of us in an attempt to stop it from whatever it was doing. We had to destroy it.
Yeah. So Tippy comes out at this point. You can start to walk towards the group. Okay, so
I said
if
attempt.
you would please follow me into the. Remember, be on your best behavior. If you can avoid eye contact, do so. It's considered rude. What else? Don't make too many gestures. That's rude.
Timmy,
Yes.
does she, is it a she?
Yes.
She have a problem of my kind.
No. Why would we?
Don't they underground
Yeah.
railroads?
That was
Yeah,
the
underground.
Just making sure.
Is that's what this is, right?
This is
There are those people.
Yes, this is great.
It's not a bad question.
Don't worry, we're super good with authority.
We have taken over
Here we go.
responsibility for the
Inside
region, so
check.
part of that is
I'm the
ensuring
worst with this.
We're great with leaders.
passage. Yes. So,
Definitely don't purposely fuck with people in positions of power constantly.
you open it up and it's what looks like a building on the outside is actually a gigantic circular, almost a yurt, a tent, if you will. And in the center, there's a very small chair with it.
Urns and yurts, the name of the
Oh,
subset.
okay. Old ancient woman. She's got her braided silver hair going all the way down, and on her her robes, instead of it being the blood red that you see everywhere else, this one is a very silken white. And again, they're robes, but they're very tight to her body. You can tell from the way that the robes fit that she is very fit herself, despite her age. And she's sitting there. To her right, you see a small girl. On top of Cheyenne's head, you see this crooked, too small, really shitty crocheted yellow hat. And it looks like everything else she has is so regal except for the little hat. And she's sitting there talking to the little girl. And the little girl's like, and you just battle away and the little girl talking. She says, yes, that's good. That's good. She says, they are here? Are these the ones? And to be, Yes, these are the ones. All right, little Tia, why don't you go on and play, and I'll talk to these people. So the little girl kind of runs off, and he sits down. She sits down and says, "Well, if what Timpy says here is true, then I have very much to thank you for. I wanted to meet you before you went off to sleep, my heroes. You cleared the dragon from the cathedral, yes?
Yeah.
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 No more dragons there. Yep, that was us.
Yes.
Timpy tells me that you slew hundreds.
Thousands.
Yes. Thousands.
That, Timpy, you did. You were too
Hundreds of
modest.
thousands.
No.
Nope.
That's a large number.
I'm sorry.
He has trouble counting. It's fine.
Name again.
My name is Shane. I'm the leader
Shane.
here at this grave.
Hello. I am Function.
Well, hello, Function. We meet many
Did
of
you
your
just
kind.
call that little girl Tia?
That is right.
Pretty common name.
That is my granddaughter. It's very common here.
It's a lovely name.
That's true. Her
Oh.
full name
Named
is actually...
after.
Not
named
Tia as an
after-
aunt.
A little girl who's
Spanish.
writes letters?
Sorry?
Is it named after Madrastia?
Is it a common name because it's someone renowned who's
No,
named after?
your flying friend was correct. Her full name is Madastia, but we call her Tia, because it is short.
After your goddess.
Makes sense.
Ah,
Yes, after the one that we follow from the forest.
thank you.
We follow the way of the falling leaf, and it is a way that has persisted through years here and fucking over my keyboard and
What's a keyboard?
don't worry about it. It's the guitar.
The guitar, actually.
Even still.
What did you say? Is it fallen leaf? Yeah.
Yes, the way
Village.
of the falling leaf.
Fallen leaf.
Village.
Please, let's save your questions for tomorrow. For now, let us make sure that you have the best of accommodations. I just wanted to see my heroes if they have returned, and if what Timpy says is true, then we have much to be thankful for in the future, indeed.
Have you heard of us?
No, what do they call you?
We are the Nemesis 6.
Beautiful. All right, on that we will end.
Great ending.
I found that. That was
That
awesome.
was a good ending. Good job.
Well done.
Did you say fucking Tia?
He said fucking Tia.
Yeah.
Tamara?